hit. But yeah, good to get the start going.
Jackie, we only have 7 minutes and
of PMWC for EWC 26, and we're going to look back at everything that happened yesterday, have a little bit of a talk about it here, Mr. John, and see how it all went down, because yesterday it was a marathon of games for these teams to try and struggle through.
Yeah, we had 8 matches played, the 2 Miramars at the start of the day. They went pretty quickly. I mean, those first 5 that I was casting during the day, it felt like there was some real pace to it, and I feel like our teams wanted to get through it because there were just so many of them. What was really interesting was the dynamic of having 2 Miramar sets in the same day and seeing the adjustments between the two. So that was something that would have come through. But a big feature, obviously, is the top of the tables. E-Arena able to keep a hold of that one.
Yeah, definitely. Their win to start things off really set the pace. Of course, they didn't quite get themselves towards podium, towards the middle stages of yesterday. However, extremely strong, consistent eliminations coming through across a lot of those games. So once again, E-Arena is now in a position where effectively they've set the smash barrier, and they're going to be the ones to try and challenge for that straight away here, John.
Absolutely, but there's other teams as well who are going to look to try and push past that smash boundary. Getting past it, it was set at 122 points, so you're getting past that and then needing a chicken dinner. There's plenty of teams within striking distance of that over the 6 matches today. We were talking a lot about some of the other teams as well that are in that close contention. Nongshim and I think Enigma Galaxy are 2 that we're probably going to be highlighting here, with Nongshim able to get that late chicken dinner to really put themselves back in contention. I say Enigma Galaxy is in that direct spot. I think they are just outside it, to be fair. They were that's kind of the story of their day yesterday.
An amazing moment for Coops, obviously, in that 1v4 going up against Furia. I think that is going to live in people's memories for a long time, especially Furia's, even though they did actually fight back in the next game straight away and actually get themselves a victory from a very similar spot. So Furia shows some great resilience there. But at the same time, if you look at the mid portion of yesterday, those 3 Erangels, John, we had a spectacular showing from S2G. What year is this? They get themselves a first, second, first. That was awesome for S2G to put themselves in the running as well.
Absolutely, they had a really great resurgence, a name that we haven't seen at the top of the Turkish scene, let alone the global scene, for quite a while now, and I think that is brilliant for them to be able to come back. Without the name of Silas on side, though, which is a little bit disappointing for me. I would have loved to see him alongside, but That's not my decision to make.
No, it is not. And they are making some great decisions on the battleground regardless of that. And also who's making great decisions. And again, what year is it? Aurora, when a lot of pundits and experts had really kind of given up on them being able to win. Obviously, we saw them as Alpha Gaming, as Falcons kind of in the past as well. And now this roster suddenly is like, well, you know what? We're going to prove all the pundits and experts wrong and find ourselves at the top of the table as well.
We are sometimes seeing the dockening happening a couple of times, though. There are still those little glints and gleams of the false past, but hopefully they are going to put them in the past because they have one day left to sit atop the pack and maybe claim a global title where they have been denied so frequently.
All right, well, that does it for the STC Rewind here for the last day of the finals for PMWC EWC 26. You don't want to miss what happens today.
In their key in the totem and cementing themselves in history here at EWC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PMWC at EWC 26. The final day, 2 weeks of grueling hard work from these squads is going to conclude today. We don't know how many teams it's going to end up being, how many games actually is going to end up being. It could be 2, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, could be actually all the way to 6. But I'm joined by none other than Maxman, Neptura, and myself, the 7WG. Max, how are we feeling going into this final day?
Oh, I'm so happy really for today because we are going to be 100% going to be crowning a new PMWC champion here. There's no Yangon Galacticos, there's no Alpha 7 to get that trophy back for themselves. So today, one team will be making history at Paris.
There will be making history. And for everybody, before we show anything else, just a quick reminder, the prize pool, $3 million. First place is going to get a cool $500,000. But before we even talk more about that, just remember, if you are going to be using social media, use that hashtag EWC, hashtag EWC26. And while we're at it, let's give them a cool pose so they can actually screenshot it and share it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. That's all you guys get. Hopefully, you'll be able to share with the hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. And don't forget to do your predictions as well in the EWC app. Put in your predictions. Our predictions aren't doing quite well. But maybe it will be the turnaround today for some of these squads. But talking about the prize pool earlier on, $3 million, life-changing money, especially for first place. Don't forget, we also have the finals MVP, the Sony MVP, which is going to be $25,000.
$25K for just fragging out completely. I can't wait to see who's actually going to bring that one home. We are looking at a few different contenders, I feel like, Max. You know, you do have Milu in there. We did see Hyunbin popping off. We saw, I think Aaron as well was MVP for one game. So again, still, you know, doing some really good stuff there. So still very contentious for that. Looking very much forward to today 7. I think it's going to be a fantastic day. The games are going to be awesome. However many we have, just going to be super intense. And that rondo to kick things off. Let's go. Super excited for that.
I can't wait for the rondo. But first, we got to talk about some of the amazing plays that we've been seeing so far. Earlier, Kalaris got a chance to mention it too. Coops has been popping off for this squad so much that I got to say it one more time. Coops!
Yes. No, I mean, you see in the first clip here is the 1v4 against Furia. Again, I don't know why Furia were like, no, we're going to send on the mountain. This is Coops Mountain now. It's what it's officially called. They're going to add it on the minimap in the game. But no, Coops able to get himself some sync grenades, gets that 1v2 at the end, and then the final player. This guy is absolutely insane. And keep on top of your mind, of course, there's no hot drop with Ida anymore on a wrangle.
Exactly.
So that's another big advantage. So NGX, they're not too far from the podium. They could be making a big jump.
And another player that has been putting up great performances is none other than Spower from Godlike. This man, and even if it's not going to be challenging for the first place, which hopefully they will be challenging for at least a top 5, he's been putting up performances.
I am so impressed with S-Power, I have to say. Coming out here, you know, again, not much experience. You're going, okay, they're not going to really be up to the par of these massively experienced teams at a global level. But S-Power, he's got the peaks, he's got the angles, he's got the game sense. I mean, I would not have batted an eye if you had told me, oh yeah, he's been playing global for 3 or 4 years. That is where we're at with him. So I'm super duper impressed. Can't wait to see what he's got still up his sleeve coming into today, because however many games we got, I know he's going to absolutely crush it.
He also has the Molotov, by the way. Yeah, that was a really good Molotov.
Is it a hair buff?
30 million of real users and millions of ways to grow. Now available to you anywhere. Meet Pocket Broker. He broke into the financial markets with AI-powered insights. And he started small, with a free demo account. With no commission on withdrawals, your results stay entirely yours. Join the global community. Pocket Broker always pays.
To achieve 122 points, and after that, if they get a win, they will be able to win via Smash Rule. If they don't win within the first 6 games via Smash Rule, then after 6 games, we will go to the team with the most points in the leaderboard. But let's take a look at the overall so we can actually get an idea of where the teams are at, because E-Arena finished off the day great yesterday, and they're currently with the team that's at that Smash Zone, and they're at 112 points.
E-Arena, they could definitely do it in this first game, right? Because we have seen before that some teams who are right there struggle really badly to actually make that threshold at all. That pressure just gets to them. But for me, E-Arena is definitely one of those teams that I don't think will have a problem with that. They just need to smash it out of the park in this next game, maybe next 2 games. And I think we could definitely have a smash threshold by game 2 with them.
Could be happening, really could be happening, especially with that stadium finish they got just a few days ago, right? It's definitely a big opportunity for them to make it happen. Though I'm looking at Nongshim Red Force. We used to keep saying, right, going into a global event, we never got an international smash. It never happened. That's now changed with PMMI, the Macau Invitational, and it was Nongshim Red Force able to snatch it away from the grasp of Furia. So Nongshim Red Force being the team just behind E-Arena, that's a scary, scary prospect for all of Thailand.
It is, and then you have in third place one team that has been very consistent, that usually we give them a lot of feedback because they tend to be very inconsistent, and it's none other than Aurora Gaming. Aurora Gaming within that striking distance, and this is a team that we really haven't gotten a chance to see any insane pop-up performances that we know they're capable of, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing that Aurora Gaming today.
I am going to be very intrigued to see what Aurora do here, because I feel like they are a day 3 team. They do come out of the woodwork somehow. They are very, very quiet for the first 2 days, and then day 3, oh my goodness, completely different ballpark. So I think that could definitely be something that we're going to be seeing, specifically in the first rondo, because they have been known to put up massive elims in that first game.
I just want to say, can we stop getting a global MVP and just actually win a tournament, Aurora? That would be really nice.
True.
On the second page, we did see for a little bit there, teams I would say below Chiamba are really going to struggle to make it work out. But here you have it, the race to the Smash Zone for all of these teams. Of course, we know E-Arena need an extra 10 points, but everyone else is going to need 17 points for the likes of Nongshim Red Force. Aurora is going to need a total of, what is that? I mean, a little bit small, 18 points. So 1 and an 8. So really, on Rondo, those numbers are very easily achievable if you do end up getting that chicken dinner, and especially if you get a lot of eliminations straight away in that hot drop.
And for the teams that are currently in 7th place, 4th rise, for the team that's currently in 8th place, Furia, you need to be able to put up those numbers if you want to be crowned a new champion. And that is our Sony story of the day. With some of their squads. I can't wait to see who's the one that's going to be taking it. By the way, 4th Thrives, they are 45 points away from it. So I'm hoping that for 4th Thrives, they're going to have a great start here in Rondo. But we're going to talk about E-Arena, because that was one squad, Max, that was able to perform really, really well.
We have to go a little bit deeper on the Arena, the White Rabbits. How are things going to go down for them? We're going to check out the individual player stats, which I was a little bit critical yesterday. Looking at the player stats, I was like, look, they're actually quite low for a lot of these players, right around like between 1 and 2. But the thing is, every player gets that every single game. It adds up really slowly, but over time it adds up to like, I think it's total of 80 eliminations, which is crazy. So the fact is not just like, oh, you don't have 2 really good players or 3 really good players. No, every single one on this lineup is doing so well. Mormon, Joker, Schweppes, and Tony K are definitely showing up massively for Thailand. If they maintain these kind of results, Niptura, that Rondo in terms of eliminations is going to go fantastically well.
It is. I mean, I was really impressed with Mormon. We saw some great stuff coming in from him yesterday. Day 1 was the better day for them. They were able to just skyrocket up to that first place. Day 2 slipped down a little bit. They were not feeling as confident, not feeling as strong. But I tell you what, Mormon still stepped to the plate even in day 1. So I think also a lot of teams, like we were talking about Aurora, right? They are also a day 3 team. There's a lot of teams that do have that sort of up and down, just how it works out, right, in those finals. So for me, EA, day 2 not being so great, they have wins. They're top of the leaderboard. It's not the end of the world for me.
I have one slight tip though for E-Arena.
Tell them.
When you take a fight, don't use 20 billion smokes to hide yourself. Just hold on to your utility. I'm telling you, they're quite useful in this event.
You're not wrong.
They've done it so many times, dude. Thanks, Max,
It's a team.
for bringing that. Yeah, it's like 11 smokes all over the place. They're just going. they're not going to be able to see us. But yeah, for E-Arena, there is that one. But we got to talk about Aurora, especially because of the consistency, especially because what we've been talking about as well. This is a team that has caliber players in that squad. And then we have S2G, which they have 3 chicken dinners in total here in the finals.
It's really interesting because both of these teams play very similarly, actually, right? Both of them are quite compact, quite quiet until they're able to spread out a little bit more, able to take those fights, able to push other teams away. They're very other team focused, right? But for me, okay, Aurora just has a little bit more of that expertise in this. They've been doing this for a lot longer, this kind of strategy. And so even though they don't have that win, they have a win, but they don't have the 3 that S2G have.
Yep.
I think there still could be something. S2G have 3 wins, but over the course of the last 2 days, they've been very hot and cold. They either are out in last or they win a massive game. So it's for me, I'm on the fence because I think Aurora has that better consistency, but S2G have proven to us more that they can win. And when it comes to that Smash rule, it's whoever wins.
Yeah, I mean, you're going very play specific here, which is great to hear about that. But I have 2 players that I'm looking at for both teams. MCG maybe getting his 2nd international trophy, right? Won PMWC a few years ago back in Jakarta with actually S2G, right? He's still on that lineup. And then you have Top, that's gotten so many global MVPs in the past, same as Doc, right? I would love to see them get an MVP award. It would be cool. But I feel like the trophy and a $500,000 prize pool would be huge to get 7.
It would be, and I think for his legacy, for his career, as well as where he's probably getting towards the later end of his career, this would be the perfect time for him to end up winning a global championship, especially with the way that he was able to perform last year. He will be able to pick it up, and I just want to see Aurora pop off. See what would happen when all those teams pop off. Other teams that are going to be popping off and that are going to be lucky to actually perform here are going to be Ulf and Furia. Furia, they need to start seeing that aggressiveness again because that was the best time, and stay away from driving around. Drive-bys, no.
They love using the cars in these finishes, especially Ayala. Going to calm it down, especially when pushing onto E-Arena in that open finish outside of Yasnaya Lake. But we had so many great moments that really stood out for Furia and also Ulf, right? The Wolf pack and also the Jaguar pack were also looking really strong at this moment. But in particular, I'm looking at these teams that kept getting 2nd places, right? You're looking at Furia, 2nd place in PMMI, snatched away with a smash ruling by Nongshim Red Force. Then you're looking at Ulf, PMGO Season 1 in Jakarta, 2nd place. PMGC before that, 2nd place just behind Alpha 7. They've been close so many times in the past, but it's time to put those rumors to bed. The Sukkening is not happening. Can we call it that? Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, we have the Dockening, we have the Sukkening. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, wait, that can go. Wait. We'll do that next, just for you. We'll
it
make
used to
that
be the
happen.
Alpha 7, but then that's not a thing anymore because they ended up winning. And now they just exactly.
Oh, no. I'm very intrigued to see both of these teams here. Just to add to your point, Max, is for me, looking how both of these teams play, Furia is very methodical, very calculated, so that kind of feels like they're a little bit slow, but they're very proactive. They will make a fight happen, whereas Ulf, they're more reactive. And so when you come to those 2 different strategies, it's kind of going to be really interesting to see, as the smash comes in, as that pressure comes in, who's actually going to benefit from that.
Yeah, one person that it's currently not with us, but I know that they definitely want to talk about Furia, especially with their driver license, is none other than Lace. Lace, I don't know where you're currently at, so let's see if she's going to give the driver license back to Furia or just keep it away.
Look, this is what we're going to discuss. Kalaris, Jackie, and Lace here. Obviously, we have our teams that are leading the pack, the E-Arenas, Aurora, Nongshim. But we are going to talk about Rondo, specifically the map coming up, along with our middle pack teams. And one of these teams, Kalaris, for Thrives, our PMWC champions at 77 points. What are their expectations today, especially going into Rondo?
I think they've got to make some adjustments, to say the least. Obviously, our first day, second day for Thrives, they were looking a bit of a shadow of their former selves compared to what we saw in the group stage. They looked a bit more opportunistic there, as well as able to allow Phalanx gunplay to really kind of flex out against some of these teams. So I need to see them just take a few more risks, but just kind of find themselves like a bit more forcefully moving into some of these circles, as opposed to sitting on the edge meekly and not really kind of doing much.
And Rondo's the map to take risks, right?
Yeah.
We expect this is where you will gather most of those eliminations. And obviously, they got to chat a little bit about Furia, but Jackie, I want to pick your brain about Furia because we all know how I feel in their drive-by special, but this is a team that sort of can maximize eliminations, and they are at 74 points. What do you think expectations lie on Furia coming coming into this?
I think they know domestically how to approach Smash rules. They're going to be playing a little bit more aggressive here. They're going to basically come into this one with the mindset of we need big games, right? Not only do you need to go into it with the mindset of we need 11 to 14 elims in this game. That's the kind of safety net. Anything above that's a blessing, James. But you've got to target teams above you as well. Realistically, break their legs on the way if you have to stop them getting into a safe position in Smash.
This is the crazy thing about those kind of mid-pack teams is that I think they're going to need a little bit of divine intervention from elsewhere to be able to catch up, and then they probably need themselves 2 wins along the way, whilst also figuring out the fact that somebody could quite easily finish it before those 2 wins even come their way as well. So there is some of that does come in. For Furia, they've been on the absolute the other end of this, losing out PMMI to Nongshim Red Force that were able to smash despite Furia having more points than them at the end. So for Furia, they don't want that to be occurring again.
They don't. I like the way that you said that. Let's just hope the top teams kind of fall out, giving these middle pack teams an absolute opportunity and chance to do so. But of course, we're going to have to wait and see. But 7, I am going to bestow the driver's license back to Furia so they can do the absolute craziness it is Rondo in this map.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's see what kind of craziness we're going to be getting here in Rondo coming up. But I know with everything going on here at PMWC 26, there's a lot of movement happening within the club championship. So, Glitter, what's currently going on with the club championship?
To it. We have had so much going on here in our championship weekend, and right now 2 grand finals have officially completed. Yesterday over in chess, it was Magnus Carlsen who was able to take home the title when he faced off against Dennis Lazovic. That of course means that Liquid got the 1,000 points when it comes to the club championship, and AGAL were managing to get that 750 points that were already accounted for last time we spoke. But that wasn't the only grand finals that happened. We then moved on over to the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, where we had Rainbow Six Siege finishing their grand finals as well. That was a massive face-off between 2 Brazilian orgs in Furia and FaZe, and at the end of the day, it was FaZe who was able to take home the win despite all of the support from the Furia fans in the crowd. Both of those squads are also in the club championship as well, so some points on the board for them. But now we're focusing on what we've got going on here today, because we have 2 more grand finals that will be ending today. One of them will be in Rocket League. Now, they still have to determine which teams will make their way through to their grand finals, as they'll be starting off with their semifinals matches here today. And these are going to be some big ones when it comes to the club championship side of things, because on the top side of the bracket, we have KC versus Falcons, and we know how everyone is keeping their eyes on Falcons to see what they're able to do with the points. Then on the bottom side of the bracket, we have SSG and NIP. So it's going to be an action-packed day from Rocket League as well. But Seven, I'm going to send it back over to you so we can get into what we have going on in PUBG Mobile today. Don't listen to him.
No. Hold on. That might be a good thing, because they might be able to just reverse that curse. And it could be a blessing here for Fourth Rise. But ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking enough. We've been waiting for this moment to start. And I think it's time we get started with PMWC at PMWC 26, the final day.
The journey has been relentless and the finish line is in sight. Just 6 maps sit between your team and the PMWC title.
But Barney, the Smash Pool is here, so anyone who reaches 122 points can snatch the victory with one last ticket dinners and become our champion.
There's something brutally honest about the final day. Don't give me excuses, just give me results. My name is Barney Banks and I'm your host alongside the awesome Luti. And welcome to Smash Sunday!
I hope you're ready, Atom, because we are ready. So it's time to welcome one last time our finalists on stage, starting with Al Hula Club Esports!
Orangutan!
Ida Esports!
Team Vitality!
Godlike Esports!
Hora Esports!
Team Flash!
Tianba!
Furia!
Four Thrives Esports!
नमस्कार दोस्तों, वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं आपको एक ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में बताना चाहता हूं जिसका नाम है गुरु ट्रेड 7। और अगर आप एक बिगिनर हो तो इसके डेमो अकाउंट में आपको 10,000 रुपए मिलेंगे जिससे आप ट्रेडिंग करना ट्राई कर सकते हो या फिर सीख सकते हो। और दोस्तों इसमें बहुत सारे एसेट्स मिलेंगे, तो चलिए मैं आपको ट्रेडिंग करना सिखाता हूँ। तो अभी तो ग्राफ चल रहा है, तो अभी
S2G Esports!
Aurora Gaming!
Non-Team Bradford!
And finally, leading the charge, we have E-Arena! Every single one of these teams has proven that they belong on the Gadia City grid. Today, they fight to be the last team standing.
Only one key will remain intact. After Alpha 7 and Yangon Galacticos, the throne sits empty, and Paris demands a champion. The dawn of the final is here. This is PMWC 2026 at EWC.
Months of preparation, thousands of hours played, and sacrifices have led to this point. Life-changing money sits on the horizon, and a legacy that dreams are made of.
We saw it in the group stage. We saw it in the survival stage. These teams are here for a reason, and every single one of them can actually clutch it all and become our PMWC champion.
Rondos we've had at this event have been ludicrous. There's been so many huge games. E-Arena, one team that's already shown we can break records here live at EWC. So yeah, I think it's going to be a spicy start on Rondos.
They finish it! Thailand makes a stand here at EWC. An incredible 39 points.
On top of the leaderboards. If they could just continue to be a little bit consistent, we should be able to see them win the whole thing.
It's just Raouf, and that is it. E-Arena get the first chicken dinner here today. I'm so very excited.
พวกเรารู้ดีครับ
अभी सुन पा रहे होंगे, अभी सुन पा रहे होंगे, अभी सुन पा रहे होंगे. Now we are all clear with our audio, caster's voice, game voice, सब कुछ all set है. पहली बात तो केम शो का सगाई सूचाते थे. राम राम सलाम पब्लिक, वेलकम बैक टू ब्रांड न्यू स्ट्रीम. स्वागतम सुस्वागतम, आप सबका स्वागत है एक जबरदस्त स्ट्रीम पे. एंड वी आर लाइव फ्रॉम द PWC अरीना, जहाँ पे अपन PMWC एट EWC देखने वाले पबजी मोबाइल वर्ल्ड कप. एंड इट्स गोना बी सुपर फन कॉज आज फाइनल डे, ग्रैंड फाइनल का फाइनल डे. आज डिसाइड होगा कौन चैंपियन बनेगा, कौन यहाँ पे बीच में आके वो ट्रॉफी उठाएगा. एंड अपनी इंडियन टीम्स आज डिसाइड करेगी कि अपन कितने प्लेसमेंट पे एंड कर रहे हैं. तो बिना किसी देरी के आप सबका स्वागत है. एंड लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर फाइनल डे विद अ बैंग. एंड ऑल्सो आज जर्सी नहीं पहना, आज मैं ये आउटफिट पहना पूरा का पूरा, जैसे कि आप देख सकते हो. कैसा लग रहा है कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताना, क्योंकि आज मैं लास्ट डे मेरा पेरिस में. मैं वेन्यू से वॉच पार्टी करके सीधा पेरिस एक्सप्लोर करने निकलूंगा, क्योंकि मैं अभी तक कुछ एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया. मैं जब से आया हूँ तब से वॉच पार्टी पे पूरा फोकस अपना, पेरिस कुछ घूमे नहीं अपन. तो आज लास्ट डे मेरा, आज लास्ट नाइट है इन पेरिस. कल सुबह अपन फ्लाइट लेके वापस मुंबई आ रहे. तो मैं सोचा क्यों ना फटफट आज एक्सप्लोर करते एरिना के बाद जाने, मतलब यहाँ से खत्म करने के बाद. सो आई विल बी एक्सप्लोरिंग पेरिस टुनाइट. एंड मेरे को PS5 Pro वगैरह लेना है, तो वो सारी चीजें करेंगे. बाकी जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं, मेक श्योर यू लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब गाइस. इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डे फॉर टीम इंडिया टुडे. आज अपने को जितना रोंडो मैच इंपॉर्टेंट है, उससे ज्यादा कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. आज के दिन पे रोंडो में गेम चेंजर अपनी इंडियन टीम के लिए रहना जरूरी है. अगर गॉडलाइक को क्लाइम करना है या ओजी को क्लाइम करना है, अभी गॉडलाइक और ओजी में पॉइंट डिफरेंस है अच्छा खासा, बट अगर गॉडलाइक को जेन्युइनली वो टॉप 5 हिट करना है, वो रोंडो ऐसा निकालना है जैसा उन्होंने ग्रुप स्टेज में निकाला था. वी नीड अ हार्ड जंप. एक चिकन डिनर वाला गेम चाहिए रोंडो से. आई होप एंड प्रे कि वो आ जाए. एंड ऑल द बेस्ट टू द बॉयज. बाकी बैकग्राउंड में एवरीवनस देयर, सब लोग सेटल हो रहे. एंड प्लेयर्स ऑलरेडी सीट पे बैठ गए. मैं भी एकदम टकाटक हूँ एंड सपोर्ट करेंगे फुल ऑन अपनी टीम इंडिया को. लास्ट डे एट EWC. लेट्स गो. बिना किसी देरी के चालू करते, स्क्रीन दिखाता हूं और एंजॉय करते.
And like he said on the stage, the dawn of the final day has finally arrived, Blank, and everyone is sat in.
स्वागत है आप सबका. एक बार जूल्स भेजते रहो सबके सब.
For a new champion to be crowned.
सबके सब जूल्स भेजते रहो. आप सबका स्वागत है एक जबरदस्त ब्रांड न्यू स्ट्रीम पे. इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में स्पैम करते रहो. फुल वन साइडेड इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में स्पैम मारो. सपोर्ट करेंगे पूरी जी जान से गॉडलाइक और ओजी को. आज करना है लड़कों को. रोंडो इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड वेलकम बैक टू अ ब्रांड न्यू स्ट्रीम. लास्ट डे अपना इस सेटअप पे, सो पूरी पावर के साथ सपोर्ट करेंगे, जी जान के साथ. कोई भी अब टेक्निकल इश्यू नहीं होगा. पहले मैच से सब सॉर्टेड रहेगा. एंजॉय करो. एंड देखते हैं आज क्या होने वाला है. फिंगर्स क्रॉस. इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द रिजल्ट, सुपर प्राउड ऑफ द बॉयज. दे मेड इट टू द ग्रैंड फाइनल्स. जिस तरीके से खेले टूर्नामेंट में, बहुत अच्छा फील कर रहा हूँ, बहुत प्राउड फील कर रहा हूँ. आज का दिन इन प्लेयर्स के लिए पर्सनली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अच्छा करेंगे तो दे विल फील कॉन्फिडेंट अपकमिंग टूर्नामेंट्स के लिए. तो एक बार सारे के सारे हार्ट्स आंदो चैट में और दिल पूरा स्पैम मार के इंडिया का फ्लैग फुल ऑन स्पैम मारो. ठीक है, डब्ल्यू करो. लेट्स गो. पहला रोंडो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट. आंदो.
It's all on you. Let your voices echo throughout the history books.
We need this, man. We need this.
Let's give these teams some energy.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
Let me
बहुत
hear
इंपॉर्टेंट
you roar.
Let's go. गणपति अप्पा मोरया. जिस भी गॉड में बिलीव करते हो गाइस, प्रे करना मत भूलना. प्रे करो.
Right now, a lot of trepidation in the arena as we head into the first match of the final day here in EWC at PMWC.
Like and sub boys, like and sub.
Up to Nanshuan.
चलो गणपति अप्पा मोरया.
Up here for PUBG.
चाहिए भाई अपने को, चाहिए भाई अपने को. ये गेम चाहिए.
Only a few teams can hit it.
ये गेम अपने को चाहिए भाई.
The triple digits. It is really not that far away to hit the smash point, which is
गन फाइट अपने को अच्छे से निकालना है. अपने लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गन फाइट निकालना.
A lot riding on this one.
आज अपने को सारी गन फाइट्स निकालनी है.
Middle of the pack team.
रोंडो की जितने भी ड्रॉप फाइट्स है वो सारी निकालनी है.
Standings. Rondo is the dream battleground for it. A hell of a starting point, Blank. But it can't just.
Crucial है boys, crucial है. Let's go.
It's got to be huge eliminations. We're talking within a region of 11 to 14.
Like and sub, like and sub, like and sub.
The most of this one. Aim for that chicken dinner, and if possible, take down the teams that are ahead of you along the way. That's going to be a salient talking point longer the day goes on.
ओजी का आरू का रिकॉल का कोई सीन नहीं है, टेंशन नहीं है. मान्या भी राइट साइड जा रहा है, रिकॉल का टेंशन नहीं है. आरू शायद कुंजिया जाएगा और मान्या मुंहो पान जा रहा, तो दोनों के लिए कोई सीन नहीं है. बाकी दोनों टीम गन फाइट निकाल ले, अपनी अपनी मजा आ जाए. उल्फ वर्सेस एस2जी गन आउट. म्यूजिक बंद करा दो भाई. आतंकी ने मारा होला को डब्ल्यू डब्ल्यू डब्ल्यू. पाजी भी नॉक हो गए, बट अपने को किल मिला क्या? पाजी ने जिसको नॉक किया किल मिल गया. डब्ल्यू लेट्स गो. किल आ गया अपने को. एक किल चालू हो गया. ओजी का मारना चालू हो गया. गॉडलाइक किधर है?
For S2G, the two Turkish squads going head to head here.
Cash trying to cash back up close and personal. Ooh, Kamikaze with a quick drop down. Subverts expectations on the pull. Love the movement. Ready for the free fire as well. Oh, he's feeling himself in the finals today, Blank.
Ooh, just absolutely flubbed it around that corner there. Didn't really have much of a challenge.
Hi, how are you?
Parking through from Kedge. Kamikaze though looking on fire as per usual. Picture in picture, we got Aurora coming against Godlike. Aurora not that far behind either to hit that smash ruling. Eric's down and Kamikaze keeps lighting up this stage.
Hello guys, hello. Where is this one. Hello guys. Welcome Rebo to the stream, and the chat has been delayed for 5 minutes. The stream is delayed, as you know. So, how do you feel?
Like you touched on.
I mean, obviously, man, I also feel sad because the way you guys played GC champions, EWC champions, and a bad run throughout the year. I hope you guys do good from the upcoming tournaments. And what do you think about Indian teams?
The longer today goes on, Fury is showing up in the Elim feed of the fight versus Eder as well. We go over
doing a great job.
Towards
Just them. How is it?
30k
Guys,
overwhelmed after getting one off.
Do you see any difference with last year?
Protection for long.
That's the
flip back over.
Now, what like
As usual, from Rondo, usually have a 3-man send out, and one player will be the backup on the red, and that is Bozy right now. Flash, Amino moves his 3 pushes down, straight away.
Mission pay for that and boys have been
shots off right there, leaving Aurora in a bit of a pickle, and 2 players alive. They're over towards the north side of the test track, but a good showing there from Godlike. IQ,
if you see Indian lobbies, it's all about too much
gets sniped out by the M24 from AKOP at range.
Teams isolate the fight. Like, it's all about team game here. And I mean,
it's a beautiful shot.
I wish A7, I could have seen A7 in the grand finals, but
wanted to hopefully next year a little bit further though.
We're gonna do it.
Tizzy just playing on the lip of the window here. He's putting foot down outside. IQ trying to play off his info. Takes around here just towards the other side. He's got back up and foul. To the peak. That one's going to do a little bit of chip damage, but he wants the whole hole. Charges back in. Bounce around. Sets Balak on the peak, but the response comes back over from IQ. Charging him down with the SMG.
One time we're gonna confess.
Who do you think is going to win today? No vest, no helmet. Playing like he has got all the armor in the world. Okay, 6 bullets. Can't quite handle the jump out there. Tried to go for the drop shot on that one. So easy. He's good to go though. Gets the players back up and in position. But this is all the way over towards right hand. Right on the north side of the map, so a bit of a journey to go. OG also popping off over towards the likes of Alula.
And I hope
He's take a fair bit of damage there, but Tizzy's back in. Function Red Bulls, good to continue.
Before.
The arena though, good stuff for them. We know that they like to flex out around stadium, get some eliminations where they can already start off in a good way onto those flash. Those 3 points are further towards that smash rule. You've seen multiple times with international before, we get to those finals, can't for one make it to get into that regional smash point on the second match. You've got to be lucky. If you want to be lucky at home, you've got to join the 2026 PMWC. You're lucky. Spin to drop the exclusive set only available here for PMWC.
And it may be lucky for those of you who are
already having 2 games happening good.
But it's been good decision making and some great gunplay.
I just came for the watch party tomorrow. I'm leaving and
they're farming themselves up to 6 elims.
Positively and then roam around and eat back.
That's what we're talking about for all these teams. You've got to have a big performance here.
I'm planning to go for the river boat cruise too and Eiffel Tower and all that.
Cheeky plays we were seeing through the windows.
You're going to win this one. This one, let's see the zone first.
Get that nice hot hand going early.
Oh.
You're already about halfway there, man. Just keep working.
STG has a good positioning. Not like they might, if they regroup, they'll also have a good position.
From Mondo.
Yeah.
Maybe the dream scenario to start the day. Highest backhand.
I feel like, yeah.
The arena.
STG and Godlike might have a good position.
They are isolated. Away.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Opens up in a big way there over towards Schweppes, takes him down almost immediately, and that does make their lives much, much easier. Going forward,
Right now,
20K.
they are 1,03,000 people watching.
Bullets splashed against the wall there.
So we hit the record for
send
PUBG
down
Mobile
control.
Watch Party. We ended up hitting 4,51,000 viewers.
Put back in again. Two players do step up to the plate now for Furia. The reinforcements are here. Isolation, no more. Joker and Tony K.
I feel like Indian fans are emotionally a lot connected to the players. Yeah.
Those
In
quarters
our
got that.
country, whoever represents India,
Ball, bounce,
any
ground.
stage, I mean, it's just not about
Not going to
gaming.
deal any damage though onto the
Anyone who
Furia
represents
squad.
India, people get
They know
emotionally
how to
connected
play in
a
these
lot.
sort of lobbies with this much pressure. With Smash looming over them. They can dig their heels in deep and start to stand strong.
I've seen
But it's one step at a time. The arena, the first challenge for them right now.
The drums and all.
Everyone was also just on the periphery of this, getting information for free with all the noise that's being exchanged between the two squads. Chief on the back on the other side of the bollards, throwing the nades in as well.
Part of esports, man. Part of esports. I mean, I used to play and I know what it takes. Yeah. Like
big old split off.
The graph goes down.
Over towards Testrack and Neo. It's a very dangerous area to be in. So again, for
You will take
the arena.
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys.
Schweppes as
if
well as
I'm
all
in
the back line of the stadium.
I'll contact you.
They're waiting, poised, because they're sort of
I'll make sure.
certain this fight is not going to go well. Require a bit of a sick
and we'll take
play.
you around everywhere.
A couple of plays
And
from Tony
it's
K and Joker to get
my
this
job
working.
to make sure you see the culture, you see the people, you see everything that goes around India. And when I'm in Brazil, it's your job. Yeah. I wish if any global tournament or any PUBG Mobile tournament happens in Brazil, I come there to watch party.
Yeah, quick head
and you
count
host
on the
me.
util. He's only got two nades and the one Molotov in the back pocket. Furious trying to clear out the building. They're going to go floor by floor, but they're going to Joker. Good first hit.
Orange hearts in the
They
chat.
respond back in kind. A one-for-one trade.
Yeah,
with the nade. That's one of the two thrown out. It was a good primer, but no direct connection. It's going to be baited down as well. Could be stunned from the back here. Oh, the bounce is big. Turn around as well. So close, Frank, but couldn't hit it.
So you can feel in that moment there was almost a clutch potential. Luckily for E-Arena, they can't move back up towards Stadium, move back into the circle. But what a long journey it's going to be to get up towards Lo Hua Sing on the eastern side. Fourth rise though, you're right, man. What they've been doing so far is good. Lars was talking about it earlier, wants them to be a bit more aggressive.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Entries.
Thank you.
Lurking around the outside edges a little bit too much, but they have the gumption, they have the capability to play those central positions. But for E-Arena, I think they were just gambling with the points.
Oh, my game में क्या scene चल रहा है मेरा ध्यान नहीं गया. By the way, guys,
Massive.
I got another A7 jersey, Revo 1 specially.
10 points.
It's 77 number. इसके बारे में अपन बात करेंगे. एक बार WA7 in the chat, and let's now focus to the game.
Nongshim.
Let's focus on the game.
On that north side, S2G do have a player down in the dirt. Looking to get Himres back up again, but Nongshim with a pretty decent injection on that northern side gives them a lot of maneuverability. A lot of capability to actually get on the northern edge if they so wish.
So I see Godlike first kill.
High ground.
Come on.
Teams will want to cross back into.
OG check is Godlike first kill. और ये मॉक क्वेश्चन. ये रेवो को बुलाते वापस. भाई रेवो को वापस बुलाते ब्रो. ब्रो रेवो को वापस बुलाते भाई. First kill Godlike bro. क्या बात कर रहे हो chat? We are entering top 8. Furia मर गए 78 points में. If we get up a chicken dinner, we'll jump into top 6, top 7. First kill already. Man, I missed the action, bro. But it was fun talking to Revo, man. World champion, GC champion, PMWC. पहला साल जो हुआ था उसके champion. Such a legendary guy.
Godlike though, 10
Too humble. Let's go.
Imagine that full squad wipe over towards Fury came through from Godlike with a small assist from Fourth Rise.
भाई ओजी 6 किल W गॉर्डन 10 किल 16 किल तो अपने लड़कों ने मारा है. और सबसे अच्छी बात क्या है 4 मैन जिंदा है. 4 मैन जिंदा है दोनों के दोनों.
They can earn those big rankings today.
इसको मारे चैट तुम लोग जरा बताना.
More cash.
ध्यान नहीं दिया रे गेम में.
Bit more pride for the country.
I wanted to buy this blender for a long time and today I finally got it. I am really excited to use it. This is Faster Nutri Blender. This blender is a very easy to use and perfect for every day.
ग्रुप कर ले क्योंकि मान्या जहाँ से एंट्री ले रहा है वहाँ पे ईडा भी आने वाली है और सामने एनएस गेट टिप कर रही है. If they go completely वो जो रिकॉल टावर है ना राइट साइड मान्या बहुत प्यारा जा रहा है. मान्या बहुत प्यारी रोटेशन मार रहा है. बस अपने 3 लड़के ईडा से क्लैश ना हो जाए. माइन इट विल बी अ रियली गुड रोटेशन अगर वो पूरा ऐसा आएगा. ऐसा पूरा आएगा ना तो इट विल बी अ रियली गुड रोटेशन. ओजी हैज गुड जोन. लड़के क्रॉस कर रहे हैं. मान्या को बस ईडा वाले ना पकड़े यार. बस यही प्रे करो भाई. यही प्रे करो भाई.
It has been good control over the center for S2G throughout the majority of games. Some very good rotates. I mean, Solke has been in the game such a long time at this point. And that veteran mindset is really coming into play here, where he's seen a lot of these circles before. He's seen a lot of these rotates. And he can really lead the team to victory. Yes, some of the gun skill maybe isn't there for this guy. But he's still giving it gaps when needs be. I think Solke's had a great step up, considering the amount of time he's been in this esport.
You've got a lot of talent on a roster you can pass the time to rely on someone for a sick play mechanically.
भाई बस मानने के पास regroup कर लो यार बस.
Armed for some good fights. Speaking of which, Aurora getting light. To the vitality migration as they wanted to make a move straight past. 2 shots on target, resulting in them going down to a 3-man squadron. And Aurora that also have a similar flight path back over towards the zone. I'm curious as well, bro. The push down from Nonshin Red Force, thunderfooted their way into the zone early. I was saying the consistency of this team looked good, but it's the fact they've turned on this aggression. They're willing to fight for a good position now, Blank.
They're playing over towards the northeast side of Main Ran. I mean, it's a bold maneuver, right? You don't try and play to hold teams on the outer edge, but they don't get themselves too stuck into Main Ran either. They have accessibility to the rest of the zone. But this is a livable position in what is a bit of a dastardly circle. E-Arena, we saw them coming in very late. They played over towards stadium for a long, long time.
अरे 100 मिनटों को ईडा वाले यार पकड़ लिए. किसी चीज का तो डर था भाई. किसी चीज का डर. मारा मान्या, let's go.
Went down to the fear.
अरे मान्या. मारो यार ईडा को मारो भाई गन. 100 में पे रिकॉल नहीं है मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं है क्योंकि मैं मिस कर दिया था. अरे मान्या नॉक हो गया यार. पावर मारा, let's go. OG versus EA, let's go Domino. Let's go boys. EA मार दिया, let's go.
Like it was a struggle of a fight.
Show that kill.
Right around.
Let's go.
One player and are able to clean out the entire squad. It's a goodbye.
14 किल मार दिए. 3 मैन जिंदा है. अब 100 में के पास रिकॉल नहीं है. I don't know भाई. 14 किल मार दिए bro.
Continue to chase OG.
14 किल मार दिए. OG versus EA. OG अच्छा गेट कीप कर रही. 4 मैन स्ट्रांग है. बस EA को स्पेस ना दे यार.
Always changes how these teams plays. So crazy as well. Godlike's just hit the 14th elimination on this game. They are cracking it open at the moment. Looks great to see. But for E-Arena, I do think you're getting ahead sometimes. Where for this game, for them,
let's go. OG को EA के साथ फाइट निकालना है. गॉडल को यारो भाईगन. गॉडल अगर ऐसा ऊपर से आना चाह रही OG के साइड से तो अपनी फाइट हो सकती है भाई. अपनी फाइट एस्पावर जिस तरफ जा रहा स्काउटिंग करने के लिए. एस्पावर रिकॉल नहीं जा रहा. 100 में पे रिकॉल है क्या भाई? कि मैं मिस कर दिया था इनिशियल फाइट. आई डोंट नो. अगर 100 में रिकॉल हो जाए तो और डब्ल्यू हो जाएगा.
Pleased with this shift as they were already in Mayran as
भाई 14 kill bro.
Arena a little bit slow.
Godlike need this game bro. Godlike need this game. Godlike badly need this game. ये गेम कन्वर्ट होना पड़ेगा. ये गेम अच्छे लेवल पे कन्वर्ट होना पड़ेगा. एक चिकन आ गया तो भाई 30 बॉम्बर है. 30 बॉम्बर है. 14 किल ऑलरेडी. माँ कसम अगर 100 में पे रिकॉल है तो मजा आ जाएगा. अगर रिकॉल हो जाएगा तो एक बार क्विकली मैप देखता हूँ.
Gets hot back on his feet.
Quickly map देखता हूँ.
Saw the rotation from Hora, hard committing to get past them now, trying to get to the zone themselves. Meanwhile, Nonshin Red Force getting vision of their entry point, and they've instantly dispatched 2 of the players.
यार OG को बस EA पे ध्यान देना है. OG थोड़ा अंदर तो आगे जोन बट बैक में EA है.
A lot of info for Nonshin and some extra points.
Good shot.
Bye.
Really, really good stuff. Double spray down on the roller. Crazy even before they get anywhere close to the compound itself.
100 में रिकॉल हो गया क्या?
Let's
go. भाई let's go. 4 man strong. Let's go. 14 kills. 4 man strong. OG 6 kill. 4 man strong. यही तो चाहिए इंडियन डोमिनेशन फाइनल डे के दिन. यही तो चाहिए bro.
S2G blasting bullets.
मार्किंग मारो, रिकॉर्ड तोड़ो ये का। रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने से इम्पोर्टेंट एक चिकन लेना है, एक अच्छा जंप मारना है। ऑलरेडी एट 71 टॉप 10 आ गए।
Good timing on that one.
नेक्स्ट टीम जो है 40 है 88 पे 7th पे चिकन मारेंगे, गेम कन्वर्ट करेंगे, 80s में अपन भी आ जाएंगे, फिर धीरे धीरे कंटेंशन में आएंगे टॉप 5 के। This jump is much needed, boys. This jump is much needed.
Team with a whole load of elims and got like wrapping down potentially.
Let's go. We need this man.
Set up from
We need this badly.
E-Arena be really bad.
We need this
right
badly.
now. And I can actually tell that E-Arena is playing fairly passive because they didn't take the opportunity, despite being ahead of OG, to hit Mayran hard.
अरे 40 versus
take up that position.
तो में नॉक हुआ, तो में लॉन्ग रेंज नॉक हुआ, क्या हुआ? से मारा तो I hope कि लॉन्ग रेंज नॉक हुआ।
They are really giving a lot of teams.
6 किल ब्रो, इस बार ग्लोबल एमवीपी लेके जा रहा। मीनो 5 किल, लेट्स फकिंग गो ब्रो। पावर ग्लोबल एमवीपी लेके जा रहा भाई, पावर ग्लोबल एमवीपी लेके जा रहा। पावर एक 10 किल मार दिया अभी तक जीसी में। जीसी बोल रहा IWC में 10 किल नहीं मारा कोई फाइनल्स में। आई डोंट नो फाइनल्स में मारा है नहीं मारा, आई डोंट नो गाइस। IWC में कोई फाइनल्स में 10 किल मारा है तो मेरे को बता दो। मेरे को इतना स्टैट्स याद नहीं है, विकिपीडिया नहीं हूँ, बट मैंने बहुत रेयरली देखा फाइनल्स में कोई 10 किल मारे।
Hey, maybe 4-5s are coming alive early.
Was great for 4-5s, right? In PMGO Season 1, they were got on the back seat because they came in with Smash Point very early on the first day. And I think that pressure got to them a little bit. It went all the way to match 6. They weren't able to put a lot of points, but they managed to make...
अरे यारो ये यारो
sending
कर रही है अपने को।
Joker does...
ये नेट थोड़ा भारी ना पड़े बस। अरे यार, नाइस स्पून मारा। 40 वाले मारे। ये के भी 2 नॉक है। ये के भी 2 नॉक है। मानिया आराम से, अपने के पास रीसेट होने का टाइम है। मानिया रीसेट होने का टाइम है। मानिया की कैसे? मानिया नहीं डरा। फिर सिक्योर करा मानिया, बट नेट से भी फट गया। 15 किल।
A lot to do, but this is the man to do it.
वो लोग रीसेट हो रहे यार। अरे 10 HP पावर नहीं, आराम से। अरे यार मीनो पे अकेले पे। अरे यार
That deployable cover barely keeping him alive.
15 पॉइंट तो लेके गए रे।
3 players up still.
OG भी वहाँ पे NS से फाइट ले रही है। आतंकी नॉक हुआ। मीनो रैप छोड़ के पहले प्रेशर बनाना है। मीनो एक नॉक निकालना है। मीनो एक नॉक निकाल के प्रेशर बनाना है। तमाम मीनो रन ओवर कर रहे हैं।
S-Power still down, not.
NTR कोई दिक्कत नहीं बॉयज। 15 किल NT गुड गेम।
Good refresh on the gear at least for E-Arena.
कोई सीन नहीं यार। अरे यार
more ammo.
ये 44 निकलता ना 19 किल और पूरा जोन मिल जाता रे। पूरा जोन मिल जाता भाई।
Away from Mayran. E-Arena getting thrown a bone here.
पूरा जोन मिल जाता रे अपने को गॉडलाइक को, क्योंकि देखो मैप दिखाता हूँ जहाँ पे ये देखो ना, अगर ये 44 निकाल लेते ना, कसम लिख के दे रहा हूँ 25 या 27-28 किल चिकन मार दे लोग को ये के पास। अब ओजी कंपाउंड के अंदर तो आ गई एच पे, ओजी भी गेम निकाल सकते हैं। आ जाओ। और ओजी 3 मैन है, अपने को एक मैन लॉस हो गया ओजी का। अरे बट यार एक बार पब्लिक इंडिया का फ्लैग प्राउडली स्पैम करो पे। क्या खेले रे पब्लिक पहला मैच राउंड 15 किल पे। बहुत प्यारा रिकवर हो जाता रहे गेम। चिकन निकल जाता ना, बहुत पॉइंट्स निकलते, बहुत बड़ा जंप मारते, बट स्टिल बहुत क्रेजी जंप मार दिया क्योंकि 72 पे आ गए। बैक टू बैक ऐसे गेम्स निकालने, ऐसे ही खेलना है, ऐसे खेलना है। गॉडलाइक की गन पावर बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है। फाइट स्लो इनिशिएट करो, गन पावर पे मारो, फिर स्लो रीसेट हो और आगे गेम बनाओ। वही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, वही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है। अब ओजी के ऊपर होप से लेट्स गो। 6 किल ऑलरेडी ले लिए, 3 मैन जिंदा है, जोन के अंदर भी है। ब्रो स्मैश पॉइंट पहुंच गए ब्रो। ये पब्लिक अनदर डेंजर न्यूज, 122 वाज द स्मैश पॉइंट। ये 119 पे पहुंच गई। प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट भी मिलेंगे और किल्स निकालेंगे। सो ईए विल बी द फर्स्ट टीम एवर टू हिट द स्मैश पॉइंट इन दिस गेम। एनएस चिकन मारती है, 2 किल और लेते हैं तो दे माइट आल्सो गेट स्मैश पॉइंट, बट ईए विल बी द फर्स्ट टीम टू गेट द स्मैश पॉइंट। Insane grand finals, insane grand finals.
It's an intense day. Gotta clear the bag instantly off the back of a game 1 like that. Mormon did set himself up just as you suspected early, and then have played a little bit more of a scouting play to keep themselves at least aware of what's occurring up between the setup of 4-5s and OG. It's been a lot of noise, a lot of free info from that.
Mind is too much. Just trying to create a little bit of
play around as players will attempt to leave from Meiran. That's OG on the north side. Likely first to leave. It's a gamble play, but they know they're close now. They know they're close.
देखो ये जोन थोड़ा फेवर देना पड़ेगा ओजी को, क्योंकि अगर ओपन में गया जोन तो अपने को कंपाउंड से निकलने में पट्टी होगी. आई विशन पर जोन बीटी ना दे अपने को जोन मिल जाए अपने को. प्लीज कंपाउंड शिफ्ट दे दे. प्लीज 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 प्लीज. लेट्स गो.
Back up into Meiran.
लेट्स गो.
We went back down.
अब मूव करने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि ओजी के पास है जोन. ये को मूव करना है. तो 40 ऑलरेडी 4 मैन है, एनएस 4 मैन है, उला 4 मैन है. एफएल उला पे पुश करेगी. एनजीएक्स और ईए आपस में लड़ेगी ओपन में, और अपन टॉप 5 वाला गेम है. टॉप 3 वाला गेम है ओजी के लिए. टॉप 3 या टॉप 5 वाला गेम है. कम ऑन बॉयज, कन्वर्ट दिस गेम इनटू अ गुड गेम. दिस गॉट लॉन्ग रेंज नॉक हुआ 40 से. 40 पुश तो नहीं करेगी. रोड के ऑपोजिट 40 पुश तो नहीं करेगी. उनके पास सेंटर ऑफ द जोन है, सो इट्स जस्ट अ लॉन्ग रेंज स्प्रे ट्रांसफर.
Following a strong 2-2 split.
तो रिवाइव हो जाएगा दिस गॉट, कोई टेंशन नहीं.
Both the run out from OG and scouting towards Nongshim.
With turning their attention onto Flash, you can see Sweps had already identified their setup far over. He was waiting for an opportunity to actually shoot some bullets their way. That was the call for it. No raw connection from this. Response to Tan on the rotate with the vehicle as well. Still debating if he can actually get some pot shots here, trusting in his swords from distance. And this is also amongst the Lula that are pushing up onto 4-5s. They knew they were fighting OG. They took a few pot shots, but now Quick's trying to take at least a little bit more aggressive space off them.
I think we're going to take a struggle position. E-Arena can play this very slow here. They don't have to peek too much. Ralph already down there. The play zone.
Come on OG boys, ये गेम कन्वर्ट करना है क्योंकि राइट साइड क्लस्टर बहुत है. और बाय एनी चांस अगर जोन है ना सामने वाले कंपाउंड पे बनता है, तो जब 40 पे स्लैम हो गया, 40 एंगेज होगी कोई टीम से, वो टाइमिंग पकड़ के क्लीन अंदर जाने का बस मेक श्योर करना है. पहले मूव कर देंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी पिल जाएंगे.
Engagement between Alula as well as Flash there.
यार ये की जगह पे अभी गॉडल होती रहे.
Longer nades on this one though, Jackie.
Decent shot, that one might be good. Bounces into the back, it's chip damage but no conversion. Ooh, bursting just in front of Satan. They've got one smoke to try and pop. Hey, this is dastardly. You are trapped in a hellish
हो गया. उला वर्सेस एफएल हो गया. एफएल के दोनों उला मार रही.
Lobby starting to thin here.
ब्रो एनएस भी अगर चिकन मार दे पब्लिक, सीधा स्मैश पॉइंट है.
Getting in towards.
दो टीम पहुंच जाएगी रे. अगर एनएस मार दी ना चिकन तो स्मैश पॉइंट पहुंच जाएगी. दो टीम.
You could just sack your game here to go for it. Joker's going to try and get a different angle on this one. Move up over towards Mormon. Some more emphasis over towards Meiran. We go a little bit further south here. The game actually does open up for E-Arena mainly. Fourth Rise also have a good capability of leaving this area. I wonder how many vehicles they've still got left with the tires in play.
भाई उला ने मार दिया रे एफएल को भाई. एक मैन लॉस के साथ 3 मारा रे उला ने भी.
Engagement, but it is Alula.
11 किल मार दी उला.
Majority of the points on that one with 11.
There's been a lot of harassment of all of these squads.
अब ये जोन इंपॉर्टेंट है. 10 सेकंड में ये वाला जोन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
Shots out.
ये वाला जोन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
Comfortable for either team involved.
Guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Guys, likes नहीं हो रहे आज. Like और subscribe मारो दबा के. जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं like और subscribe मारो.
This up in terms of a safe place.
दबा के like subscribe मारो.
Big plays. You might. Up in terms of a safe place.
दबा के like subscribe मारो.
Big plays. You might need to shut
Zone
down.
पे.
Pull slightly away from the crew of the arena. Not taking advance a little bit on. It's a big opportunity forward.
Here you set yourselves up to get ruling by match 2, by the end of match 2.
यार बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्लाइम अप करना है. दोनों टीम को सेकंड पेज पे नहीं देखना चाहता. फर्स्ट पेज पे देखना चाहता दोनों टीम को. टॉप 8 में आना है दोनों टीम को. कम ऑन बॉयज. वर्ल्ड की टॉप 8 बेस्ट टीम्स में रहना है. ऑलरेडी टॉप 16 वर्ल्ड की टीम्स में खेल रहे हैं अपन.
Immediately go to match 2.
putting a worry on firing caps on them, potentially even hunt them down to keep that tournament. Where you currently stand.
धीरे-धीरे अरे क्या बात है यार
Not onto a
F&O strategies. Choose ready-made strategies or customize.
कांग्रेस रॉको क्योंकि ये रिच पे रिवाइव मिल जाएगा कंपाउंड के अंदर है विस्कॉट ऑलरेडी रिवाइव दे रहा आरू टीम के पास जा रहा बस आरू को नॉक करे कोई चले इससे पहुंच आरू नहीं आरू को गिरा दिया आरू बाहर नॉक हुआ रे रिवाइव मिलेगा आरू को
consistently harassing on this outside.
अरे यार आरू स्मोक करके आते ना थोड़ा
Then just playing
स्मोक्स
off
नहीं
this
दे क्या
around the road, but
जोन भी है यार 3 मैन चाहिए था ना
It is time to leave now.
यार थोड़ा स्मोक करके आते यार
jump back behind the driving wheel and gets into the zone.
मैन लॉस भारी पड़ेगा क्योंकि अभी 2 मैन है अपन 3 मैन रहते तो चिकन वाला गेम था अभी भी चिकन आ सकता है कोई भरोसा नहीं बहुत सारा क्लस्टर है एनएस रोटी पूला आपस में ये अपने पे आ रही ये अपने पे आ रही क्या नहीं ये 40 पे चले गई डब्ल्यू ये डायरेक्ट 40 पे चले गई अरे ये कैसे अंदर घुसे हैं पागलों की तरह
Sweep sweats under the rug. Goodbye.
क्या पागलों की तरह अंदर घुसा उन्हें
T24 with the name from the top. He sees Joker.
जोकर का किल ले सकते हैं अपन ओजी
Steals it from Nick the Galaxy.
स्क्वाड नॉक आउट स्क्वाड हील हो जाएगा कि ये भी मर गए स्क्वाड को रिवाइव दे दे प्लीज एक विस्कॉट को रिवाइव दे दे
Last left alive here.
ये नहीं क्या किया भाई मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया
I think it's one more placing they need on this one, Jackie, as well.
बाकी अगर ये टॉप 5 ये कर गई
More elimination would also do the trick.
ये कर गई स्मैश पॉइंट
towards 5th place, but it would be so
स्मैश पॉइंट कर गई ये
awful.
122 है ना
Go into match 2, 1 point away from smash ruling.
प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट मिल जाएगा ना
Not a position to play though. Everyone's completely looking his way. Might have been better to hedge his bets down towards Nick the Galaxy and just try and take a one-on-one trade. Just wonder if they actually know how.
बाकी देखो एनएस चिकन मार दे तो अभी एनएस भी पहुंच जाएगी स्मैश पॉइंट पे
Get some, you'd expect them to, right?
लास्ट जोनर है इसके बाद 10 सेकंड में अपने पे यूटिल कितनी है वो भी मैटर करेगा और जोन क्लोज इन प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट नहीं तो मिलेंगे हो गया ना कर गए ना 2 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट मिले ना कर गए ना प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट मिल गया 2 पॉइंट हो गया स्मैश हो गया ये का फर्स्ट टीम एवर टू हिट द स्मैश पहले गेम में स्मैश हिट कर दी भाई एनएस चिकन मार दे तो एनएस सीधा सिंपल क्वालिफाई कर जाएगा कहाँ से एंगल बना रहा भाई ये क्या है रे भाई घर देखो ना यहाँ पे घर कैसे बनाए हुए मारकर बाजी कर रहा है इन्हें भाई एक्सी भाई नेड आया रे अच्छा नेड डाल दिया ओ मॉक अरे यार ये नेड ओए मॉक तो भाई बच के रहो यार थोड़ा सा अपन अभी दोनों टीम का ध्यान अपने पे ही है
Ideal, but a few more eliminations in the second place would get
ये बैगन का बाल देखो कहाँ चढ़ के गिर रहा
between Nongshim Red Force as well as E Arena going straight into match 2.
W AK
opens up the door here for them to move in. Hazaifa
एक बंदा है अरे आराम से
AK opens down, leaving just with
survive करके top 3 ला सकता
goodness me, Nick the Galaxy still going. It's Lord of all people.
top 3 आ गया विस्कॉट लेट्स गो उला था एक ही बचा
Closer to a chicken dinner and set themselves up alongside with E Arena at the top.
NS 4 man let's go
But now it all goes down to the two
fourth मरे
prime position on go for so long.
Fourth मरा
Viskot Fribes versus the full force of Nonshin.
Fourth मरा Viskot fourth मरा
to the compound. T24 top side.
4 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट मिले और कितने 7 या 8 किल देना डब्ल्यू गेम पर ओजी डब्ल्यू गेम ओजी के लिए ओजी के लिए भी अच्छा गेम गया गॉडले के लिए भी अच्छा गेम गया एनएस पहुंच जाएगी सीधा स्मैश पॉइंट एक ही गेम में 2 टीम स्मैश पॉइंट पहुंच गई अगले गेम में अगर एनएस या ईए चिकन मारती टूर्नामेंट यहीं का यहीं खत्म हो जाएगा
They read it right. They try and keep him pinned back. He's got a heal.
Said why got to be a good nade through the window. Good damage off the back of that one. The burst
निकाल लिया हो गया एनएस निकाल ब्रो टूर्नामेंट अगला मैच खत्म हो सकता है भाई ब्रो टूर्नामेंट अगला मैच खत्म हो सकता है ब्रो
They've got Daka. This team.
पब्लिक ये टूर्नामेंट नेक्स्ट मैच ही खत्म हो सकता।
Nongshim have seen red.
क्योंकि पब्लिक दो टीम स्मैश पहुंच गई।
Fighting harder, pulling out huge eliminations.
दो टीम स्मैश पहुंच चुकी।
Still playing so consistent with their setups.
ओजी भी 10+ पॉइंट लेके गए, गॉडलेक 15 पॉइंट लेके गए। अरे यार वो ये के अगेंस्ट फाइट निकल जाती ना भाई, मजा आ जाता है यार।
Nongshim is just a different beast.
ये के अगेंस्ट गॉडलेक की फाइट निकल जाती ना, मोमेंटम बैठ गया था, 20 किल मार देते। W लेट्स गो। दोनों इंडियन टीम्स के लिए बहुत प्यारा गेम गया।
It's getting nerve-wracking. You just over-ticketed it.
दोनों इंडियन टीम के लिए बहुत प्यारा गेम गया पहला। तो इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में स्पैम मारो, कमबैक हो रहा है। आज का दिन बहुत क्रूशियल है हमारी कंट्री के लिए। अच्छी प्लेसमेंट पे एंड करना है तो ऐसे गेम्स निकालने हैं, सारे गेम ऐसे खेलने हैं और कोई भरोसा नहीं कितने गेम खेलने मिलेंगे। वी डोंट नो कितने गेम हम को खेलने मिलेंगे क्योंकि दो टीम स्मैश पहुंच गई। टूर्नामेंट कभी भी खत्म हो सकता। सो जितने कम मौके अपने पे, उस मौकों को पूरा यूटिलाइज करके अच्छा खेलना है, जो कि किया है दोनों टीम ने। प्राउडली दिल स्पैम मारो, इंडिया का फ्लैग स्पैम मारो, ओजी गॉडल के लिए डब्ल्यू करो, लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब मारो, लियो। मजा आ गया भाई। बाकी तुम्हारे भाई का कैसा लगा इंटरव्यू रेवो के साथ? अपनी स्ट्रीम पे रेवो आया, देखे क्या? और एक अल्फा 7 की जर्सी अपने पास, डब्ल्यू कर दो चैट में। क्या बात है आरू? क्या थोड़ा वो आरू का जो रोटेशन था ना, थोड़ा स्मोक करके पहुंच जाता ना 3 मैन, अच्छा लगता रे। बेचारे को गाड़ी से गिरा दिया आरू।
Where they did from where they were playing, so difficult, and then
मजा आ गया भाई।
able to sneak his way in.
बाकी पब्लिक पावर एमवीपी बन सकता।
Saying is the fact that you've got Coops and
पावर डेफिनेटली एमवीपी की लिस्ट में चलना है, के मारना।
Unison that's doing so much for this team, and again
भाई पहले गेम में माहौल सेट कर दिया भाई, पहले गेम में ही माहौल सेट कर दिया।
Oh yeah.
Hey, do you know what that is?
He's got the Brandon on the go, mate.
That is the stamp to get into the winners club. Nongshim fighting. We'll be back soon.
Producer of PUBG Mobile. For the past 8 years, PUBG Mobile has continued to grow together with players
PUBG Mobile, right?
around the world. And even today, we are still fully committed to this battleground. We are continuing to invest more resources, improve the experience, and bring PUBG Mobile to more players in more ways. Today, I'm excited to share something important with you. New app, PUBG Mobile.
ये फिर समझ रहे हो तुम क्या बोलना चाह रहे हो? मैं अपने आप भी लाइट
PUBG Mobile
आएगा फिर।
is not about making a small
आएगा फिर अपने यहाँ पे भी।
It's about maintaining the high quality
अपने यहाँ पे भी आएगा
standard while giving players a lighter and more accessible way to play. We know that different players have different needs. Some players want the full PUBG Mobile experience with the richest content, all sorts of highest quality gameplays, and everything the game has to offer. For those players, PUBG Mobile will continue to be the best choice.
Bro, that's a big news,
want
bro.
to jump into battle faster.
That's actually a big news, Ray.
And reduce the burden on their devices. That is why we are creating PUBG Mobile Lite.
Bro, chat ये बहुत बड़ी न्यूज़ है।
PUBG Mobile Lite is a lighter version.
बहुत बड़ी न्यूज़ है।
Built for players who want a faster and more flexible way to enter the battleground.
बहुत बड़ी न्यूज़ है ये।
Is only around 1 GB on Android and under 2 GB on iOS. There is no extra mandatory package before your first match. Once the download is complete, you can load in and get straight into the battleground. We also made PUBG Mobile Lite more flexible. You can choose which extra modules to download based on how you like to play. At the same time, PUBG Mobile Lite is still connected to the PUBG Mobile experience. The classic Arango map, supplies, and core combat are designed to match PUBG Mobile. So the battle experience remain authentic and uncompromised. If you already have a PUBG Mobile account, you can log in with on PUBG Mobile Lite. Your own items can carry over, so you can continue using the outfits you love. You can also team up with your friends on PUBG Mobile. So your squad can stay together with no social barrier. Going forward,
डिफरेंट लॉबी नहीं है, दोनों साथ में खेल सकते
हैं alongside PUBG Mobile. So players
लाइट वाले और PUBG मोबाइल वाले दोनों साथ में खेल सकते हैं।
We are targeting an official launch PUBG Mobile Lite later this year. Please stay tuned for more updates, and you can pre-register in the store from August 25th. Whether you are discovering PUBG Mobile for the first time or returning to the battleground, we are excited to welcome you to PUBG Mobile Lite. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you on the battleground.
अपना वाला भी लाइट आने वाला फिर बहुत जल्द, क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से यहाँ पे लॉन्च अनाउंस किए आएगा अपना वाला भी। भाई इंडिया में तो लोग खतरनाक पागल हो जाएंगे।
I'm excited for it, Max. I know you'll probably end up making a video about it on your Instagram, which is what? Remind me again?
It's Max Man Cast right now on Instagram. But no, I get comments, I'm not joking, Seven, every single day about PUBG Mobile Lite. When is it coming back? When is it going to get an update? It's getting an update later this year. Oh my goodness, the world is going to be loving some more PUBG Mobile action.
100%. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are. But I'm excited for the match that we just had here. Because that threshold for being in the Smash Zone.
I mean, they truly analysed the situation. They had every opportunity to get rid of NGX from that, I guess, southern side of zone. But no, they kind of already knew that they did enough to hit the threshold. And I mean, it was kind of all to Mormon's sort of intel on OG and for Thrives. They had quite a bit of line of sight on them, their position in zone, but incredibly
calculated. We gotta
talk about the tippity top for Thrives right now.
We do gotta talk about Fourth Thrives because we were expecting aggressiveness out of this team, and boy, did we get it!
Boy, did we!
But danger हो गया bro,
Fourth Thrives coming in.
उसके टीममेट को नेड कराओ, हटाओ, और उसका डब्बा अपन डाले.
Slow down just slightly when I would have been a little bit more aggressive onto OG, onto some of those other teams. You know, as the zone started closing up around them. Yes,
like नहीं हो रहे आज.
Just a little bit more aware.
Subscribe भी नहीं कर रहे आज आखिरी दिन है.
Time they were patient.
ऐसा करेंगे तो बोल दो भाई.
When it came time to actually make those fights.
इधर ऑरा फार्मिंग कर रहा तुम्हारा भाई. इंडोनेशिया के प्लेयर्स के सामने ऑरा फार्मिंग हो गई. PUBG मोबाइल इंडोनेशिया में अपन फीचर हो गए. PUBG मोबाइल ई-स्पोर्ट्स ग्लोबल ऑफिशियल चैनल पे अपन फीचर हो गए. इंटरव्यू आ गया. अल्फा 7 के पेज पे अपन चले गए. अल्फा 7 वाले एक ने दो जर्सी लेके आ गए. अल्फा 7 का रेवो जीसी चैंपियन ईडब्ल्यूसी चैंपियन अपनी स्ट्रीम पे आके बैठ के बात करके गया. इतनी ऑरा फार्मिंग कर रहे, इतना अच्छे से कम्युनिकेशन अपन दिखा रहे, इतना अच्छे से अपन सबको ग्रीट कर रहे, बात कर रहे, तो प्यार देना बनता है. लाइक और सब्सक्राइब मारो. प्राउड फील करा रहा हूँ मैं अपनी आईजीसी को.
Of course, GG4 Thrives, but
प्राउड फील करा रहा हूँ कि नहीं.
Doing so much parkour in the city, swiping every other team under the rug, and actually they're trying to aim for 122. I believe they did make it. We'll check out the leaderboards very soon. But Nongshim Red Force.
But तुमको एक चीज पता है, मैं एक चीज नोटिस किया भाई. आप ये और गॉडले की फाइट देखोगे ना, ये ना यारो रीसेट होने नहीं देती टीम को. ये रीसेट होने नहीं देती. जब गॉडले की और ये की फाइट हुई, ये का बंदा 40 से शायद नॉक हुआ था. अपना बंदा भी नॉक था, अपना बंदा रेप दे रहा है, बट ये इतने नेट स्पैम करी ना रीसेट होने की और जगह देने की, उन लोगों को मौका ही नहीं दिया अपनी टीम को. मान्या जगह बनाने गया था, बट जिस जगह मान्या गया था, बंदा ऑलरेडी नेट पुट करके रेडी था. जैसे मान्या डब्बा डाला एक बंदे का, तुरंत नेट से नॉक हो गया. वो एकदम रेडी थे ये वाले. इतना शॉक क्यों हो रहे लोग? 2-3 तो ऑब्वियसली कर गए ना.
We have two teams that are able to win in.
हाँ, तो ये वाले है ना रीसेट होने नहीं दिए अपने को. अपन है ना रिवाइव करने में थोड़ा रह गए, और अपन सामने और एक नॉक निकालते ना तो प्रेशर बहुत बनता उन पे. तो वो लोग रीसेट होने नहीं दिए और अपन हो गए थोड़ा डाउन बैड. उधर नेड पे नेड जिधर जा रहे उधर नेड आ रहा, वैसा सीन हो गया. बट यार क्या खेले यार पब्लिक. ओजी गॉडल के दोनों के लिए डब्ल्यू कर दो पब्लिक, दोनों के लिए डब्ल्यू कर दो. देखो 8th वाली जो टीम है उसके पास 78 पॉइंट्स है. 7-8
dinner. Now, Seven, you asked me a little bit about Godlike, which I know was on the second page. And the reason we want to highlight that is because they were sort of sitting more under that
72
middle threshold.
6 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है फर्स्ट पेज के लिए.
Eliminations early game. Another
6 पॉइंट का
sort of rotate in on that northeast
गॉडलाइक के एलिमिनेशन देखो 57 kills.
Covering the team to bring them
ओजी ने भी जंप मारा 57 पे, और गॉडलाइक के एलिमिनेशन 57 है. डैम ब्रो,
I think it was about 7.
कौन बोलेगा रे इन लड़कों का पहला इंटरनेशनल इवेंट है. गॉडलाइक का पहला इंटरनेशनल इवेंट है. लाइनअप 100 में आने के, BMPS के पहले आया था शायद ना 100 में. रिसेंटली बनी लाइनअप, 4 प्लेयर क्या खेल रहे हैं यार. ओजी भी आज, कल से ओजी अच्छा खेलना चालू करी थी. कल एक गेम 0 पॉइंट रहा था, आज पहला गेम भी ओजी कंसिस्टेंट खेली. पहले दिन के 4 गेम ओजी के खराब नहीं जाते, तो ओजी भी अच्छे स्पॉट पे रहती है अभी. बट विशन पे वो लोग भी धीरे धीरे क्लाइम करो. फर्स्ट पेज पे है, सेकंड पेज से. गॉडलाइक को ये मैच के बाद फर्स्ट पेज पे आना है.
Because that team, I actually got a chance to talk with Falak. If you want to check that out, go to my Instagram at the SMWG. But we're now seeing the race to Smash. There you go. You see 4 drives, 23 points away, which this is a perfect start for that team, getting more than 15 eliminations, getting in the top 2, and now
PUBG Mobile Lite आने से ऑडियंस और बढ़ेगी, गेमिंग ऑडियंस PUBG Mobile की और बढ़ेगी, एंड इवेंचुअली अगर अपने वहाँ पे लाइट आ गया तो और ऑडियंस बढ़ेगी। ये अच्छी न्यूज़ है पूरी IGC के लिए, पूरी e-sports के लिए, पूरी कम्युनिटी के लिए, क्योंकि जिनके पास डिवाइस उतना प्रॉपर नहीं रहता, जो नहीं खेल पाते, अब उनके पास चांस है खेलने का। इससे नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स, एक्टिव प्लेयर्स सब बढ़ेंगे। तो एक बार W कर दो PUBG Mobile के लिए।
Because we don't want any hot dropping going on. They might get targeted, you never know. However, if they're allowed one more game, if we do go into game 3, 4 thrives, need another top 5, they need another several points, 8, 9
मजा आ गया भाई, पहला मैच ही मजा आ गया।
Another few of those.
पहला मैच ही मजा आ गया।
They're a contender and they could just do a back-to-back global win.
And I think we did end up getting today, Maxman. I think we might have gotten a Maxman grenade on the day.
Oh, really? Did we now? It's time for your favorite segment of the day. It's Maxman's grenade of today. Let's check it out. Which player's going to be here? It's going to be in the city. This 4 thrives. It's Falak over there looking for a KOP. He gets it done right away. The man is an absolute menace. But he's too much of a menace because T24 had to take him down. Oh!
Give him a boom boom back to the lobby. It's Max grenade of the day.
That's some background music for you, Max.
That was a great. We got the drums, we got the jingle too. But yeah, for that team, I mean, overall, it's a great start here for the final day of PMWC at EWC 26. A great performance out of those teams that we were expecting a good performance out of, right? We talked about already E-Arena having to do what they needed to do. Now Nonshim being able to show up when they needed to show up, starting off great here with the win as well. One thing that we do need to talk about is possibly this team's being targeted. When I say being targeted, I don't mean getting a hot drop right away, but we are going to be looking at those rotations, because if we look at E-Arena has 2 wins so far this PMWC in Erangel, and in the finals, E-Arena has already gotten 1 win in day 1, match 3 in Erangel.
Actually, I do want to say, I was talking to Kalaris earlier. Nonchalant Red Force, they got back-to-back wins, right?
चैट पागल हो गई अभी, मैं अभी देख रहा हूँ आप लोग की चैट, जो लाइट वाली न्यूज़ के बारे में आप लोग चैट में लिख रहे हो।
Literally,
सब खुश हो
all the storylines are merging together in favor of the South Korean team of Nonchalant Red Force. They could be looking fantastic. But of course, that's if E-Arena get a win, or if Nonchalant Red Force get a win. But if Tura, we got to keep in mind, it's not
डाल के दफन में दफन, डाल के दफन ना दे रहे यार, हम कुछ मैच आएंगे तो 400। जूल्स नहीं आ रहे, जूल्स भेज दो यार। लास्ट है भाई, दे दो ना, जितने भी जूल्स है भेज दो यार। लाइक करो ना, क्या है भाई, अभी तक लाइक नहीं हुए भाई, कब करेंगे भाई? ना आखिरी दिन है मेरा आज इधर।
Smash rolling last day, all of this sort of stuff. You do tend to see other teams actually go ahead and change their drop location to avoid getting targeted. But you're right, Seven, right? We are going to be looking at
But
those
मजा आ गया अभी,
rotations.
मजा आ गया, peak level मजा आ गया।
We need E-Arena, we need Enigma Galaxy as well. All of those teams. Aurora did not have a
peak level मजा आ गया।
So they're still chasing that. They need to make sure their rotations are on point, that they might change them a little bit just to avoid any early eliminations, because right
peak
now
level मजा आ गया।
it is now or never. We got 2 teams in Smash rolling.
बाकी आज crowd बहुत है रे।
I don't want to take any chances going out earlier.
You're gonna have to use those spidey senses if you're currently at the top.
क्या बात है?
If you're 4 thrives, you want to continue.
क्या बात है? 3 दिन में पहला SNL streamer आ रहे हैं।
If you're some of the other teams, E-Arena, Nonshim, you gotta watch out for everything going on your way.
आए guys, 3 दिन में पहला SNL streamer जो आया अपने सेटअप पे, 3 दिन लगे भाई। हाँ उधर W कर दो। अच्छा RL चल रहा है क्या? जबरदस्त, एकदम मस्त। देखा क्या गेम? सब है भाई, डॉक है, XLR है, देख A7 वाले जर्सी ला के दिए। क्या चल रहा है बता? अरे इधर नेट चल रहा बराबर। इससे कर रहा हूँ अपने वाले सेटअप से। हाँ बे, इधर स्पीड वाला भी सेटअप है। एक बंदा लेके घूम रहा था, स्पीड वाला सेटअप, वो पूरा क्या नाम है? टी से नाम है ना, क्या नाम है? क्या? हाँ जो भी हो रहे भाई, बैग लेके घूम रहा है। मैं बोला इंडिया में मंगा दी क्या? हाँ स्टार्लिंग है ना। हाँ इसमें नेटवर्क सब सही चल रहा। W हाँ था, घूम एकदम मस्त। दिखा प्लेयर लॉन्च वगैरह दिखा। नहीं पागल है क्या? मेरे को दिया भाई। नहीं आके बैठा, बात किया अपने साथ। हाँ फिर वो इंडोनेशिया की स्ट्रीमर है क्या?
Remember your movies? Well, here's your chance to recreate those iconic moments.
ये लाइव में क्या?
Maybe you pull off a perfect rescue. Maybe you escape the fight by swinging away at the last second. Or maybe you just stop everything to take the perfect Spider-Man shot.
हाँ पी लेना भाई, लेके जा ये सब, लेके जा।
So, if you haven't jumped in yet, grab your squad and experience Spider-Man in PUBG Mobile. Also, Spider-Man isn't only swinging around Eric.
लाइक करो। अभी जो ये
We have got Spider-Man on stage right here with us right now, and he didn't come empty-handed. He's going to be handing out PUBG Mobile merch in and amongst the arena, so make some noise for Spider-Man!
They say seeing a bull is a good sign. On Pocket Broker, it means the start of a bull market. You can track how it works with the demo account. Feel the movement turn into rhythm, and at the right moment, withdraw with no fees. The bull gains strength. Pocket Broker always pays.
यहाँ से 5 मिनट डिले, तो यहाँ से अगर डिले डाले बगैर करेंगे तो पेनल्टी देते सीधा। देख रॉन्टन भाई को स्पाइडरमैन के साथ। थैंक यू। हाँ चलो हम जा रहे हैं। चलो सी यू, बाय 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 गाइस, बाय बाय। हाँ अरे भूल गया उसका नाम। बाय टाइटल की टीम टाइटल। चलो कोई तो आया भाई, 3 दिन से कोई नहीं आया था अपना भाईगन। बाकी पूरी दुनिया के लोग आके अपने को कांग्रेचुलेट करके चले गए, सारे दुनिया के लोग आके अपने को प्यार देके चले गए। अपने वाले पेरिस में इतने टाइम से 3 दिन बाद कोई आया भाई। बोलियो लाइक एंड सब बॉयज।
This match and join them.
Let's go, Rangan चालू हो रहा है। Let's go, गणपति अप्पा मोरया। JMD आंदो पब्लिक चैट में, JMD आंदो।
Hotter as the day goes on because I
don't think JMD आंदो चैट में।
teams breaking that barrier today.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get cast here to at least cast one, right?
Absolutely.
This is absolutely insane here. My hopes and dreams are coming true. Could we see 6-7 teams in the Smash Zone with one single squad that could win it? That would be insane. At the same time, though, right? You gotta stop these 2 squads, because if E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force win right here, that's it. This tournament is over, and one of them is walking away with $500,000.
Like and sub.
Hey man, I caught Coach Pecco for Nick Galaxy on the walk over to the caster booth just now, and he was saying, I asked him, hey, you gonna target? And he was like, if we know it's them, things might get a little bit dicey. Hey, you know, I can't say, but yeah, I feel like certainly below those top 2.
अरे प्लेन पाथ यारो, पब्लिक दोनों टीम के लिए डेडली है भाई, गाड़ी लेके जाना है अपने को।
In a fight, the third party
अपने दोनों टीम के लिए
definitely
डेडली प्लेन पाथ है, गाड़ी लेके जाना है।
It really does. I got a chance to talk to Knight as
गाड़ी लेके जाने वाली लड़ाई तुमको मालूम है ना अपनी कैसी हुई थी एफएल के साथ, ओजी की।
These guys have had so much
अभी गॉडलाइक भी है।
when it comes to the Smash ruling. Furia themselves have smashed in multiple of their regional tournaments. So I was talking to them. I was like, hey,
ये गाड़ी लेके जाने वाला सीन थोड़ा डेंजर है भाई।
If you see a couple teams in the Smash Zone, will you guys go out of your way to take them out? And they said, well, at a certain point we have to. You know what I'm saying? We know what's at stake. If we have to risk a bad game to ensure that we can continue in this tournament to possibly come back, we're going to do it, right? So even if it's a crash and we lose the fight, we're taking a couple of those players with us. So the whole lobby, honestly, really needs to have that kind of same mentality, because if you want to be able to move up the leaderboards, there are massive jumps in prize pools as we go from 3rd, 4th, 5th place.
Guys, JMD on the chat में और India Flag chat पे spam मारो भाई.
As possible.
देखो गाड़ी लेने वाला जो scene है.
Eastern Circle.
पर map देखता हूँ मैं वापस.
It's certainly an eastern circle, though. It's going to push all the way out towards Milta, east of it, and Milta. As well. A lot of water here.
Gordel गाड़ी ले रही ruins के पास से ही.
To navigate.
नीचे ruins के कोचिंग की वाली रोड पे.
Drop currently, but might
OG का है.
Ida clashing with Tianba over on the western side. A very, very close drop.
ओ OG मिल्टा पावर की साइड गई रे. वो ड्रॉप चेंज किया.
On a bike.
सेकेंडरी ड्रॉप की तरफ जा रहे. W पे. कोई सीन नहीं है. W है. दोनों टीम सेफ है बॉयज.
All this north side.
दोनों टीम सेफ है.
Hospital area. And since it is such an eastern circle, right?
दोनों के दोनों टीम सेफ है.
These teams are going to be kind of even thinking about possibly a rotation camp. Things like that are going to start coming into play here. And man, this is gonna get intense.
Yeah, a lot of teams looking to put pressure on as the fight near Gat curve between Ida and Tianba is still popping off. Remember, this is an adjustment from Ida to move out this way with the plane path as south as it was. They are going to get stuck straight in with Tianba, and neither team is looking super happy about it. Aching on the inside of the building. Swain on the top floor now has Eagle to contend with as well. Drops a nade down to the ground floor. Tries to fend off the remaining 2 players. QZZ unlikely to get picked back up here. Does bleed out in the end. Whoa! Swain remembers one more barrel, but it's not enough to blast it back. Tianba
pump से दे देगा. दो pump नहीं वो.
Just move in and
S686
this one through. A very strange.
दो गोली दो knock.
Through over on
Put.
Terrible. I mean, honestly, he does disrupted this lobby.
Third party instant हुरा की तरफ से.
Devastated. Now down to just 2 single players. Aching jumps out, just desperate.
Eagle बचा.
Trying to do
आखिरी
something
पुट्टा.
for his squad, and Eagle is just standing.
1v4 क्या Eagle stream बंद कर दूँगा.
Not like this. Not like this.
होरा लेके third party करके.
Have been a little bit quieter during the course of these finals. Not the fans, that is, the players. The fans have been plenty loud and we've loved it, but they haven't quite had the performance that we were maybe expecting from them coming into the games in these finals. It's not going to be enough. I don't see them catching up when we've already got 2 teams in that smash zone. It is a bit unfortunate. It is not great. But they can look.
अब एक चीज बताओ क्या अपने गॉडल के लिए सबसे बेस्ट न्यूज थी टियानमा मारना. अपने ऊपर थी 74 पॉइंट पे, तो अपन फर्स्ट पेज की तरफ जा रहे. फ्यूरिया 78 पे. गॉडल को आज ये वाले मैच में 10-15 पॉइंट निकाल के सीधा जंप मारना है टॉप 8 में. टॉप 8 से धीरे धीरे टॉप 5 कब आ जाएंगे वो अच्छे गेम खेल के मालूम पड़ेगा. और वो टॉप 8 से टॉप 5 आने के लिए अपने को बस प्रे करना है एनएस और ये चिकन ना मारे ताकि मैचेस ज्यादा खेलने मिले. अब एक बार मैप देखते हैं. नहीं, मैप अभी नहीं देखेंगे. पहले जोन में देख के नहीं बताएंगे कि कौन किसके पास अच्छी जगह है, ईए के पास या एनएस के पास. तो सेकंड जोन में देखेंगे. अपन बस प्रे करेंगे कि एनएस और ये अच्छी जगह पे ना हो और अपन अच्छा खेले भाई.
It's just going to be tough, especially considering that there's going to be quite a few teams in that smash zone very, very quickly here. That's if this game even continues on after this one. So a lot of different factors to play out. The problem also is the fact that we get later and later into this tournament, the desperation is going to raise tremendously, right? So the teams in the mid-pack are going to even start playing hyper-aggressive because they're going to know, right? Their coaches.
This might be the last match. नहीं यार ऐसा मत बोलो यार पब्लिक. ये सब प्रेडिक्शन मत करो यार. ये सब मत करो. गॉडल फॉर्म में है, ओजीबी फॉर्म में आई है. धीरे धीरे क्लाइम करना है. बस पेपर स्मैश ना मारे कोई. कोई स्मैश ना मारे. वो चीज मेन है
for the moment, and I'm seeing that Nongshim Red Force might be in with their first fight in a moment, which is going to enlighten the rest of the lobby as to sort of where they're playing, what sort of conflicts they could be running into. A 2-2 split across Milta right now for Nongshim as they did not fully or firmly hold the bridge against Alula, so that crossing does come through. And that central black team, now they've got to take shots. Alula in the hovercraft has plenty of armor.
गला दिया ना कुछ बात. ये फटिका तो मर गया इन्हें.
Still being one down range.
फटिका तो पिन हो जाएंगे इन्हें.
They have to divert them on the long range. They find
Pick up करना पड़ेगा
the flush. Nongshim Red Force extracts the first point.
रेबो को बुलाओ. गुड लक. अरे माँ ऐसा नहीं होता पब्लिक. क्या किसी को भी पागल हो क्या?
Pretty wild. And
पागल हो क्या भाई? कल मेरे को अल्फा 7 वाले मैसेज किए थे इंस्टा पे. बोले would love to have a chat with Revo आपके साथ. बोला why not यार. Why not? रेवो भाई को कल आप लाएं. हम बात करेंगे अच्छे से. होस्ट करेंगे रेवो भाई को स्ट्रीम पे. And we did it.
I mean,
it was a W
aware,
W conversation
where they're playing based on the fact that it was Alula that they knocked.
and Nongshim Red Force generally going to be.
अब मैं उसको ऐसे बोलूंगा, देख भाई, तो पहले मैच में आके इधर बैठा, गुड लक बना तुम्हारे लिए, हमारे 10-15 किल है, दूसरे मैच में भी आ, तो बोलेगा भाईगन मैं प्लेयर हूँ, मेरी टीम क्वालिफाई नहीं हुई भाई, उसको भाई बेचारे को बुरा तो लगा रहेगा रे। फाइनल्स यार वो लोग कर सकते थे बट नहीं किए, और अपन इधर उसको टीम पे बिठा रहे गुड लक के लिए, ऐसा पागल हो गया यार, वैसा सब नहीं कर सकते।
Over on that very peer side of things, so if Aurora decide, you know what, we're not going to go over to that east side, we're going to try and break west. Vitality is still lying away for it, which I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure if I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here as you got some pretty wild rotations here. Speaking of wild rotations, we got Nick McGallagher rocking their 2-2 split.
The same again.
Same again. You know, I actually talked to Ralph a little earlier this morning.
ये 1 मिनट में जोन डिसाइड करेगा पब्लिक।
Yeah, you know, it's worked.
ये 1 मिनट में जो जोन बनेगा ना, सेकंड जोन, ये बहुत क्रूशियल है अपने लिए।
On the west side, had a little bit of unluck with some pretty crazy.
Choose में से लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब बॉयज, 2 लाख लाइक की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं मेक श्योर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब।
I mean, they did win a chicken dinner from a circle similar to this, on a rotation similar to this. Obviously, it was a different lobby. It was a different time. We were different people, Jukes. We were so much younger.
We've grown so much.
Yeah, exactly. We've come so far, but they're going to look for that regroup at some point. Getting through for that regroup is really the difficult part. But we've seen for Enigma Galaxy on this regroup rotation, getting through the glut of teams right now, I'm not too sure how that's going to work. They may have to go on the boat, maybe head up all the way north of Lvovka and go all the way around. That would be, I mean, maybe not sensible, but possible, certainly. It's difficult, and they are going to get on the road right now.
ओजीन मिलता पावर।
They can find
ओके देखो, अच्छा तुम लोग का सॉरी, अब मैं चैट क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ, 5 मिनट का डिफरेंस है। मैं कब बोला था वो चैट, अब तुम देखो।
We're on board of them, just passing the north side of school.
Like and subscribe.
This circle is set up on that Milter Hill near prison and mansion.
Rotations are
अब सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, अपने को एनएस और ये की पोजीशन मिल रहा है, ये एच से आ रही, एनएस के पास जोन है रेडी से, बट एकदम चिकन वाला नहीं लग रहा मेरे को एनएस और ये का, तो अच्छी न्यूज़ है अपने लिए। गॉडल और क्लैश हो सकता है फ्यूरिया का। ओजी एक अच्छे स्पॉट पे है, ओजी 4-man साथ में नहीं है, बहुत डेंजर स्प्लिट है। ओजी का विस्गॉड एस2जी के पास है, एके प्रिजन के पास है, आरू नीचे मिल्टा पावर में। अगर ये 4-man रीग्रुप नहीं हुए तो बहुत खराब गेम जा सकता है, क्योंकि अलग अलग स्प्लिट है। गॉडलाइक 4-man साथ में रोटेशन मार रही है, बट ये पास में और फ्यूरिया सामने, तो फिंगर्स क्रॉस। ओजी का स्प्लिट यार पब्लिक थोड़ा लूटने के चक्कर में भारी ना पड़ जाए, बस आप लोग प्रे करो कि रीग्रुप कर ले लो, चारों के चारों अच्छे से रीग्रुप कर ले।
It's not the same team we saw from their stages, so unfortunate.
It's the same thing we saw in GO2.
Yeah, it's a big drop off, which I'm sad to see. The Galaxy, they get their back to
versus NGX
regroup, and this is exactly what I was
Rob Bhai का casualty हो गई।
Going to be Lord, his vehicle's on fire, and he goes down because he hops out.
Bro, so frustrating, bro.
I guess, yeah, Ralph, keep doing that. See how
पकड़ के मार। ऐसा कोई दिख रहा विस्गॉड गिरते हुए, पकड़ दे, मार दे, किल ले ले।
What happened? How was this?
Why are there players here in the middle of the circle?
How did I get knocked?
What? No, that's crazy.
That's
ओजी रीग्रुप कर लो भाइयों प्लीज, एक बार मैप देख लेते तभी मालूम पड़ेगा ये लोग रीग्रुप कर रहे कि नहीं। यार अभी भी 2-2 का स्प्लिट है यार, ये क्या स्प्लिट है, हम वहाँ कदम डर लग रहा भाई। प्रिजन के रिकॉल कंपाउंड में 2 बंदे हैं, बाकी 2 बंदे यार प्रिजन वाली रीच के पास है। गॉडल एकदम मस्त पहुंच गए, 4-man स्ट्रॉन्ग, साथ में जोन के अंदर प्रिजन वाले पत्थरों के पास, स्नाइपर टावर के पास। प्रिजन के लेफ्ट साइड में स्नाइपर टावर है ना, नीचे पत्थरों के साथ वहाँ पे।
A vice grip on the circle right now.
भाई मेरे को उसी का डर लग रहा है।
Try and split that. This is a replay on Lord getting knocked. You can see he drove up. It was actually the hop out that got him. He'd already taken enough damage and hadn't slowed down enough. He hopped out of the vehicle, kept that momentum, and it was the fall. He hit that ground a little bit too fast.
The ankles.
Just roll the ankle, man. Roll the ankle.
Like and boys, आज आप लोग का सपोर्ट सबसे ज्यादा चाहिए, क्योंकि आज तीसरा और आखिरी दिन है। एक W स्ट्रीम करके W नंबर्स निकाल के AWC वालों को खुश कर देंगे भाई, ताकि हर वॉच पार्टी में ग्लोबल में इंडिया को एक स्लॉट मिले वॉच पार्टी का भी। मैं आऊँ या कोई भी आए इंडिया से, बट पावर दिखाओ इंडियन फैंस का।
There's been enough games now when Nick McGallagher
Proud feeling है अपने लिए।
The team should be like, oh yeah,
दबा के लाइक और सब्सक्राइब मारो।
Just clamp down on that.
You know, it's one of those strategies that I don't know.
देखो ओजी का अभी भी स्प्लिट है, अब वो
like, okay, it's different.
नेक्स्ट जोन में जहाँ पे भी जाएगा, जिसके पास भी जाएगा, 2 प्लेयर के पास, बाकी 2 प्लेयर जल्दी रिग्रुप करके पहुंच गए सेफली तो ओजी मस्त गेम निकाल लेगी. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज गाड़ी मूविंग नहीं रख सकते दोनों के दोनों जोन बनने के टाइम पे. मे बी प्रिजन वाले घर वाले लोग मूविंग रख सकते, रिच वाले नहीं रख सकते. अब गाड़ी जो देखो मूविंग रखा है कि नहीं, डब्ल्यू जैसे मैं बोला रिकॉल कंपाउंड वाले मूविंग रख सकते और वही चीज हो रही, वो लोग जा रहे रिग्रुप कर लो, सेफ रिग्रुप लग रहा मेरे को, कोई नुकसान नहीं लग रहा, बस चारों मत साथ में खेलो. अब गॉडल का भी स्प्लिट डेंजर है. मान्या एकदम अंदर जा रहा, एकदम स्काउटिंग करके डब्ल्यू दबा रहा मान्या, बट टीम रिग्रुप करके खेलना है. टीम रिग्रुप करके खेलना है, गॉडल को भी रिग्रुप करके खेलना है. मान्या जगह ले लिया यार, मान्या मस्त जगह ले लिया. मीनू और पावर एकदम मस्त रिग्रुप कर ले साथ में, तो दोनों इंडियन टीम्स के लिए डब्ल्यू गेम जाने वाला है. अब अपन बात करेंगे एनएस की और बाकी ईए की. एनएस सदर्न साइड से रोटेशन मार के बहुत अच्छी जगह ले रही. ईए का मेरे को ये गेम चिकन नहीं लग रहा. हो भी सकता भाई, पता नहीं यार, कुछ बोल नहीं सकते ये लॉबी में. ये लॉबी में कुछ प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते भाई.
They're going to play nice and isolated on the southeast side. Remember, it's not big point-scoring games that are necessary.
Like in sub balls.
Weighing on the mind of
Jules Bestero, 2 लाख की तरह बढ़ते हुए.
Just that chicken dinner. Be the last player standing. That's the only thing that should be running through their mind right now to try and secure that tournament title, the global stage glory.
It's interesting. That's an interesting thought. And I hope it doesn't change their play style, because I'm thinking back to PMMI where Tianba had such a massive lead, and they kind of employed that same strategy. Like, hey, let's just put up some basic points. They had so many points, as long as nobody smashed, they were going to win it for the most part. But they changed play styles, and they paid the price for it big time, going from what we thought was going to be an automatic first to like 3rd place. So we'll see how Nongshim, who definitely learned from that, if they're going to replicate it.
वाइटलिटी पास में है गॉडल के पीछे 40 भी है. देखो जगह तो अच्छी है गॉडल की, बट वही है इस जगह पे है ना, क्रॉसफायर जो बैठता है ना वो एकदम एक्यूरेट बैठना है. जो स्प्लिट है ना शैक का, टावर का और एक छोटी सी डिप का, जगह बहुत प्यारी है जोन के हिसाब से, बट वो क्रॉसफायर बिठाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक दूसरे के कांटेक्ट में रहना है. किसी एक को पिंच करने बंदे आ जाएंगे, बैकअप देना इंपॉर्टेंट है. बाकी ओजी मस्त रिग्रुप कर दिया, आप लोगों को भी दिखा देता हूँ. 4 मैन स्ट्रॉन्ग ओजी एकदम प्यारी जगह पे. डब्ल्यू कर दो. गॉडल पे भी बहुत अच्छी जगह है, मजा आ जाएगा. दोनों टीम पे बहुत प्यारी जगह है, दोनों टीम पे बहुत प्यारी जगह है. एक बार जिस भी गॉड में बिलीव करते हो अच्छे से प्रे करो, दोनों के लिए अच्छा गेम जा सकता है. दोनों के लिए अच्छा गेम जा सकता है.
They're going to go for the back-to-back chicken dinner. They realize that, like, hey, we got to get it done here. If they do, it would be the comeback of a lifetime. You know that their fans are excited. They're hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for this next zone.
Let's go.
Over to the northeast side.
ओजी के पास जोन है, एनएस का भी गेम बन सकता है. एफएल का स्प्लिट बहुत डेंजर है ब्रो. ईए का भी गेम, ओह माय गॉड चैट यार. ईए ना वाटर के साइड वाला पूरा रिस्क ले सकती, क्योंकि एफएल का एक ही बंदा है, वो रिग्रुप करेगा अपनी टीम के पास. ईए वर्सेस हो रहा हो सकता. ईए के पास अगर ब्रो चैट टूर्नामेंट खत्म नहीं होना है. ओजी के पास जोन है, गॉडल को जोन जाना है. ब्रो टूर्नामेंट खत्म नहीं करना है अपने को ये मैच में. भाई बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा अगर टूर्नामेंट यही मैच में खत्म हो गया तो. अपने पास मौके चाहिए अपने को मैचेस के, ताकि धीरे धीरे क्लाइम करे. एफएल वर्सेस S2G.
But only if it goes out their way. Well, guess what? Here we are. And now S2G try and push in. They're being denied access as horror clash with
40 versus हो रहा हो गया.
Okay, they've lapped over the north side of prison and their third party
NGX का
here on the north.
आखिरी बंदा लड़ रहा उला से 1v3 की सिचुएशन.
Galaxy Satan all by himself going to be challenging.
एक नॉक है. अरे क्या टाइम पे चेंज करा भाई. Aurora versus 40, Furia versus Vitality. अरोरा मिल्टा पावर के साइड से रोटेशन मार रही है, एकदम राइट साइड से, पानी के साइड से.
And now Aurora up, trying to sweep
40 बाहर. Good chance for Godel. A really good chance for Godel. NGX मर गए, 40 मर गए, उल्फ मर गए, फ्यूरिया मर जाए तो क्या क्लाइम होगा ब्रो Godel का? A really good chance, golden chance for Godel. Come on boys, Mania, make it possible bro.
Do a lot of damage to them, but
make it possible. Let's see the zone.
A lot of damage across the board on these rotates, Jukes.
Mino knock हो गया रे.
We're going to catch this fight here.
Mino knock finish हो गया, फ्यूरिया से मर रहा है. boys.
Now finally the fight has calmed down, but this is a battle
ऊपर से नीचे आ रहे अपन,
position in this circle.
ऊपर से धीरे-धीरे नीचे आ रहे अपन.
Team S2G who is within
Vitality के भी 2 ही बचे हैं, S2G का 1 बचा है, FL का जो है,
but they have just had the win taken
4 मैंने बट FL का थोड़ा सा split है.
right now. They need to points on
Mino knock finish हो गया. Gordon की positioning देखते हैं अभी.
As a solo kamikaze, has he
Map लगाता हूँ.
up his sleeve?
अच्छा जोन है, अच्छा जोन है. तो हमें बैक डिफेंड कर रहा है, बहुत प्यारा.
Only challenges to that smash point duo.
ये भी 3 मैन हो गई, गुड न्यूज. बट एनएस अभी 4 मैन स्टॉक. अरे यार आपस में कहीं को लड़ रहे हैं यार. आखिरी दिन आपस में लड़ रहे, गुस्सा दिला रहे बेगर. अरे पावर तू ओजी को छोड़ दे रहे. अरे पीछे पड़ गया कल से उनके भाई. मैं तेरी तारीफ इतनी कर रहा हूँ.
To 2 players.
अरे तू विस्कॉट तू पावर को छोड़ देना यार.
Gonna get that confirmation on 2 power. Only 1 player up left for Godlike.
The arena did manage to just roll over the ridgeline there on the shoreline. But Mormon's been spotted. Okay, Sky is still going.
अरे यार ये लोग आपस में लड़ रहे हैं यार. मैं क्या बोलूँ यार.
Orangutans still continue to clash. Up the stairs, Godlike. Look for it, but the drop down is caught. And there's the crash. You want to take one down in the arena for?
ये मर गए डब्लू. अरे बट ये लोग आपस में क्यों लड़ रहे हैं? मैं सेलिब्रेट करूँ ओजी के 4 किल या गॉडलाइक के मरने के 4 का मरने का दुख सेलिब्रेट करूँ? खुशी हूँ, दुखी हूँ, इमोशन की अम्मा बहन कर रहे. कैसे दोनों आपस में लड़ने के? कैसे समझो इन लोगों को भाई?
Playing carefully, waiting in the shadows to strike. It's only a matter of time here. They're gonna take.
But good news, ये मर गई. Good news, we're going 1 more match. अरे एनएस पे जोन है यार.
A big south shift and I'll look at tasty for Nongshim. Look, they're already in.
Ula 3 man है, NS 4 man strong है. Bro, NS खत्म ना कर दे bro chat. ये बहुत strong team है bro. इनका back पूरा clear है यार. पूरा back clear है इनका. जो दूर की teams है सारी की सारी zone में आने के लिए लड़ेगी, एक दूसरे से लड़ेगी. कम बंदे live रहेंगे. इनको एक proper 4v4 निकालना है. उला के साथ. उला वो भी 3 man है.
Deadwood is so hard to navigate though.
Bro, बहुत danger यार. अभी खत्म हो सकता है bro tournament.
Players lying in wait.
Bro, actual में खत्म हो सकता है tournament भाई.
You can see Nongshim Red Force. They don't want to give away their position. They don't want the lobby to know where they're at right now. So they're playing it very, very quietly. So take a look at the replay. Schweppes. Wow! Popping them out the vehicle. But the crash from Aura, so strong here. And they shut down E-Arena.
11 kill हो रहा. हो रहा से अब हो रहा.
Absolutely. The arena remain on 1 point.
हो रहा से अब हो रहा. हो रहा सबको मार के बहन का
match. They are still in the smash boundary.
Yes, they are.
So even if Nongshim get 30 points and don't win
उससे मैं आगे लड़के हो रहा की.
still take it all the way with a 0 E-limit.
हो रहा नको करो भाई गणेशा. पहले तो मेरे को गुस्सा आ रहा है दोनों आपस में लड़ते रहते यार. इंडियन लॉबी में आपस में लड़ के सुकून नहीं मिला रहे तुम लोगों को. इधर आके भी लड़ रहे.
Decide to go for this hill line here. Good strategy. Gotta be careful though.
गुड स्टेज में इतना खुश हुआ दोनों टीम क्वालीफाई करी. इधर साला दोनों आपस में लड़ रहे क्वालीफाई करके.
I like how they put one vehicle in front of the other, so they at least sacrificed one. But they
अच्छा हुआ गुड स्टेज में अलग अलग ग्रुप में थे. साथ में रहते तो साला एक ही टीम आती. आपस में लड़ के एक का ही मौका मिलता क्वालीफाई करने का.
Pick a point to go, and I feel like short team flash can be taking shots right now, but the west side is going to have to conclude and fairly quickly. Someone is going to look to crash team flash.
Come on यार ओजी.
I guarantee you that at some point in this match.
Come on boys, 3 man strong 4 kill ले लिए.
It may be a little bit longer than we were anticipating. I mean, as I said,
यार गॉडल के पास क्या चांस था यार जंप करने का. यार क्या चांस था रे. 80-90 पॉइंट की तरफ पहुंचने का पूरा चांस था यार.
cover has a lot of rocks to play around. You can
आपस में लड़ते रहते भैया.
stutter your way forwards a little bit.
3.5 लाख लोग देख रहे. बाप रे बाप.
Over on the dog. They know who they're fighting now.
Well, they will once that thirst happens.
There it is.
And there it is.
Juice भेजो boys. good luck के लिए juice भेजो ओजी के लिए.
Nongshim Red Force is right here. Aurora are going to put every single amount of their resources.
अब देखते हैं एनएस कैसा मूव करेगी. उला पे स्लैम करेगी या कहाँ जाएगी क्योंकि इनका एज आ गया. एज पे आ गए.
Here, waiting for Nongshim to roll out, stepping through, sacrifice.
सबसे क्रूशियल जोन 40 सेकंड में. सबसे क्रूशियल जोन.
They may look to try and just block.
I wish एनएस को फेवर ना करे जोन. कंप्लीट ऑपोजिट रिच पे चले जाए. मूवमेंट में ये लोग मर जाए. क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाहता टूर्नामेंट खत्म हो. I don't want man. I don't want tournament to end right now.
To be fair, it's going to be a very tough.
और मैचेस देखना है मेरे को.
Yeah, they're in a really, really tough spot here. They are on the edge of the circle. That broken wall is covering them for now. But this next zone is going to make things interesting. But here we go with a huge battle. It's Judia versus OG. Judia in 8th place right here. They need the win. Oh, that nade looks good. That should get a confirmation. It does it. Subway somehow.
लेकिन एक नॉक तो निकाला.
Sudden. They are able to get some knocks. Silence is going to go into the building, eating some blue zone. Julia are getting peppered.
Wizgod!
Oh my God, Wizgod! 1v4!
He's here.
एक मारा था.
Rolls over the top of the hill. Wizgod, what? He didn't see him. He'll shoot in the hell with his back to it. Will take the shot.
Anti रे Wizgod anti यार भाई क्या मारा.
The roller for Nongshim.
And there are.
क्या मारा Wizgod यार.
Trying to find a spot.
क्या मारा Wizgod bro.
Deep flash knocked out Tizzy. It's up to the two players from Nongshim to end this tournament.
Let's go.
Trying to regroup now on the back.
Let's go. NS पे zone है नहीं. NS पे zone है नहीं. We're going one more match. We're going one more match.
Set before them.
We're going one more match.
Run through and then one that they will charge in head.
We are going one more match.
First, Yo, Reefus. And what's this retribution?
We are going one more match.
To a close without a smash point victory.
Aurora throwing an absolute bombardment on
going one more match.
Red Force. They know they're the threat. They're going to use every single piece of utility they have to finish this team off once and for all.
Let's go. We're going one more match.
Find those other confirmations.
मुझे 8 किल Wizgod solo 6 किल मारा. क्या मारा रे Wizgod. मजा आ गया.
Desperately need.
मजा आ गया रे Wizgod.
Wizgod
ने प्रॉपर 1v4 किया क्या? क्योंकि एके ने जो नॉक किया था वो बंदा रिवाइव हुआ नहीं हुआ मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया. 3 तो मारा है Wizgod. एक नेट से दूसरा बंदा नेट से 10 HP उसको जाके शॉटगन से 2 बंदे मारा. एक 10 HP वाला जो HP पे था 1v3 किया शायद ना. जो भी क्या क्रेजी क्लच ब्रो. इनसेन Wizgod के लिए पूरा ब्लू बिग कैपिटल W इन द चैट. गनबार दिखा रहे अपने लड़के.
To the heart of Aurora. Draw their game out on 113. They will fall.
Let's go.
No smash. Not here.
We're going one more game. Aurora 13 kill.
Game 3, folks. Get excited. Yeah.
Aurora 13 kill.
Because now's the
अब और एक गुड न्यूज़ है.
for a lot of these.
NS और EA के अलावा आप कोई और टीम स्मैश नहीं पहुंच रही है मैच में क्योंकि SUG एक बंदा लाइव है वो स्मैश तो नहीं पहुंचा पाएगा. जो भी नीचे की टीम चिकन मार रही है तो W है.
Good points to jump up, get a little bit more cash under the belt, be a higher ranking finisher. They have all 4 of their players alive. They're looking pretty chill. As I said before, SG do have the slimmest of opportunities. For me, it's Kamikaze needing to grab some third-party points off a fight that Team Flash has.
Yeah, he's just trying to sneak enough points to sneak his team into that smash zone. Any point matters, though. I really got to give some major love, though, to Aura. Look at them. 13 eliminations. This team is trying to make a comeback of a lifetime, and this is how you do it. Got to get this win, though. Anything less is not going to be enough for them to make that race to the top.
Even when you do get it, it's still a long road for them to try and find. For Kamikaze, he needs to profit 6 more points on this match. Those can come from either increasing placements or getting eliminations to join that smash point bubble. But this next circle comes in.
FL का चिकन क्या?
It does push Flash into 2 of them.
FL का चिकन आ सकता है. SUG का आखिरी बंदा भी मर गया.
Kamikaze is there. They roll up.
FL का चिकन.
And no longer do we have that storyline. The battle at the bottom of the table.
होरा फोरमैन है. एक सेकंड रुको. होरा का भी हो सकता है भाई. होरा फोरमैन स्ट्रांग है.
Trying to move up
और मोमेंटम भी होरा पे. 12-13 किल कर दिया ऑलरेडी.
Prize pool. Every single placement up is big money in the bank. Aura, though, this is the game of a life. This is one of those opportunities that gets your squad excited, gets them pumped up to finally start putting everything on the line. Team Flash, they're in all their util onto Vitality. That's the threat. If they can hold that rock and secure that position, this could be for them.
Absolutely.
ब्रो अगर होरा मारती है चिकन तो पब्लिक 15-18 किल का चिकन है कम से कम. 30 बॉम्बर मार रहे क्या? 25+ पॉइंट तो मिनिमम निकाल रहे चिकन मार रहे तो. वाइटलिटी बस हो रहा. वाइटलिटी 2 मैन.
Putting him out of business, out of action. Sky looks for more as well, and they turn it on. It's just
7 किल मार दिया स्लीपी. 15 किल पे.
15 eliminations, but that nade looks
big. उला का नेड. Oh my god, insane.
And now it's up to Sky. all by
FL Chicken.
himself. Aula
FL
looking
Chicken.
to
No
stop
fear भी knock हो गया. Sky अकेला बचा.
the
No
insanity
fear off angle पे था वो knock हो गया.
put on
जो off angle वाला बंदा knock है खत्म.
Here they
उला भी
go,
closing कर दिए नेट डालेगा.
up close and personal to be able to secure this high ground. Team Flash on the other end, putting some suppressive fire onto them as well. Aura just trying to lift their wings, trying to find their way, but it ain't gonna be enough. That is Aura. Down to one single player.
3v1v4.
Like Team Flash's proactivity here. They didn't waste time. They didn't hide in the buildings. They stretched their legs and moved out towards this north side to get control.
3v4v1.
This is what we've wanted to see from a lot of our teams, and I'm glad to see it now, even if it is potentially a little bit too little too late. For them, they've got 10 eliminations here, so alright, they're on 15, but there is a real chance they could catch up. The Sky is still cooking an 8, and Alula gonna have to worry. Okay, puts it back. Back to the shotgun shot.
He's not moving a muscle here, and I don't think Alula realizes that he's even.
Like and sub boys, जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं, make sure like and sub.
Could be a threat in this area. But Quick is just hopping in the vehicle to get a little bit of extra third-person perspective and get some sideline. He has no idea. They have no idea he's there. Hello! He missed the shot, though! Guy gets the shot. Quick is shot in the face. Win from Team Flash. Shuts down Aura's run.
Pretty much on the shotgun, hot over the bonnet there. Probably didn't realize the Quick didn't know he was there.
Run over करके मार दो खत्म करो.
He's going to stand up for it, right?
वो एक सेकंड नुकसान वो Y4 SR ने एक एंगल पे मार दिया नॉक फिनिश ले. वो भी 10 HP है. वो भी 10 HP है. वो क्या कर रहा है गाड़ी में बैठ के? हिल कर दिया.
Onto Quick, and remember, Alula only really.
वो घास में लेटा है राइट में.
With here, claws.
वो घास में लेटा है राइट में उन्होंने ध्यान नहीं दिया.
Looking to navigate.
उला का बंदा.
Middle for Yasser.
अब मालूम हो गया कि फुटस्टेप दे दिया.
Has a lot to face down here on this angle. Needs a big name. Needs to find an off pretty immediately. And Dora taken it down. Quinn steps through with the AG. Puts that one to bed. And a second.
Bro.
Sees Team Flash. To the
chill, bro. Chill, bro. Chill, man. Chill, bro.
Over 20 points in that.
Chill, bro. उसने खाली पीक किया था भाई. इतना instant.
I guarantee you, their coach and everybody.
Damn, bro.
Right, hey, this is what we need to do.
गुड न्यूज एनएस का चिकन नहीं है, EA का चिकन नहीं है, और एक गुड न्यूज ये है कि और कोई टीम भी स्मैश पहुंची नहीं. इट्स अ गुड न्यूज. बाकी मैं क्या बोलूं, आपस में लड़ ले रहे. मैं क्या करूं भाई. आज का आखिरी इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, दोनों टीम को क्लाइम करना है. आपस में लड़ रहे बैगन. ओजी बहुत अच्छा खेली, बट विस्कॉट के लिए डब्ल्यू कर दो. क्या क्लच निकाला लड़का. और 8 पॉइंट लेके गई ओजी. पहला गेम 10+ पॉइंट निकाली, ये मैच 8+ पॉइंट निकाली. कंसिस्टेंट आ रहा धीरे धीरे. गॉडले का ये गेम थोड़ा कैजुअल गया क्योंकि आपस में लड़ लिए. मैं खुश हूं कि दुख हूं, ये इमोशन तुम लोग डिसाइड करो. मैं वॉशरूम जाके आता हूं.
Played that slightly in a different fashion.
For sure. I mean, unfortunate for them, super fortunate for the rest of this log to go on our game for sure. Now, as far as teams that are still in that smash play threshold, I believe it's still going to be the duo, right? So it's going to be the 2 teams. But another opportunity in this next game, right? So more squads still push their way on up. As we're going to take a look at the replay here. Team Flash, great job of being able to finish this game strong. Win especially, just boom. Putting the nail in the coffin. That's how you do it.
I just didn't want to mess about, you know. He knew. Come on. Let's go next. Keep the pace. Because they do want to keep up that pressure. If you're on a run, now is the time to hold up that momentum. There is no more runway that you need to cover to take off on this. It is just today. There is nothing that you want to leave out on Erangel and let it go to Miramar, because you may not reach it. No one might.
Just look at these players' faces. Straight intensity. These guys are locked in right now. They know exactly what they need to do in order to make this happen. And it's going to be on the back of a ton of eliminations and securing those wins, all while stopping Arena and Nongshim Red Force, who had a great insert on the end of that circle there. But, you know, I think teams now especially have understood just how threatening this smash ruling is, and I think they're going to do extra and beyond to make sure that they can stop those squads.
Absolutely. I mean, there is so much pressure on so many teams. I think that, again, I'm gonna go back to my old favorite hobby, it seems, this game of giving a little bit of hate over to Ralph, because Nick Galaxy, that 2-2 split did not work. It was really kind of catastrophic. And hey, you know what? The position that they went to that they tried to go for on that east side was where Team Flash won from. So it could have been different. But we're going to head down to the stage. Kalaris has a little interview for us for some inside information.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Here with Nongshim Red Force, Hyunbin once again to get some insights on what's gone on so far. Let's talk about the Erangel that just actually happened. You guys find yourself in mini-mill to power, but then the circles shift away from you. You sent it north instead of any other direction. Talk to me about that choice. Do you think it was the right one, or do you think there was another path you could have taken?
일단 현민 선수 첫 번째 질문은 일단 아까 에란겔 경기부터 일단 얘기를 해볼게요. 에란겔 경기 때 사실 리타 파워 쪽의 공장을 이용하셨다가 이제 자기장이 튀자마자 이제 바로 북쪽으로 지르셨는데 사실 그쪽이 좀 다른 선택권이 없어서 좀 강제가 된 건지 아니면 좀 되게 좀 가능성이 있다고 보신 건지 좀 궁금하네요.
일단 저희 자리에서 치킨 갖고 오기엔 좀 많이 힘들었던 것 같고 저희가 오로라 한 명을 잘라나왔고 그 골에서 오로라 일단 한 팀 먹고부터 할 생각이긴 했습니다.
Yeah, we already knew that that shift was actually really tough for us. So what we thought was Aurora was actually there, and we got a one knockout Aurora player. So I think we should have started with knocking out Aurora, and then we find our footing on the ground inside that circle.
So the Rondo game, you just won another one here. You look always great in urban endings, does Nongshim Red Force. So talk to me about that urban ending. What were your biggest concerns? You had great roof control. So what was your guys' perspective on that finish?
그 론도판에서는 또 치킨을 드셨는데 사실 시가전에서 정말 좋은 모습을 보여주시는 것 같습니다. 그래서 그 시가전에서 특히나 이제 지붕을 통한 영역 그 컨트롤에 굉장히 또 일가견이 있으신 것 같은데 좀 그 점에 있어서 좀 어떤 점을 좀 중점으로 플레이를 했었는지 궁금합니다. 그 론도 플레이 때 시가전 플레이 때 어떤 플레이를 중점으로 두셨는지.
일단 저희 자리가 외곽이었고 지금 시가 쪽 한쪽이 비었어갖고 일단 들어가서 서클 받다 보니까 그냥 잘 먹은 것 같아요.
Well, honestly, I think the inside of the city play was actually forced because we were outside of the circle. But that being said, I think we were kind of lucky because we tried to gain the footing because of actually one of the places are actually empty. So we just find our footing there, and then we just took a control of the roof, and then we maintained good condition and intel.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, Hyunbin, here once again. That's Nongshim Red Force currently in position on the smash roll as we continue the games here at PMWC.
We are back. भाई बहुत फैंस है आज. क्या बीजे में लाइट अनाउंस हो गया. क्या बात कर रहे हो जोर है. सही में क्या ये बीजे में लाइट ऑफिशियल अनाउंस हो गया. डैम डब्ल्यू मैं भी बोला था कि जब पबजी में लाइट आएगा तो बीजे में लाइट भी आ जाए और आ गया. डब्ल्यू कर लो चैट जितने लोग मेक श्योर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब. लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब. भाई मजा आ रहा है आज मजा आ रहा है भाई. बहुत अच्छी स्टार्ट हुई है दोनों टीम की. बट गॉडलाइक का सेकंड गेम थोड़ा कैजुअल गया फिर भी मजा आ रहा है.
This is now 3 games and we are 3 goals.
लाइक करो यार पब्लिक. जूल्स नहीं बेच रहे भाई. क्या 2 लाख लाइक भी नहीं हुए में. क्या है रो बैगन. 2 लाख लाइक भी नहीं है. टूर्नामेंट कभी भी खत्म हो सकता है. ऐसा ना करो 3 लाख लाइक तो मिनिमम चाहिए ना यार मेरे को. कल 7 मिलियन व्यूज देख के हिल गए थोड़ा यहाँ के PWC वाले. करना है पब्लिक आज वापस करना है.
Being able to close it out, so we're gonna keep going. One more match in this one. Team Flash being able to come off with a win there after not really being able to do much for the whole tournament. Great performance out of their squad. But don't forget, for everybody that's currently here at EWC, make sure you guys check out the fan experience. Go look at the awesome stuff between PUBG Mobile and Naruto. Try out Brain Rot Royale. Why not? Because we've been able to try it and it's quite fun. And
Bhai, it's got to clutch kiya re
played it way too much. I had to stop so I could actually come here and break down what's been going on in the finals and also check out
public. I feel like
maybe you'll get a chance
S-Power है ना
and greet him. But about this performance,
अगर ज़्यादा kill करेगा तो
we finally got a chance to see.
थोड़े बहुत consistent kills कर देगा ना S-Power global MVP लेके जा सकता है. Genuinely
a bit dicey recently.
Genuinely global MVP लेके जा सकता है.
On the northern side, right, able to get rid of a lot of threats over in that position. Definitely a team that has been very silent. But before this game, they had a total of 63 points. If my count is right, they just got about a third of the points they've made so far up until now out of all of their games in a single chicken dinner. 23 points. So that's going to get them way higher up in the middle rankings. And let's keep in mind, even if you're not number 1-7, the prize pool distribution is getting way higher on that first half of the leaderboards.
It is. For some of this
teams, by the way, boys,
too far away.
क्या आप लोगों ने ये जो पॉइंट्स टेबल दिखा रहा था क्या? नहीं, करंट मैच का. By the way, guys, अल्फा 7 के पेज पे तुम लोग ने मेरी रील देखी कि नहीं? देखी तो डब्ल्यू कर दो. ग्लोबली बहुत प्यार मिल रहा है. बहुत सारे ऑर्ग वाले आके कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट कर रहे हैं फॉर स्ट्रीमर ऑफ द ईयर, फॉर नॉमिनेशन के लिए जो अपन हुए ई स्पोर्ट्स अवार्ड्स में. प्लीज आप जाके पिन कमेंट में जो वोट लिंक है आप जाके वोट कर सकते हो. मेरे को ऐसे टेल और थक को तो तीनों को जरूर वोट करना. बहुत प्यार मिल रहा है. जितना प्यार अपने वालों से नहीं मिला उतना प्यार अपने इंटरनेशनल वालों से मिल गया भाई. क्योंकि यहाँ के लोग आके इतना कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट कर रहे हैं और इतना वॉच पार्टी में. अब जैसा रेवो आ गया, फिर इंडोनेशिया के लोग आ गए, फिर बहुत लोग रहे, नेपाल के फैंस और इतने अलग अलग रीजन के इतने सारे लोग आके प्यार दे रहे, सपोर्ट दिखा रहे. ऑफिशियल्स की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, ऑफिशियल्स की बात कर रहा हूँ, ऑर्ग वाले लोगों की बात कर रहा हूँ, A7 इंडोनेशिया वाले, वाइटलिटी वाले, सब EWC की टीम, सबसे इतना प्यार और इतना रिकग्निशन मिला अपने को आप सबके प्यार की वजह से. एंड मीन्स अ लॉट भाई. आप लोग के सपोर्ट की वजह से आज मैं स्टेज पे हूँ. एंड आई होप मैं जिस स्टेज पे करंटली हूँ, मैं जिस जगह पे हूँ, मैं अच्छे से अपनी कंट्री को और अपनी IGC को और अपनी गेमिंग कम्युनिटी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. कि कॉन्फिडेंट रहना, प्राउड रहना, कम्युनिकेशन अच्छी रहना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है जब तुम ऐसे स्टेज पे हो. आई होप मैं वो सब अच्छे से कर रहा हूँ. आप लोग खुश और प्राउड फील कर रहे हो. बाकी मजा आ गया भाई. जेन्युइनली मजा आ गया भाई. जेन्युइनली मजा आ गया. मैं जब भी इंस्टाग्राम कर रहा हूँ मैं खुद को देख रहा हूँ. हर जगह रील में, इंटरनेशनल पेज वालों के उसमें और सब जगह तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है भाई. जेन्युइनली अच्छा लग रहा है. आज आखिरी दिन है. आप सबका प्यार बहुत ज्यादा चाहिए ताकि और एक अच्छा बेंचमार्क सेट करें अपन. लाइक सब्सक्राइब मारना और शेयर करो. ज्वेल्स बेचते रहो. सब्सक्राइब मारो. 2.56 मिलियन के बहुत करीब है अपन. लेट्स गो. 2.65 मिलियन के, सॉरी.
And then this game, again, it kind of like they're losing their team so incredibly early after eliminations. You saw Kamikaze there on the north side trying to sponge those points, but again, falling short. Look how incredibly close S2G are, 116. They should have done it earlier.
Just 6 points away from being able to enter the Smash Zone. Aurora Gaming as well, currently 9 points away. And teams that were going to be looking to be able to close that gap, especially when we saw Arena go.
Like and sub.
Really not going for that many eliminations, playing it quietly. Yeah. Four Thrives. I mean, Four Thrives wasn't really able to do much. And with the win that we just saw to Team Flash. Team Flash now moves into 7th place.
Yeah, really good push up here. Team Flash, 7th position overall. That's going to be an extra bit of money in their back pocket. But the thing is, they're looking very scary. Look at the top three. 3 chicken dinners, 2 chicken dinners, 3 chicken dinners, while the other teams below all have 4 fries or a singular chicken dinner. So
NS पहुंच गए 128, 122. वो तो चलो स्मैश थे दोनों के दो. S2G के पास चांस है स्मैश करने का और अरोरा के पास चांस है. निग्मा को तो चिकन ही मारना पड़ेगा. उल्फ 90 पे पहुंच गए 8th पे जो टीम है. बाकी होरा ने बहुत लंबा जंप मारा रहेगा. लेट्स सी. सेकंड पेज जब आएगा दिखाता हूँ. सेकंड पेज देखते कैसा है. अभी के लिए जो थर्ड मैच होगा उसमें 2 टीम के पास कंफर्म चांस है. अरोरा और S2G के पास स्मैश पहुंचने का. तो अगर ये दोनों पहुंच जाते तो अपन इसके बाद वाले गेम में 4 टीम होगी अपने पास स्मैश वाली. और अगर निग्मा चिकन मार देती तो पब्लिक निग्मा भी पहुंच जाएगी. मेरे को लग रहा है S2G और अरोरा में से एक टीम तो आएगी. अब दिखाता हूँ ये वाली फीड. अब इसमें आ रहा फ्यूरिया 83 पे है, होरा 79 पे आ गए, गॉडलाइक 73 पे, ओजी जंप करके 66 पे आ गए. ओजी इज क्लाइंबिंग अप धीरे धीरे, जो कि अच्छी बात है. अपने नीचे दोनों इंडियन टीम्स के नीचे आप टीम्स देखो कौन सी है. वाइटैलिटी, उला, ईडा, वाइटैलिटी भाई जो डोमिनेट किए थे ब्रो, इनसेन. मार्क सम ग्रुप स्टेज नेक्स्ट लेवल डोमिनेट किए थे वो लोग. अपने से नीचे कंपटीशन सोचो वे लॉबी का
Calculates
क्या खेल रहे भाई.
it's still their win rate is not really
Like और सबसे दबा के होना.
You know what? I'm going to pivot the conversation. I want to bring it back to Nongshim Red Force.
Yes, let's discuss.
I wanted to take a bit of time here because that was an absolutely insane throw. There are three options. Or you third party to the western side on the mountain next to Lumberyard, or you directly crash into Al Ula, which is what I think would have been a really good option. Or you decide to go for the wide wrap onto Flash, which I wouldn't recommend. And they ended up doing. There were so many options to go, but that was like out of the three Nitra, the one that was not going to give them the win.
And you know what? It's showcased by Al Ula taking second place from the exact position that we were like, Nongshim, go that way, go that way. Al Ula end up going that way, get that second place, and I think if it had been Nongshim with the kind of momentum that they had off the win, they would have won there. It is genuinely not even game throwing, it's almost championship throwing in game two, right? Because they could have won it, they could have ended it done and dusted, and they just didn't. They went for a very different play.
Yeah, and especially because of
that. Spark can be the global MVP 100% भाई.
Only Al Ula is going to
निकालेगा तो 100%
literally team versus team.
Literally.
That wide
लेकिन सभी top 5 में तो confirm रहेगा वो.
Team Flash is looking
global MVP में.
Al Ula is also looking your way.
Top 5 में तो पक्का रहेगा इस tournament में.
And Nongshim Red Force have some of the best rotation sometimes, and then they pull stuff like that. I'm very confused. They're very confusing team. Entertaining to watch, but confusing.
I also want to say this is just kind of across LPLs in general. Sometimes you only have that one opportunity, and when you miss it, it is now 10 times harder to get back to that same
Aurora
position.
planning to hit smash point this game, man.
Often, and like you said,
अगले game वो chicken मार के कुछ कर पाएं.
make that play well, so it will be a little bit more challenging now.
मिला था इन लोगों से आज लिफ्ट में.
Right, I fully agree with
Top or
you. They decided to go the completely wrong way, being within the range of Aurora as well, even though they ended up out-surviving Aurora. One thing though for this team is that when we
are very close to 2.65 million boys,
especially a PMMI. Once they hit the smash zone, this team is so scary because they know exactly what they're playing for, which is just the win, right? Yes, they can get some points. We kind of saw this here being super passive, the team just waiting for the right time. And I think maybe that's what could have hurt them there. They was just looking for something passive. They weren't looking for an actual fight, and that's why they decided to go with that rotation.
You know what? I 100% agree with you there, Seven, because, yeah, they are so scary. They are so patient. And we saw that them lining up on Milta Power there, lining up on that wall, going, okay, what's the next play? They didn't look scared. They weren't going too quickly. They were just being very patient. They were sitting and going, okay, what are we going to be doing next? And then they make the most harebrained, like under pressure play, it felt like, right? Another team I would have expected that from. Not from Nongshim, not with the presence of mind they seem to have while in the smash point. They are not pressure, a team that falls under
BGMI Lite announcement, सारे BGMI Lite वाले जितने भी fans wait कर रहे थे ताकि तुम लोग low end device पे भी अच्छे से खेल पाओ. It's time boys. It's a big news for our community क्योंकि बहुत लोगों को अभी opportunity मिलेगी खेलने की. बहुत लोग अभी active players बढ़ जाएंगे game में.
Topic again. Sorry, I'm
numbers जो बढ़ेंगे अपनी community के लिए, sports के लिए, overall game के लिए.
Which is actually
की जो economy है,
active
players बढ़ने से और economy बढ़ेगी.
Top damage dealer,
वो double चीज़ है.
And they're currently at the very bottom of the first page. We could have a situation where they're nowhere.
क्या पता tournament prize pool वगैरह भी और बढ़ जाए BGMI Lite की वजह से. Revenue generate होगा ना बहुत सारा.
26 MVP. Got to be careful there.
और एक चीज़ अच्छी है कि सबसे main चीज़ ये है public कि उन्होंने ये भी बताया, आप है ना PUBG Lite और PUBG Mobile दोनों के players साथ में खेल सकते हैं. और आप अपनी PUBG मोबाइल की आईडी PUBG लाइट में भी लॉगिन कर सकते हैं. तो ऑब्वियसली ये सेम चीज BGMI में भी रहेगी. BGMI मेन जो है वो और BGMI लाइट साथ में खेल पाएंगे और BGMI के प्लेयर्स अपनी आईडी BGMI लाइट में भी लॉगिन कर पाएंगे. तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग यार. Genuinely it's a very good thing.
So before we dive into our third map of the let's check in with them. And so Furia, God luck.
Lanky bhai. Let's go. भाई फुल मजा रहे हैं.
Who have you got with you, buddy?
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I've got Nigma Galaxy. Make some noise! Thunder applause for Nigma Galaxy! What have you got going on, Barney? Nothing, what have you got? Oh, James, Barney, you're not ready because I'm here with Sparty. Show the show!
पूरा अरीना भरा पड़ा है, तुमको दिखाओ क्या? पूरा अरीना देखो, वो देखो उधर उधर है, पूरा भरा पड़ा है। और मेरे नीचे भी है ना, आज बहुत सारे फैंस आए इधर नीचे वाले ये सेक्शन से। और ये तो जो 4 ब्लॉक है वो तो पूरे पैक है, पूरे पैक, पूरा पैक। Let's go, we're going to the third game. I hope it's not the last game.
The tournament still goes on. Not ending in a game 2 smash. We run it right back. And anticipation has reached fever pitch here in France. Everyone's loving it.
Having a great time here in the arena. Enigma Galaxy fans getting ready. I mean, they have played very well today, Lord, making a great showing on that first match. But goodness me, what an event, what atmosphere we've got here in our arena. Lovely to see all the support coming out for our players, for our teams here.
अपने लोग नहीं दे रहे, उससे ज्यादा लोग दे रहे, मतलब अपने लोग, मतलब मैं भाई आप लोग को नहीं बोल रहा भाई, पब्लिक ऑडियंस को नहीं बोल रहा, मैं व्यूअर्स को नहीं बोल रहा। मतलब मैं 3 दिन से इधर हूँ, 3 दिन से मैं इधर हूँ।
Didn't work out. But we do have our third match coming up.
समझो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Nice and steady
3 दिन से इधर हूँ।
to get yourself a chicken dinner.
जो कर IRL कर रहा था वो आया,
Waiting for later on in the day.
बाकी कोई नहीं आया भाई।
Heading another big Miramar, but will
तो वो थोड़ा बुरा प्यार दे रहे, पर अपना वाला कोई नहीं आया ना इधर, 3 दिन हो गए। और जोकर भी आया, वो आयरल कर रहा था, तो वो चीज मेरे को थोड़ी बुरी लगती है।
And a room that's getting rowdier and rowdier each game that goes by. But we'll focus on the here and now, the present that is the fact.
आप लोग को नहीं बोला, वो आप लोग कंफ्यूज मत होना कि आप लोग को नहीं बोल रहा हूँ भाई। आप लोग के प्यार की वजह से तो आज अपन इधर बैठे हुए।
PMWC has not stopped delivering, and I don't doubt this game will be anything different. We're back on Erangel, playing path established.
Last match a little bit difficult, honestly. I don't blame
प्लेन पाथ अच्छा है दोनों टीम के लिए।
teams for struggling
लॉर्ड
slightly.
अपना रूइंस और वाटर सिटी लूटेगी, रोजॉक अपनी लूटेगी ओजी, दोनों के लिए अच्छा प्लेन पाथ है, गाड़ी वाड़ी भी ले सकते एकदम मस्त। और डब्ल्यू, लेट्स गो फॉर अनदर गेम। इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में फुल ऑन स्पैम मार दो यार, इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में फुल ऑन स्पैम मार दो।
This time around, really gentle playing path, straight across the center. No one's complaining. Everyone's had a lovely in-flight meal, and we are ready to get going again. Things spread across the entirety of the map, so a lot of room to
बस आपस में ना लड़े रे।
but where's the circle?
बस आपस में ना लड़े bro।
Well, if history is anything to go by with some of the circles we've had here this event,
आपस में नहीं लड़ना चाहिए भाई।
it might be something a little bit spicy for this one.
अरे माँ कसम यार, पपी के तो ऑलमोस्ट सेम जोन है रे।
Might just be
almost same zone.
Bit of Sosnovka pulled into play here.
Almost same zone.
The south side. We got plenty of water.
मैं 3 दिन पूरा कंप्लीटली वॉच पार्टी में हूँ। मैं आज मेरे को टाइम मिलेगा ये वॉच पार्टी के बाद जाके एक्सप्लोर करने का पेरिस, बट मैं मोस्टली व्लॉग नहीं बनाने वाला रहे, क्योंकि मेरा पूरा फोकस था कि फुल ऑन 10 on 10 अपना एफर्ट डालूं। मैं कहीं नहीं कर रहा भाई। सुबह 8 बजे उठ रहा हूँ, जिम जा रहा हूँ, ब्रेकफास्ट कर रहा हूँ, 10 बजे इधर आ रहा हूँ, 12 बजे स्ट्रीम चालू कर रहा हूँ, 7 बजे तक इधर रहता हूँ, वापस होटल जाता हूँ, फ्रेश अप करता हूँ, डिनर खाता हूँ 8 बजे 9 बजे तक, 10 बजे सो जाता हूँ। बट आज थोड़ा जगूंगा, थोड़ा एक्सप्लोर करूंगा कि आया हूँ, थोड़ा घूमना तो बनता है, वरना अपन सिर्फ डेली यही शेड्यूल चल रहा था 3 दिन से।
Hopefully get themselves on the today. Arena far out.
Come on, boys.
Northwest side, South George.
I hope ये और NSC करना ले।
On this one.
And of course, for those of you at home that don't want to forget the event, make sure you get stuck in with that Naruto in-game event that's been going on. Pick up that awesome Ninetales Fury org. Try and make plays like some of the best we've seen over the tournament.
That's right here on our screen.
Like and sub, boys.
Arena.
Jules Rando.
In the man. Seriously good stuff from him. So many clutch plays, so many moments where it felt dire and Mormon was able to pull it back for the squad. Looking to do the same here in the final day. They've already achieved the smash ruling. As was said earlier on the desk, the only 2 teams to currently do it, but do think that that will change after match 3 if we don't end it all here and now. Right now you have that serene sense for E-Arena as well as Nongshim Red Force that there is only one other squad in the lobby that could beat you to the punch.
I do think, mate, with RS2G have looked, you could come a lot big boost off this game. They've still got a chance to be a dark horse, to be able to up.
ईडा एरो पहले दिन दुनिया भर की गन पड़ी, उसके बाद तो आए नहीं एक बार भी, पर मैप देखते हैं.
So much pressure.
बॉर्डर रोटेशन मारना धीरे-धीरे चालू करेगी, अभी भी लूट रही, ओजी भी लूट रही. देखते यार वो.
MTG, he was popping on.
Almost same zone है, almost same zone है भाई.
What they can do.
Most same zone.
Kamikaze an awful lot over the event.
पूरा almost same zone है.
Duo that brings so much firepower. We'll see what they got this time.
Hamzy as well as Kamikaze looking great, and for S2G, they're a team that's put quite a lot of chicken dinners so far. Actually, I think they're currently on 3. Looking to break that record, though I think it will be difficult today to do that. And get up towards 5. By the time they get to 5, they should have also just won at that point. That's a smash. Some possibilities of broken records ruined by the format for them. But I do think they would be happy with the win, regardless.
Yeah, don't forget to bother them too much, right?
Yeah. So for S2G,
कौन से डिवाइस में खेल रहे थे? ऑनर में खेल रहे हैं लोग. एग्जैक्ट उसका मॉडल नहीं मालूम, पर बहुत अच्छा डिवाइस है. कल मैं एस्पायर से मिला था, तो मैंने डिवाइस के बारे में क्वेश्चन किया था कि कैसा है. कि अपन जो चीज देख रहे हैं ना, 25-25, 22-22 बंदे लाइव रह रहे 7th जोन तक.
which is almost certainly going to be a chicken dinner.
तो मैंने एस्पायर को पूछा कि कैसा है डिवाइस, लैग वैग तो नहीं कर रहा. बोला कि नहीं कर रहा बिल्कुल. और एक फन फैक्ट में तो मालूम पड़ा, ये जो जिस अपडेट में गिर रहे हैं ना पब्लिक के, बहुत पुराना अपडेट है. में लोग गिर रहे कि नए अपडेट्स में यूजुअली थोड़े बग्स और ग्लिचेस रहते हैं, थोड़ा ऑप्टिमाइजेशन थोड़ा धीरे-धीरे डेवलप होता. बट ये लोग पूरे जितने प्लेयर्स गिर रहे हैं पुराने अपडेट में गिर रहे हैं, ताकि ऑप्टिमाइज चले गेम एकदम ऑप्टिमाइज चले. तो वो चीज अपने लिए प्लेयर्स के लिए बेनिफिशियल है. लैग वैग कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, फ्रेम ड्रॉप वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, तो एकदम प्रॉपर खेल रहे सारे के सारे. पकड़ेगा ब्रो, अगर एक एचपी में डॉट करके निकल गया.
My God, he's alive.
ब्रो क्या लकी निकला ये.
Did go to match 6 when they got that smash. Satan
ब्रो लकी निकला भी.
immediately peeling off there for Enigma Galaxy, but they are in close contention.
Lucky निकला भी.
You are exiting from very clear and yellows.
Four Thrives, they've been loving these fights versus Enigma the entire event. Always able to catch them on their egress. I was just as surprised as you were. He actually got out from that one. But Lord, not lucky enough to bypass either. That back and forth conversation between those two teams.
Right, India का flag chat में spam मारो और one sided.
To the event.
Let's go गणपति अप्पा मोरिया.
Running down Lord to get that confirmation off.
और ईडा को पकड़ रही 40.
Thinner and getting into smash rolling field. A little further away, 4 Thrives will.
What was Satan क्या बचा ना? जिसका बंदा.
Should hit them up towards the 100 now, so they've also hit the century on this game. Getting ever closer to that count. Noxious Red Force was able to make a fairly good rotation towards the central position. They like to play around this area. They are cut in with S2G though. Slightly scary spot to be working with. Very central. Still only here in zone 1. And
अप्रोच कर रहे हैं अपने बंदे जोन के लिए. वुल्फ वर्सेस सॉम है यार. अपने बंदों का नाम लिया. स्पार भी नॉक हो गया. मिनो ने ट्रेड लिया. मिनो ने 2 नॉक नहीं, मिनो ने डब्बा डाला स्कारफेस का. मान्या भी आ गया. मिनो थोड़ा लो है. मिनो डब्लो पर नॉक हो गया. मिनो भी उड़ास बचा. मान्या का 1v2. मान्या का 1v2 यार खत्म हो गया यार.
Ulf withstand the pressure.
अरे यार 0 पॉइंटर रहे.
But they can get Aaron back up, and that's a key piece.
और 0 पॉइंटर निकला यार वो.
Keep him in play, reset with the meds, and grab the extra loot.
For Aaron.
और 0 पॉइंटर निकला bro.
In this tournament, Max was highlighting him on the desk of how much he was able to really prove himself.
आरू भी नॉक हो गया रे मां कसम यार.
Awkward moments, honestly.
अरे 0 पॉइंट 1 पॉइंट मिला अपने को गॉडल को. बट यार खराब गेम गया ना यार. अपन सैंडविच हो गए. सैंडविच होता पिंच हो गया. अपने थोड़ा स्पेस बनाना पड़ेगा. जल्दी से स्पेस बनाना पड़ेगा. बाजी
A majority of the points earned there, if they were able to replicate
को पकड़ लिया
like that day 1 and day 2 or day 3.
आरू रिवाइव हो रहा. बाजी को एक ओपनिंग निकालनी है. तो विस्गॉड को थोड़ी फॉल बैक करके थोड़ा प्रेशर बनाना पड़ेगा विस्गॉड को. चलो बाजी आगे बैकअप देने. बट पिन है ना अपने आरू और एके भी पिन है.
So let's look for these nades.
Maru on about half HP there. AKOP in the back line. Ooh, nice arc from Milu. Milu the madman, when he's feeling himself, he can do so much damage on a battleground.
Boys, if they can get out of this one cleanly, maybe they can at least try to win some of the runs for the other squads above.
रिच पे जाके क्रॉस एंगल पकड़ ले, क्रॉसिंग करने ना दे कंपाउंड में तो एक नॉक निकल सकता है.
Will remove Aru, hard cut him out.
अरे यारो गॉडल यारो गंदा मरी भाई.
More suffocating between these two sides.
इन्होंने ट्राई किया रे, 2 नॉक दिया बट अपने शुरू में 2 नॉक हो गए थे ऑलरेडी.
As well as OG. Be right in zone
2 नॉक दिया था यारो.
Blue starts to tickle a fair bit. QZZ gets a bit panicked there. Will drop a couple of shots through and then immediately send in Milu. He's just going to prime the nade. That's a nice one from him. Good patience. Lets it go through. Is he going to pick this off the AK?
आखिरी बचा एक है.
It's me.
खराब किया दोनों इंडियन टीम्स के लिए. बहुत खराब किया. बहुत ज़्यादा खराब किया यार.
Friendly fire.
बहुत ज़्यादा खराब किया.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to bounce around, make sure they clean up on that one. Trying to snatch away.
ये कास्टर ने डिनाइज द पॉइंट बोला क्या जब उसने एके ने थोड़ा उसको गलती से विस्गॉड को कास्टर ने डिनाइज द पॉइंट बोला बे. थोड़ा फनी था ये. हट गया यार पब्लिक.
Killer. That's for sure. Tiamba lucky to have him.
यार अपनी दोनों टीम मर गई भाई. खराब गया यार पब्लिक, बहुत खराब गेम गया है. तो दोनों के लिए 0, एक के लिए 0 पॉइंटर, एक के लिए 1 पॉइंटर. बहुत खराब गया रे. तो बहुत ज्यादा खराब किया पब्लिक है. तो बहुत ज्यादा खराब किया यार पब्लिक यार. इंपॉर्टेंट गेम था रे, क्लाइंब अप करने के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट गेम था. रोंडो के बाद अच्छा पकड़े थे फिर यार.
Easy rotate now for Tiamba to actually get.
अरे यार वो
Popping up in the Elim feed. Couple shots over towards the Furia squad. Furia have been a little bit more shaky today in some of the battles we've seen. Hasn't been as cutthroat. See if that one results in a bit of a flush. Seems like they have grabbed Igor's backups for now, so he'll live on. Notch is just ahead of the Aurora's crew that have made their rotation over the bridge, left of Novka. Oh, are they going in for this aggro?
अरे यार बहुत खराब गया यार.
Swing on the coastal side. Deny as much.
दोनों गेम खराब गया भाई.
Top though. Playing as anchor. Backstop here.
दोनों गेम खराब किया.
He's another play here alongside him.
दोनों के लिए गेम खराब किया. गॉडलेग के लिए तो दोनों गेम खराब किया. लास्ट वाला गेम भी गॉडलेग के लिए खराब किया था. ओजी के लिए लास्ट गेम अच्छा था बट
get down towards the beachhead.
वो बैक टू बैक गेम गॉडलेग के लिए खराब किया. ये गेम अपने ओजी के लिए खराब किया.
Is at distance. An eagle.
Bro, STG कर सकती हैं. Smash point.
But so easy brushes them off.
STG पे जोन है, कर सकती है STG.
Shoulder for so easy. Can't keep this man down right now. 3 of their nades invested, so draining some of the early offensive utility, but it looks like they've still got a good supply, at least on dock with 5 in the backpack. Meanwhile,
oh my god, ये मेरी भाई फाइट
trying to catch
अपना नेचुरल गेम ही कर रही है.
dives behind the driving.
जो कि बहुत अच्छी चीज है भाई कोई भी टीम के लिए. भले आप स्मैश पहुंच गए, आप चिकन के लिए निकालने के लिए बैकफुट में खेलोगे, अपना गेम नेचुरल नहीं खेलोगे तो फिर वो गेम कन्वर्ट ही नहीं हो पाएगा. S2G मार रही, लॉस ने 2 नॉक कर दिए उला के.
Disjointed Irish exit there.
ये 3 मैन है.
Alula. Under pressure though, as S2G just flies in over towards the garages. R3 in the corner, and S2G cleans it up. Not a single player lost. Should be able to get that res.
16, 116, 120, 4 किलो और मिले ना हर साल. पहले 116 थे, 4 किल के बाद 120 पहुंचे. 2 पॉइंट चाहिए. 1 किल एक प्लेसमेंट.
The main feature.
2 पॉइंट. S2G will hit smash point.
We know just how good Noxium can be an urban finish. Thriving in the concrete jungles.
खतरनाक भाई.
So no overcommit. Like you touched on, Aurora just controlling some of the rotation paths with the coast firmly under their foot. Map geometry favouring them from this position. They opt to go for the 2-2 split. Rufus and top further over near the area we see Vitality starting to encroach upon. Whilst Joel and Doc, 2 players with very heavy hands if you do want to challenge them in a raw duel, play off each other.
It's actually a possibility right now with S2G leaving. I don't know if Aurora is able to spot that. I certainly don't see Hamzy G continuing to peak the angle, but now they have free capability to actually make an eastern ramp if they want. Right now they're holding 2
SQG कर जाएगी, ये 3 मैन है, NS 4 मैन है।
So eventually they'll have to move.
यार ये गेम में यारो पब्लिक है, NS और ये की पोजीशनिंग देखना है।
Is they'll wait for zone 4, make a decision from there of how they want to
NS पे अच्छी जगह है रे भाई।
Space over towards the east
ये पे
side.
भी अच्छी जगह है।
He's going to scout it. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
बट जो भी हो, अगर अगले गेम में जा रहे हैं अपन, तो अगले गेम में 3 टीम पे स्मैश है। अरोरा भी अच्छा कर लेगी तो 4 टीम हो जाएगी। चांसेस कम है रिपब्लिक। गेम के लिए इस गेम में मतलब अपने को ये फाइनल्स के जितने भी मैचेस बचे हैं, टॉप 5 आने के लिए चांसेस कम है कि 4 टीम अगर स्मैश पहुंच जाएगी तो बहुत कम होंगे ना मैचेस। सारे मैचेस होने की पॉसिबिलिटी बहुत कम है। और वो 4 टीम जो भी पहुंच रही है वो भी ऐसी वैसी टीम नहीं है भाई, बहुत कंसिस्टेंट खेलने वाली टीम है।
The final lot of how this works, and we are down towards Milter.
ये का तो चलो चिकन नहीं लग रहा, 3 मैन है, बट NS यार देखो 3 स्टोरी भी ले ली, 3 स्टोरी भी ले ली। 3 स्टोरी वाला जो एरिया है,
making decisions this time they are much quicker with it out to the outside.
4 मैन वो लोग ऑलमोस्ट जोन के सेंटर में,
still giving them capability,
बट रोड अक्रॉस 3 स्टोरी में अरोरा आ गई। रेड एक्सचेंज होंगे बट पुश नहीं होगा एक दूसरे पे। They'll survive to the top 5 minimum। अरोरा चिकन मार दी तो अरोरा भी आ गए भाई।
Timing on this is going to be so dangerously tight though. They all caught vision on one another. Ida have already entered close. 3-man split, Solo's playing in a line there for Aurora with the wrap in late. Rufus seeing the back line of Vitality knows he's got to go down towards the post and then assist the team.
Wolf के आखिरी 2 बंदे बचे, एक नॉक है।
That's off. Oh, you're going to be eating shrapnel on this one.
यार मेरे को ये मैच थोड़ा बीटी हो गया है।
Down towards the roadside.
दोनों टीम मरी यार, अपने को बीटी हो गया।
Souls and Aaron here by the toll gates. It's Souls and off.
बीटी मतलब बीटी प्रो मैक्स हो गया मैच।
Couple of positions you can play around inside the toll booth itself to try and dodge those close quarters. Ordnance, oh my god, there's mollies everywhere. Aaron could barely move. He has to find an opening with this nade, but for Ulf it's looking like
Aurora NS को exchange करी हां।
XCY goes down to a nade from Reeve.
रोड अक्रॉस दोनों एक दूसरे को नेड एक्सचेंज करे।
Push it though.
NS के दोनों को गिरे, अरोरा पुश कर रही क्या?
That's 2 players knocked as well.
अरोरा पुश कर रही क्या?
Vitality getting the first domino falling.
दोनों के NS के।
Then the assist coming in from Aurora. The non-shin smash squad.
ना पुश तो नहीं कर रही। दोनों रिवाइव हो जाएंगे। देखो रिवाइव की गड़बड़ नहीं कर रहे हो लोग।
It's far, it's so hard. He kind of needs to get over.
स्मोक वो फैला दिया पूरा, सो इजी को अभी तक रिवाइव नहीं दिया वो।
Currently slammed. It's really difficult to
बाप
do.
रे,
Just about holds the rest. He was so low.
Rose की
He
HP
himself on the rubble of the wall.
वो नहीं दिख रही थी उसकी HP।
That was close, Jackie.
I think we just saw Federales get a single tap onto Hyunbin as well. He was looking for the drop with the smoke, wanted to try and get down there and assist. Took a single bullet, had to hit the deck again.
अब जाके वो so easy को revive किया।
Smokes out, limited cover as well with the walls, so the geometry playing in their favor. You can go for another res. They might be able to recover it quickly.
I mean, Aurora push भी नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि push करोगे रोड अक्रॉस तो सारी जगह से पड़ेगी। सब जगह का टारगेट बन जाओगे। Good decision push नहीं किया जो भी long range नहीं डाल के।
They still have left.
भाई Vitality भी NS को मार रहा है। सब NS के पीछे पड़े हुए। सब NS के पीछे पड़े हुए।
Between 2 separate squads, both looking towards them. Just have to hold on for the time being. Stop peeking, honestly, but I feel like they realise they need to keep these teams on the outside at bay. Arena, though, down in the blink of an eye versus Tiamba.
Good news.
Another team on
आखिरी बचा था रे, उनका सीन था बाप रे। ये ने 3 मैन रह के भी 3 नॉक करे उनके।
Eagle inside.
What a third party.
As always, the lurker.
What a third party.
Looking to play medic for the rest of the squad here.
He might be there is vultures swarming the skies around him. Other teams realizing there's been a lot of damage done here. It's a risky pickup with a position. He's got cover from the vehicles to try and save his mates. That's four of them. With Jiggle getting one of them confirmed off the back of the damage that was done, so they do go down to a best of 3-man squad post this pickup.
Oh, NS को move करना है, Aurora को भी move करना है.
Move. Oh, it seems that.
Bro, good news, chat. NS को थोड़ा move करना है. Edge पे, but अगले zone के लिए तो move करना ही पड़ेगा.
Exactly what you see.
तो फिर से वैसे सीन है, जैसे last time इनका मिल्टा पावर में एकदम edge पे थे लोग move इसकी वजह से मर गए थे. Same चीज है. So we might go to the next match. अब इस next match में S2G जो है
S2G a little bit safer with a player on
मैच पे कंफर्म पहुंच जाएगी S2G ये मैच के बाद. अरोरा के पास चांस है चिकन करके कुछ करने का, बट अरोरा भी नॉक फिनिश होंगे डॉग. अगले मैच में हमारे पास 3 टीम रहेगी जो मैच पहुंच जाएगी. S2G और ऑलरेडी 2 टीम जो है ना, 3 टीम मैच पे.
That backline in is good to at least take some of the heat off. Force attention turned back onto 4-5s from Aurora. Vitality have just been really running interference from this angle as well. If there's a peek up from Hyunbin, they're harassing with shots. If they can get LOS back over onto the coast of Aurora, it's punishing as well.
The Nongshim Red Force, they know the shots came from Vitality earlier, so this is sort of the team they need to deal with first. The one thing I really worry about for Nongshim, though, is how exposed the vehicles have been this entire time. You got to imagine that wheels are blown out, if not vehicles fully exploded. They do have to move further in towards the circle, likely will be on foot, unless they can find some kind of vehicle in the near future. Vitality's going to go for a mad rotate over towards the northwest side. They hear the fighting, they know it's the Galaxy's down. This is a good opportunity to go for.
Nice Vitality.
Tera
maa kisi W.
Push from Vitality.
भाई ने मेरे को सिखाया था W. W Vitality W.
Last man left alive and
W अपना भाई खुश रहना चाहिए बाजू यार. अपने भी जरा दुखी माहौल चल रहा है, अपने साथ साथ ही है Vitality हम दोनों के. हाल सेम है, मतलब वो भी थोड़ा बुरा फील कर रहे हैं कि वो लोग ने तो उल्टा डोमिनेट किया था. अपन के भी हालचाल थोड़े वैसे ही चल रहे हैं. दोनों कैन फील ईच अदर मैन. तेरा माँ किसी मारो Vitality मारो.
The distance Nate's being thrown onto Vitality. A backline potential. Eagle goes in. Big space.
Sorry bro, sorry
Assisted
Vitality.
by silence.
Sorry bro, sorry.
Taking some damage as well. The pepper back onto them.
Sorry भाई, अरे मैं तो बस सपोर्ट कर रहा था.
Stood alongside him now. And Vitality find themselves in a very horrendous position.
Yes, good news.
Trying to angle these through the smoke. That one should be on target. Easy cleanup. Tiambo grab themselves 10-11 eliminations on this match so far. Much more reminiscent of the past. And Milu's already on form. Furia playing with that confidence and aggression we know they've got as 4-5 buckle under the pressure. Furia shutting them down.
यार ये नीचे वाली जो टीम है ना, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th.
For so long, finally knowing Vitality has been taken out of the picture.
उन लोग के गेम अच्छे जा रहे हैं ना, तो गॉड लेग्स उनका डिफरेंस बहुत बढ़ रहा है.
Aurora were. Interesting, trying to get rid of Aurora actually.
इधर आ गई.
Only one player here in Reeford potentially noticed that. There's actually a massive amount of space on this western side of it.
SG को चाहिए 2 point.
Furia's down to 2. Circle moves up that way, leaving Tiambo one of the few remaining positions, and we are on.
पूरा आना तो गुड गेम है, अभी पूरा के अच्छा गेम जा रहा है. लास्ट मैच लोग 12-13 किल लिए, इस मैच में और एक अच्छा गेम जा सकता है. जोन है, एरिया है पूरा का पूरा. SG को भी जोन है, 2 पॉइंट निकालने. SG को 2 किल निकालने.
A little bit of space between the teams. Distant shots coming in from Tiambo. Hit the deck, but that's not the only squad.
SG को मिला कि
about lost from S2G gets a sideline.
1 पॉइंट चाहिए. SG हो गया. SG कर गई. टॉप 8 आ गए. SG स्मैश कर गए बॉयज. अगर अभी भी मरते तुरंत के तुरंत उनको एक प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट मिलेगा. कर गए SG. 3 टीम अगले मैच. 3 टीम अगले मैच.
They saw the amount of teams that moved into Milta. They are just charging headlong into danger here.
अब NS क्या करें?
There is so much more room to play on the northwest side.
अब NS क्या करें?
You need elims. You need a chicken.
And they might get barbecued if they take too much time on this one. Joel was cooking the molly. You can see why so paranoid about the peak from the top side with Tiamba. And with Furia not needing to force the issue amongst them, they've got a crystal clear line of sight down to the rotate path for Nonshin. It's so uncomfortable.
Back, lads, just come back off this angle. We don't need to play this anymore. You can wrap back over towards. So easy. 2 down. What is this? It makes little sense. I mean, they'd set themselves up wonderfully the entire time for this western exit. And as soon as
मेरे हस्बैंड है म्यूजिक लवर, तो मुझे ना डेकोर पीस एक ऐसा चाहिए था जो कि म्यूजिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट हो मिनिएचर.
The panic's there.
अरे बहुत कसम कैसा जा रहा है.
By analysis.
ब्रो मार दिया अरोरा को.
One of the we're down to just the duo.
अरोरा का चांस खत्म. स्मैश पहुंचेगा ये मैच में. चिकन चाहिए तो उनसे. अगले मैच के लिए जाना पड़ेगा. अगले मैच में भी उनको 7 पॉइंट चाहिए. भाई कैसा रोटेट किया देखेगा रोड पे लेटे लेटे.
Kazi from S2G, we told from the start of the game, they have just about hit that 122 now.
हो गया SG कर गए भाई. टेंशन नहीं.
Going towards that next match.
Hora chicken मार रही क्या? Woman strong Hora.
They've done enough here, even if they go down. You can take down Ida regardless. What a shot! Reaction coming through from there, but Kamikaze. As always, the backbone in the team. Standing straight. And keeping S2G.
भाई अगर मैच नहीं होता ना, 6-6 गेम में थोड़ा क्लोज कर रहा है फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड में 3 कंटेंशन में.
Will let S2G fight on for another day. Flash though getting eaten alive by Hora. Wrapping down the ridge, the nades bouncing in.
भाई आपको ब्रेकिंग बाकी गेम गंदा खेले.
Kamikaze scanning to steal the 4 points they can steal.
The thing is, बाकी टीम गंदा खेले सिर्फ हम प्रे नहीं कर रहे. बाकी टीम गंदा खेले वो किस टीम के लिए प्रे कर रहे हैं? वो स्मैश की टीम के लिए प्रे कर रहे हैं. इस अरीना में जितने लोग हैं ना, उन सबको भी टूर्नामेंट और आगे जाते हुए देखना है. तो दे आर प्रेइंग कि जो टीम स्मैश पे वो लोग चिकन ना बना रहे हैं, उनकी सबकी फ्री टीम्स को भी मौका मिले. सो इट्स नॉट ऐसा कि भाई हम प्रे करें सब गंदा खेले. हम प्रे कर रहे हैं कि स्मैश की टीम चिकन ना ले ताकि और मैचेस मिले टू परफॉर्म.
That's okay falling. XZY getting the tags off. They've been under constant pressure the entire time. It's not clean. It's awkward.
Not even a helmet on so easy here anymore.
Mate, you're playing with a bare minimum. Concessions had to be made, but a nade could be coming their way. Lost with 2 left in the back pocket. The first one.
3-pointer gap
for the bounce.
3-pointer, bhai.
Double bouncer. XZY is down. Comes to the end of his line there. Nongshim is floundering at the moment. Confusing move. Window from the back lines will get the backstab, but immediately spotted out by Lost here. S2G absolutely have done enough, but they're looking to push further into this game, as is so easy.
They're trying to send a message with this one. It's not just about what they needed to get into Smash. They want to prove that they can be the big dogs in the lobby. Response back over them. Hamza G eating the nade from Hora as Hora are lighting up the sky. Explosion.
Hora आ गई भाई. नंबर कमबैक रेंज. बाकी टियानबा 12 किल.
Cannot advance.
टियानबा 12 किल.
Attack from Tianba from way over the other side. And Tianba keeping the pressure on. Trying to get that pick up in. Lost with limited space to play off. In comes the nade. Oh!
भाई क्या नेड देखने मिल रहे भाई. क्या नेड देखने मिल रहे ब्रो आज.
S2G blown sky.
पूरा कमबैक दे रही. भयंकर. इसके पिछले वाला मैच भी खतरनाक खेली, अभी भी खतरनाक.
In the lobby. Hora on the northeast side.
So easy. अकेला बचा है. टियानबा बची है. यूरिया बची है. टियानबा 3-man.
Still hanging on.
यूरिया भी गई.
By the roadside.
टियानबा 13 किल.
Tianba.
3v3v1.
Red Force in this endgame. But no shit. The best thing about this is that even if there isn't a match with Smash
अगर ये टियानबा और होरा आपस में लड़ने चले गए 3v3
at least.
और ये so easy सोलो चिकन मार के स्मैश कर देगा.
It's going to be big for the placements.
भाई.
And is there a chance of some sheer shenanigans from so easy?
ना स्पॉट हो जाएगा. स्पॉट हो जाएगा. स्पॉट हो जाएगा.
He's crossing his
so
fingers.
easy स्पॉट हो जाएगा. जोन तो है so easy पे but स्पॉट हो जाएगा. मुश्किल स्पॉट हो जाएगा.
Has to have him here.
स्पॉट हो जाएगा. पक्का स्पॉट हो जाएगा.
A little bit. So easy. He's trying to hide his face behind the berries, the pylons, behind this railing. It is just not hiding. Come on, he has to do something. Oh,
100% स्पॉट हो जाएगा. 3
Hang on a minute.
3 दिन में बोल रहा हूँ. तीनों टीम में.
He's tucked in behind it. There's no real angle from the backside as well.
सैंडविच भी हो गया. ऊपर से वो लोग रिच पे भी आ गए. ओपन में भी है. टियानबा के लिए भी स्पॉट हो जाएगा जब थोड़ा आगे जाएगा.
Yeah, this could get cheeky quite
होगा
quickly.
स्पॉट हो गया.
Would have burnt down as well. The vehicle. Oh, it's all going wrong. So easy on a peacock. Good for one, and Tianba assisting with a shot.
होरा का आखिरी बचा.
He's gonna burst on these as well.
होरा का आखिरी बचा.
Hora on the assist. With an unreal.
Bro, it's so easy.
Volleys go in. Nades go
Don't make it that easy. Yeah.
Tianba will clean up.
Finally. यार होरा का 2 बार चिकन मिस हो गया रे.
Nongshim were looking to block.
होरा का 2 बार चिकन मिस हो गया भाई.
Surprise plays, but it's not gonna happen now. And Hora solo remains with the advancement of Tianba. The nade goes over. Sky got a backpedal. Runs back to whatever cover he can find. Can he trust in his source on this one?
Sky 1v3. Sky is the limit.
Eagle gets knocked out.
एक knock.
Sky. QZZ with a reposition as Sky
दोनों अच्छा नहीं कर रहे.
forward with a shotgun and
Gaya.
good damage. QZZ falls on with a second. And Tiamba is back.
Damn bro, chat Tiamba कितने सारे kills का chicken मारी. NS so close yet so far. अगले गेम में 3 टीम स्मैश पे. 3 टीम स्मैश पे अगले गेम. और heavy comeback. They are into the top 8 now भाई. क्या comeback किए रे? भयंकर लेवल कमबैक रे होरा की तरफ से. 3 टीम स्मैश में अगले गेम में. चौथे गेम की तरफ जा रहे. 3 गेम स्मैश है ऑलरेडी. अरोरा भी आ सकती है अभी स्मैश पे चौथे गेम के बाद. अपना ये गेम खराब गया दोनों टीम के लिए. विवेशन प्रे के आने वाले तीनों गेम जितने भी गेम्स खेलने मिले सब अच्छा करे. सो डब्ल्यू करो भाई. मजेदार टूर्नामेंट. बहुत इंटेंस जा रहा है भाई
I would love to see this face in that moment. Sheer shock. He's like, is that the name moved away from his actually? That's the smoke. I can tell. That's great. I didn't have one of those before, you know.
No utility left, but they gave him one to be nice, and then Tiamba with a perfect time nade.
Man, so good. There was a small part of me that thought that So Easy was going to clutch up. Small part of me, but I am glad it was Tiamba.
Oh yeah, tiny percentage, but it started to get a little bit bigger with how things were going. But hey, a Tiamba win is a very exciting prospect. Such a fun team to watch, Blank, bringing the heat in finals.
They're just a fast-paced team, and I think what we've seen them from before is just a little bit of that sluggish gameplay, where they weren't quite able to make those plays, and they're desperately banging on that door, but it's just been not going down. And I think Milu right there just put a foot through it. So it looks good. It looks way better now. They're pulling off those maneuvers too. So yeah, great work to Tiamba. Really, really happy to see it. And it was, I think for me, it was fantastic to see these guys happy. Yeah. I think that was my favourite thing about that win.
It's nice to see them smiling. Nice to see the success story of how they're playing. I mean, you're right. I think if there was door there, Milu not only kicked it down, he just destroyed the entire house. He's just a whirlwind. Came through, blowing everyone away. I think I'd love to see that. I hope that continues.
I hope it does continue as well. But Tiamba, it's not over yet. We haven't rung the bell. They might have been uppercutted, but they have got back up again. The count did not finish. It's scary, no? Going into these final matches, we've got 3 teams at match point right now. S2G, E-Arena, as well as Nongshim. Nongshim's been making some crazy decisions. E-Arena, sadly, on the other hand, have just not been able to eke out those performances so far. It's felt a little bit from that team. S2G, though, I think this is a worrisome squad to have in that top 3, because they could just light it up at any moment now, unless the pressure gets too much. Seems quite a few fun teams.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the contrast we're painting there for E-Arena, right? Where it feels like you had some flash in the pan moments, but now it's come to, you just got to follow through. It is happening, whereas S2G, we know they can strive for greatness. It feels like championship mentality is going hand in hand with their aggression, the way they're approaching these lobbies. All it takes, one big game. Could be a championship right there. But stay tuned for that. We'll find out. The narrative continues. Do not go anywhere.
3 टीम भाई. तीसरा एंगल, उसके बाद 2 मिरामार. क्या लग रहा है पब्लिक? कितने लोगों को लग रहा है कि नेक्स्ट मैच टूर्नामेंट खत्म हो रहा और कितने लोगों को लग रहा है कि टूर्नामेंट चलेगा? जो लास्ट ईयर ईडब्ल्यूसी में हुआ था, YG जो है वो स्मैश पॉइंट हिट करी थी. YG के साथ साथ 3 या और 4 टीम स्मैश पॉइंट हिट करी थी. बट एट द एंड ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट 6 के 6 मैचेस हुए थे. कोई स्मैश वाली टीम ने चिकन नहीं मारा था और YG प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स और किल पॉइंट्स पे जो ओवरऑल रैंकिंग होती है उसके बेसिस पे जीती थी. और लास्ट ईयर नहीं, इसी ईयर PMMI हुआ था, मकाओ इन्विटेशनल, जिसकी वॉच पार्टी किया था. उसमें स्मैश पॉइंट में 5 या 6 टीम थी एंड मैच तक. और टियानबा जो थी प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स और किल पॉइंट्स के ओवरऑल लीडरबोर्ड में 2nd या 3rd पे थी. फ्यूरिया 1st पे थी. और टियानबा ने लास्ट मैच चिकन मार के, भले वो 2nd या 3rd पे थे, फिर वो चैंपियन बन गए. तो तुमको कुछ फीलिंग आ रही है ऐसी वाली या क्या आ रही जरा बताओ कमेंट करके। इनसे बाकी भूख लग रही है भाई, बहुत भूख लग रही है, कुछ मंगाता हूँ उनको।
Searching for a little more. One dream, nothing's ever what it seems. The circle's closing in. Can you feel it on your skin? Heartbeat like the drum. The final fight has come. Fight till you make it. Never gonna break it. Stand your ground and take it. Right into the fire. Fight till you make it. Every move can change it. Higher and higher. We're reaching for the winner with a chicken dinner. Fight till you make it. Fight till you make it.
Fighting until we make it. These teams are in Tiamba, able to get that chicken dinner, full control of the zone. But we have to talk about something that's very important. S2G being able to get into the Smash Zone now, not coming up short this match.
I mean, I just sort of want to touch on that. From their compound, they actually probably had the better position out of the squad, sort of moving that rotate in. But I mean, we got to talk about like their push on our Ula. I'm sure Max is going to cover this nicely a little bit later. But just the, I guess, raw power that they had from start to finish from that game, they were finally able to get over that threshold. Do I believe they should have done it the first two games? A little bit, but that's okay. They've done it now, and obviously this is one of the teams that can take a victory.
They definitely can take a victory. This is a team that has already gotten 3 wins in Erangel in the finals when we're talking about S2G. If we're looking at some of the other teams looking to get to that Smash Zone, it's none of
यार यहाँ पे टोफू सुबह खा लिया, टोफू के अलावा यहाँ पे वेजिटेरियन मेरे को ऑप्शन नहीं मिल रहे। टोफू और पोटैटो, पोटैटो।
But by the way, I want to bring it back to S2G.
आलू और टोफू के अलावा यहाँ पे वेज में कुछ मिलता ही नहीं रे भाई।
They got 9-point lead.
ऑलरेडी खा लिया मैं, क्या मंगाऊं?
If you do not get a smash,
मेरे को भूख तो लग रही है।
ये
मंगाना क्यों? मेरे पे प्रोटीन बार है।
Comes the champion. So right now S2G are loving it, but so are Tiamba, shattering dreams in this game.
प्रोटीन बार है तुम्हारे भाई पे।
Arena, eliminating the final
मेरा बैग देखो।
at the very end for Nongshim Red Force, man. They are the reason why the tournament has not yet ended.
Aura Esports back-to-back great games here out of them. And for Port Drives Neptura, this team, after that rondo that we saw, they're starting to struggle. They ended up the first Erangel with a big old donut, and in this one, at least they secure 4 points.
I mean, at least they do. I did see that they had a really fantastic rotation around. Just massive rounds into Milta and then out of it. But yeah, 4 points is all they're going to get for that fantastic nade from Bora. Oh my goodness me. You were talking about it, right, Max? Sky is fantastic with the nades today. Really, really on point. And Tiamba.
Players break पे गए public. मैं भी washroom लाके आता हूँ.
Both Tiamba and Hora, they're
like और subscribe मारो जितने लोग देखें juice भेजते रहो. Like and subscribe.
Sprays, long range, through the
बाकी एक पोल डालूं क्या? Change करूँ क्या पोल? एक पोल डालता हूँ नया रुको.
Sprays from QZZ. Oh my god. That was crazy stuff going out from him. I mean, he was just lasering everyone through the smokes. Incredible stuff at the end. Bora, another solid finish. Right, sure, making our chicken dinner, but it's a strong back-to-back, but so easy. In that smoke, actually, that was a smoke right from Bora in the try. I thought maybe if he stays hidden, he could third party it, but at the end, Tiamba put the nail in the coffin.
That's something that I was actually hoping that So Easy was going to do. He was going to end up waiting a little bit longer, maybe use that smoke to his advantage. But Max, he didn't want to wait for that third-party option. He just wanted to take matters into their own hands. And it goes back to what we're saying with Namshim. It feels like they're being passive, but they're not quite sure when to be aggressive and when to flip that switch.
They are a little bit hesitant, right? And that's the thing about the Smash ruling, love it or hate it. Teams, the mindset does change a little bit when you do have that chance of getting those chicken dinners. It is quite stressful for now. Not just 2 teams, but 3 teams. S2G are going to be joining their ranks, but of course S2G got 3 chicken dinners so far in the finals, so they're looking like a team that could actually wrap it up. But looking at the rotations this game in particular, I know you in particular, why they push on the western side of Milta? There were other options that maybe could have been more.
Absolutely, I think any... Oh wait, hang on.
Hold on.
That's my clip right there. So looking at... So actually, S2G, sorry, I had to jump into it. We're very split. Lost solo, literally in the 1v4. And even then, he's popping off. He's also getting a bit of assistance from the teams on the other side of the road, right? In particular, Kamikaze's got a fantastic angle. And there, the backup. This is literally the play that gets them into the Smash Zone. Soke going to be sending it forward. He's going to be joined up there by Hapsiji, who goes absolutely superhero style in the building. And they get 1, get 2, get 3, and the final player. And because of that, they get the 4-man reset and actually get enough points to enter the Smash Zone. What a hero save play play of the day, they don't do that, they would still not be over that 122-point threshold.
It's insane. I think I missed that play. Thank you for that replay, because oh goodness me.
So HamCG is just like crashing in the wall. We are not going out.
It just sent it. And that's what we want to see out of some teams, being able to send it. E-Arena, one team that's currently also running into that struggle when we talk about teams struggling that are already in the Smash Zone lace for E-Arena.
That was Tiamba's fault. I don't know. Like, I have to bring it to Tiamba because obviously E-Arena, you know, they had a nice little path in there, but Tiamba were actually positioned in such a great spot that they were so annoying to every team. This is Aurora. This was obviously even helping S2G in that fight. They were able to sort of gatekeep that area from E-Arena as well. And so it's unfortunate that we're seeing like E-Arena not being able to push into the position early enough because they are still sort of playing that edge.
They are going to be playing that edge, but right now they need to get that win if they want to be able to win via Smash Rule. They are one of those teams currently in the Smash Zone. Keep in mind, E-Arena started off the day with 112 points. They have only gotten 11 points so far after 3 matches.
And 10 out of those 11 have been in Rondo. Because remember, they hit 122. That's where they were. In the last 2 games, they've gotten 1 point. What is happening to E-Arena? They were looking so strong.
Yeah, transitioning to some of the other teams, right? I'm going to be looking at 4 Thrives Esports. This is a team, Max, that we thought was going to continue on that momentum. Remember, this is a team that usually is able to carry on momentum. They're still hesitant. They're still showing those things that we've been critiquing this whole PMWC at EWC 26, which is hesitance at times.
I was hoping they were not going to doubt themselves because they're not in the Smash Zone. Unlike what we saw in PMGO Season 1, where they were actually very stressed and almost were able to close a 50-point gap over the course of those 6 matches. But no 4 Thrives, a bit shaken here. And actually, in a one play that you highlighted is that 3-1 split, right? You had Huzaifa on his own, 3 players in the city. That was a bit of a head-scratcher, right?
Yeah.
He was by himself.
Huzaifa was by himself. I could see maybe what they're trying to do is hedge their bets, but he was in such a difficult position, and it's a shame that he actually, when they actually wrapped around outside of the town as well to go back, Huzaifa ended up being taken out early. That's a shame.
As I'm looking at the teams here, all the way up to 11th place, 92 points. These teams are getting closer and closer. They're kind of giving a bit of an advantage there since some of the teams towards the top. Domination. We want to see that domination from 4 Thrives, right? Yeah! Let's see if they'll be able to deliver for their fans here at the arena. But for some of the other teams, right, we're now talking about, let's go back to Hora, because Hora is stopping a lot of those teams towards the top from getting those points. The teams towards the top need to be able to find some kind of adjustment to that aggressiveness that we're seeing at Hora.
Yeah, then Tiamba also, Hora in particular, they have nothing to lose, right? They're like, okay, we have to go hard or go home today. We have to initiate that comeback and leave the second page, which with the last 2 games on Erangel, they've been doing. We have 1 more Erangel coming up, right? So maybe we can finally see a Hora chicken dinner. That would be very exciting here in the finals of PMWC. But Tiamba, I feel like they're a team that in this lobby, if they get a knock and a flush on a player that's or E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force, and maybe now also S2G, they just fully capitalize on it. And I love it. They really are one of the few teams that are delaying this tournament until the very, very end.
I mean, I sort of just want to bring your attention to Furia because they are still sort of in that 90 points there. And from that previous game, they were holding the western side. Obviously, Hora was sort of taking out the rest of S2G. They did nothing. They didn't even rotate, swing around where Hora was, which would have capitalized their elimination. So they're kind of not being as present as they usually are.
It could be ending here in this next match. My prediction was in 4 matches. How many matches do you have, Neptura?
4.
Max? 4. Lace?
I was hoping for 2, so mine's it.
Okay, yours is absolutely good.
Okay.
But let's see if it's going to be ending here in match number 4, or if we're just going to be getting a bunch more teams joining in the Smash Zone.
Will this be it? We are about to find out. S2G joins the fray. Now 3 different squads could smash.
3 teams with that opportunity in our final edition of Erangel at the PMWC. it is going to go a little bit further than maybe some were expecting, given how today started. Getting two teams into that smash
और 20,000 लोगों में से
but that
67% लोग बोल रहे कि smash होगा.
has kind of thrown a spanner in the works. I mean,
that's some crazy prediction.
They're dropping around that area. They're getting pushed in around the bridge.
बहुत सारे लोगों को लग रहा smash होगा.
The force to be able to push.
चलो guys, important match है.
Still earning a lot of points in these games though. So
Jules भेजो Jules.
Does go the full distance. They may just be able to win it out like that.
Jules भेजो Jules.
At the end of the day, you got to try to win this whole thing in as many different ways as possible. And that is going to be, you're going to smash or you're going to end up...
Send some Jules for good luck. Let's go.
Problem is,
everyone's
going to know by now exactly where we're at. So the focus is going to, I think,
NS पक्का champion. देखो रेवो भाई ने भी NS को prediction
we
डाला.
get another crazy airgale circle to
But NS कर रही है रे, खतरनाक भाई consistent गेम है हाँ. अगर NS जीते तो crazy हो जाएगा. PMMI का champion, PMWC champion.
One last time.
GC जाएंगे बाप रे.
That will be the final bill. Three teams, as you say before. Out of those three,
एक बात बताओ यहाँ से जो champion मिलेगा उसको direct लौटेगा GC का.
Given today's games, I'm favouring either S2G or Nongshim Red Force. I feel like for me, the arena today has been solid, consistent, not a game-winning team, and I need to see a little bit more from them to be confident in their ability to fully confirm on that smash. But we've seen them do some crazy stuff, right? They have broken records on their road here, and now they're in with a chance to take that title. Give Schweppes his third performance at a global level to get a global stage title. There's 2 PMWI trophies already behind him, looking for a third time to take it home.
Well, here comes the big one. We're here in Paris, folks. Let's make some noise. And this is the last airgale of the tournament. Could this be the final match? We're about to find out as we're looking now at the plane. These players
PWC का आखिरी रैंगल.
ready to go.
Let's go.
And we got
Music
one
बंद करता
going
हूँ.
right down
बाद में
here.
Game की audio.
In a nice
पूरा music बजाए थे शुरू में.
George all the way down to Novo.
Yeah, going to give a lot of access to everywhere on the map here. Shouldn't be too many hot drops. I know we've seen a couple of those certainly earlier on. I mean, in our first Erangel, we had a hot drop over near the Gatka Fields that was a little bit questionable. Godlike not super happy about that, but there have been performances across the board here.
यार का start मिला था रे Godlike को रोंडो का.
Sorry, Ida.
उसके बाद Erangel convert नहीं कर पाए रे. दोनों Erangel खराब किया.
On that hot drop earlier on, but still, yeah,
दोनों Erangel खराब किया.
Situation shouldn't be unfolding here this time around. Nobody dropping straight to North George. Maybe just grabbing some vehicles and heading there later. Orangutan sending Wizgod very far up north, isolated from the rest of the roster. Potentially, again, just grabbing a vehicle.
चलो दोनों टीम के लिए drop तो एकदम chill है.
In a moment. As we take a look at our top players, though, it's a three-way
power भी
with Ulf, Nongshim Red Force, and Horror all having.
यार power भी public 22-23 skill पे.
Elimination.
अरे माँ.
And it's a milli circle.
Let's go. I saw some people pop up in the stands after seeing that zone shift. Here we are in military. All right. Aurora are going to be down there. Nongshim Red Force are going to be close to this circle as well.
अबे क्या किस्मत है रे.
Airgale doesn't disappoint here.
यार क्या किस्मत है यार.
We had to just touch military just one more time, huh?
Hey, we got to do it.
क्या
We gotta
किस्मत
do
है
it.
भाई.
Aurora already dropping there, obviously. Could potentially have some fast rotates there. What we've seen as well from Nongshim Red Force is a lot of times where they've been able to transition very effectively over the military island. They've had 2 chicken dinners on already dropping there, obviously. Could potentially have some fast rotates there. What we've seen as well from Nongshim Red Force is a lot of times where they've been able to transition very effectively over the military island. They've had 2 chicken dinners on 3 of their military island finishes, which is going to hopefully be something that they can repeat. That's what they're looking for here. So a big opportunity for Nongshim, who tends to go for the rotate of one player over the shark fin, rotate down south fairly early on circles like this, try and get a foothold on the north side of the island and work from there. That's what they're going to be looking for. But if we've seen it, the other teams have seen it too. Yeah, so is anyone going to try
Yeah, you know, the teams are prepared to their gills here. They know exactly what they're going to do. It's just how are they going to execute it? That's going to be the question. Speaking of execution,
नहीं अपन लेट रोटेशन ही करेंगे. अगर जल्दी करना रहता रोटेशन तो अभी तक निकल गए रहते.
Still definitely
अभी भी लूट रहे मतलब अपन लेट ही जाएंगे.
further down. I'm looking.
भाई S2G ब्रिज क्रॉस कर दिए ब्रो. S2G के पास स्मैश पॉइंट है ब्रो.
Aura, Furia, right?
ब्रिज क्रॉस कर दिए लोग सेफ्टी चारों के चारों.
It's getting to the point to where
पीटी हो गया चैट. ये तो मतलब का पूरा भरोसा उड़ गया.
Right? And if they're going to smash,
दिमाग खराब हो गया.
they have this game and they have one more game to get within that threshold, okay?
कोई दिक्कत नहीं. फिर भी पब्लिक इंडिया का फ्लैग चैट में स्पैम मारो, प्रे करो, अच्छा जाएगी. भले जोन नहीं मिला, बनाएंगे जोन को.
To get to that 122, but they have to do it in these next
जोन को बनाएंगे.
because you have to hit that threshold and then win the next game.
Absolutely. I mean, from 12 down, I feel like it is pretty much done and dusted for the title, unfortunately. 74 points, putting you really, really far behind of that smash threshold. Unless everybody else in the entire lobby stops earning points and you just keep going on a points victory, maybe. But still, I'm not too sure about that one. So for 12 down,
yeah, that's 48.
I'm having a bad time thinking about their prospects.
गेम की साउंड डाउन कर रहा हूँ. कर दिया.
Which is unfortunate.
बंद करके रखा था. म्यूजिक बजा रहे थे.
There are opportunities for the rest of the lobby to keep
पूरा का जंप देखो. मार की आंख.
You say
93 पे पहुंच गए सीधा.
very much on an outside chance. I feel like anyone below 7th place is in that same boat, right? Having a really, really tough time, even in 7th, 6th, 5th. So boom, it's going to be really rough. It will necessitate a chicken dinner in this match. Yep. To go across. This is that Nongshim Red Force rotate.
Here they go.
To tune in with our teams in the Smash Zone. Nongshim Red Force now across to the military island. S2G went very, very quickly, which makes me question how much loot they're going to have on board to try and hold this. Nongshim took a little bit longer to get across, which is going to give them some more power, some more backstop of utility of supplies. And Aurora, of course, dropping over in that military base. They're not in the Smash Zone just yet, but they are the team that is closest to it. Only 7 points behind right now. E-Arena, they're still in South George. It's very likely that they're going to take a long time to go for this rotate.
Yeah, super unlucky on the side of E-Arena. They've had to do the longest rotations in Herringale all day today. I think that's why we see them not have as much success as normal. But this is a perfect zone for Nongshim, right? They're going to have the north side of military all to themselves. They know the side of the map like the back of their hand.
Bro, Aurora 40 NGX Tianba.
Starting to mix into a little bit.
सबके पास चांस है चिकन मार के स्मैश पहुंचने का.
They're super familiar with as they battled with them in Pachinko.
अब एक बार मैप देखते हैं.
At the start here of the finals.
I mean, it felt like, I mean,
नहीं यार चैट अपन एकदम लेट रोटेट कर रहे हैं.
Earlier than this. They just did not have a setup.
अपन होरा की बिल्डिंग बनाने देंगे क्या?
Maybe Galaxy getting across.
अपन किसी तरह जाएंगे मैच. गॉडलाइक तो पक्का OG का देखना है मेरे.
Great result for the squad. They are, of course, 22 points behind.
दिमाग खराब हो गया.
But she'll need to try and push past in the next, as you say, matches.
Yep.
To break on in there. And now Ulf could potentially try and roll across the bridge, but they are going to roll into a much harder stopping block, I imagine, given that Eder have now kind of solidified to the west side of that exit. I think the Galaxy hold the compound to the east side of the
Pura depression, bro.
Interested to see the kind of plays we're going to see from these teams, especially in that mid-lower part of the leaderboard. Because, you know, they want to still win this. They still possibly.
Depression, bro.
But what kind of different play styles are we going to see? Like, even got back to 74 points. To make it possible, they need a 25.8 here and in the next one. So they'd have to go and just eliminate everybody, right? So I would want to see aggression no matter what from them. Team Flash with 92 points, right? They're going to be hunting down that 122. That's 30 points in the next 2 games. So 15 and 15, much more manageable, right? At the same time, that's a chicken dinner with 5 eliminations, so it's not going to come easy.
Hey, we're just going to see.
Sure.
We're just going to have to see.
Damn, 40 versus S2G.
Right now, 4th drive.
Bro, S2G creating with opening.
Into S2G with that as well. One step closer to the smash zone. 4 drives denied there. S2G put that
S2G bridge cross भी कर ली.
that smash
Early
point.
जगह भी ले ली. और साइड पे ये 4-man strong है. किल भी मिल गया.
Feeling all right. They're feeling all right. We're still waiting for zone.
NS और EA की बात करेंगे.
Yeah, I have this. Sort of
NS भी sent. Oh my God, bro.
And it is.
EA cross नहीं करी, but NS और S2G भाई माँ कसम. Chat,
really worth bringing up, but
Chat, it might be the end.
That little
it might be the end.
Like, back of my neck is prickling. My spidey senses.
Bro, it might be the end.
That's right.
It's in effect here, folks. If we see that northern shift,
it might be the end, bro.
One heck of a party here.
गॉडल होरा की फील्डिंग सेट करने के लिए गई थी सवेरनी के पास, बट होरा ऑलरेडी निकल गई. ओजी धीरे धीरे रोटेशन मार के नोवो की तरफ जा रही. फ्यूरिया नोवो का ब्रिज कैम करके बैठी हुई है.
Just like that.
FL Bridge camp outside करेगी, outside
A lot of teams that are on in the blue zone still. I mean, we got E-Arena still in
Matra
South North, so they're
Matra
super late. Sion was up there, Godlight was up there, Aura are still just crossing Maya. So a lot of teams going to be very, very late on this booking.
Still family hunting for Vitality. Popping the hovercraft, luggage in the boot. Getting that fuel back on board. Minimal vehicles though. Makes this south side for them a lot more difficult to navigate. I'm not too happy with the amount of mobility that they're going to have. They do need to potentially try and find some vehicles or steal some from another team, as our circle will be coming in fairly soon. Yeah, for Vitality,
OG और FL हो गया तो Nova Bridge camp नहीं कर रही Furia
for the future, if that hovercraft draws the fire like
FL Bridge के पास बैठी है but Bridge camp नहीं हो रहा Nova का.
And it does get a lot of that military island in. It's going to push Alula away from Novo, and the teams on the east potentially going to have a little bit of a hurry up.
और अपन FL को मार दिया.
That outpost over to the west. The east bridge
आगे निकल गई.
It's going to be a fairly
अपना bridge का exit भी एकदम clear हो गया. मतलब bridge cross भी कर देते अपन.
Not for
exit भी एकदम clear है.
But it should be a fairly simple.
FL का knock निकाले अपन, opening निकाले अपन FL की. Bridge जा सकते हैं bro.
Looks like orangutan might have the better end of the stick. Rez.
भाई इनको मार देंगे तो पूरा Nova Bridge खाली है रे.
Rez needs to happen, unfortunately.
But पीछे से होरा भी आ रही, बहुत जल्दी fight निकालना होगा.
Observatory position so bad.
बहुत जल्दी fight निकालना है. ज़्यादा देर कर देंगे तो भाई नहीं हो जाएगा. Kill मिल गया W पे.
We got OG battling it out with Team Flash.
3 man हो गए FL.
Two teams pretty down on the leaderboards.
3 man हो गए FL.
Trying to soak up some points here, get some extra placements. Again, Team Flash have a possibility to make a run of it. They need 15 points in this one and the next one to reach that smash zone, to try and smash in that final match. That's if we even get there. We could end this game here and now, folks. But you know what? Before it ends, you guys gotta get the game and get Naruto Uzumaki skins right there. We got
जा रहे Nova Bridge जा रहे आप लोग Nova Bridge camp करके पीछे से हो रहा है. अरे भाई OG गंदा सैंडविच. OG गंदा सैंडविच. गंदा सैंडविच होने वाली होगी. FL वाले आगे जाके जोन ब्रिज क्रॉस करके कैंप कर रहे हैं. अपन ब्रिज के पास जा रहे हैं, पीछे से हो रहा है. बहुत बुरा सैंडविच है.
Picks him off a little bit.
बहुत बुरा सैंडविच है भाई.
And now it's a battle. The util, he touched the molly. He touched it with the tiptoe and gets
आखिरी बचा 40 का.
Another huge mistake here out of 4th Rise.
Aurora भी धीरे-धीरे स्मैश पॉइंट की तरफ पहुंच रही किल लेने के.
Swings back the other way. And Aurora now are another step closer. They put a second elimination point on the board. They are drawing inexorably towards that 122 metric. Now 5 points for them left to try and claim to join for a potential smash in Miramar if we get that far. Because remember, 3 teams can still win it. And we've seen 2 chicken dinners on milli circles coming from Nongshim, who have a 2-2 split on the north side of the island right now. Furia may look to try and challenge the northern point of this. And our Nongshim going to look to regroup over towards the northwest side of Millie. They will have to, at some point, decide which outpost they want to commit to. It may need another circle for them to do so.
Yeah, they're in a really great spot right now. The problem is that everyone's going to want it. And they are completely surrounded by squads. And I guarantee you, the second a team realizes Nongshim where they're at, they're going to pull.
ये खुद आपस में लड़ेंगे फिर. ऐसा मत बोल रहे. अपन मिलिट्री से जा रहे, गॉडल वाले, OG Novo से जा रहे.
Zone on the north side. Where's the shift going to go? If it goes to the bridge, oh, this is going to be straight chaotic.
Bro, देखो मिलिट्री ब्रिज काम नहीं हो रहा, but exit है ब्रिज के पास.
A little bit close to the bridge. Now Nongshim need to regroup. For my money,
OG के लिए बुरा लग रहा है.
Southwest side might just be a little bit better for them. They're right next to
OG के लिए बहुत बुरा लग रहा है.
Furia going to charge on in over the hills. E-Arena
बहुत बुरा लग रहा है.
to get across the zone as well.
गॉडल ब्रिज क्रॉस कर सकती है, but पीछे से ये आ रही. और ब्रिज के पास NGX बैठी हुई है.
Could be the make or break moment for E-Arena. They can get across. They've got the backline on that coast to keep them a little bit safer, but they have to get there first. A challenge of
NS center of the zone.
Galaxy.
SG भी अच्छी जगह पे आ गई.
But they have to get across.
Yeah, they're going to have to get across, and it's going to be a tough one right now. I mean, there is so many different teams crowding these bridges, and on both sides, on the eastern and western bridge. You can see Nongshim, though. They got those sandbags. They're going to be holding this hill. This is a great spot in this circle. We're going to have so many different sight lines. They can rotate away from it if necessary. They just got to watch out for the crash. These guys are set up for this one here. I'm not kidding. They are the biggest threat in this lobby right now.
It's crazy. Nongshim in a command point in this circle with the chance to smash this away. Put another military victory under their belt as well would be incredible. What a way to close it down. But they have got a long way to go. We're only 12 and a half minutes into this game. And there's going to be at least 15 more of them ticking away.
ये वर्सेस
Every
गॉर्डन
second.
प्रॉपर होने वाला है.
Drop of sweat
दोनों
beating.
को ब्रिज क्रॉस करना है. सामने
Foreheads of
ब्रिज
one of our
क्रॉस.
players.
एनजेक्स बैठी हुई है.
There's
एनजेक्स बैठी है नहीं बैठी है.
Godlike keeping an eye on Irina.
एनएस के बंदा ना वो
Looks like
वाइटलिटी
we
से.
did get a huge knock. That's X.
एनजेक्स बैठी है रे.
ZY.
प्रॉपर ब्रिज जंप नहीं कर रही है एनजेक्स बट बैठी है.
We should be able to get safe. Yeah, okay, so Nongshim gonna keep their player up here.
एसटीजी मार रही चिकन भाई. जोन अच्छा है ब्रो
Who it
एसटीजी
is
पे.
until it's flushed, so they still don't have a clue it's Nongshim.
एसटीजी बाय द वे जीसी चैंपियन रही ना. वर्ल्ड चैंपियन रही है ना
Able to get that
एसटीजी.
healing done. Unlikely that there's any full crashes onto this non.
Already world champion है लोग.
Given the direction of crash would need to come from the north side at the moment, and Furia, Alula generally not going to have the greatest of times getting across.
दोनों एक दूसरे को क्रॉस करने देंगे नहीं.
Domino's cheese lava pull apart pizza. Pull करो.
For the next circle to maybe Nongshim Red Bull is going to be very, very safe and secure in this position in a central spot. I'm also looking at S2G on the southwest side. No one really contesting them. Of course, you do still have Falak from fourth rise, the last player to stay alive, who could potentially
क्या लग रहा है चैट एसटीजी मारेगी क्या चिकन?
find an off angle, achieve a little snake in the grass play. But for S2G on the southwest side, I think they have a good run up as well once everybody else crunches in.
Yeah, there's so many teams here. I mean,
बाप रे नोवो ब्रिज पे तो मेरे को देखना ही
they're
नहीं.
gonna have some big dominant
तुमको
positions.
दिखाऊंगा ना नोवो ब्रिज. तुम देखो क्या चल रहा नोवो ब्रिज से. देखो आईफएल अभी तक ब्रिज कैम कर रही. ओजी ब्रिज के वो साइड है. उनके पीछे टियान बाय, उनके बाजू ये. ओह माय गॉड चैट. ब्रो गॉड के लिए अच्छी न्यूज़ है. ये चले गई नोवो के साइड. नो चैट. ओजी के लिए खराब लग रहा, बाकी गॉड के लिए अच्छा लग रहा.
The high ground.
Now this is really important. Sure, S2G have that high ground. That's really good for them. But Nongshim's decisions in the next
S2G
minute or
chicken
two
मार रही क्या?
are going to be pretty make or break. The teams on the northeast side will have to figure
S2G
out.
चिकन मार रही क्या भाई? ओजी वर्सेस टियान बा हो गया.
I feel like Nongshim can kind of stay here for a little bit longer. Yeah, they have.
भाई यारो.
As the crossing on the bridge
ओजी तुम
starts
लोग
to unfold, we've got
unlucky हो.
behind the cube.
peak level unlucky हो.
Arena sweeping in to try and play it behind this. They think
ये मैच में तो ओजी की कोई गलती नहीं है भाई. पीक लेवल अनलकी हो गए. पीक लेवल.
There are a whole bunch
मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा भाई.
holding on this
फिर भी तुम लोग ने 4 किल ले लिए.
And
बहुत डब्बू.
IGL's had the same idea, and this is stage 4. The blue zone is really
FL तो
going to
मार
start
कसम
showing
कैसे
something.
हरामी है
They
रे.
cannot afford to be holding here for so long. And for Team Flash, this is their chance to disrupt E-Arena.
a real big chance. E-Arena have stumbled as
जैसे ये आ गई.
since that first match that saw them into the smash.
आ गई है. माँ कसम
They are
भाई.
being denied access. So many players sit in front of them.
भाई माँ कसम चैट.
Behind.
बहुत अनलकी है ओजी.
For Tianba.
मजाक से क्या अनलकी है. बाकी एसटीजी के पास सबसे बेस्ट जगह है पूरे जोन में चिकन मार के चैंपियनशिप ले सकते हैं.
The two teams that sit with them in the smash zone.
बाजी नीचे गिर गया क्या?
हाँ,
जोन से मर के नीचे गिर गया.
There goes Schweppes.
Unrestable now.
Yeah.
गॉड अकेला बचा है. 4 किल इस गॉड.
God is going to be
ओजी
looking
के
to
लिए.
get that thirst, soak up them points. They
चल
know
विस्कॉट
it's the
मार.
arena here.
थोड़े
Oh,
पॉइंट ले ले.
headshot.
Okay.
मर गया विस्कॉट. वो मर गया. स्काई मर गया जोन से.
Get
एक दिन
back
पड़ा रहेगा.
inside. More bit desperate at this point. Just going to be full sending it across this bridge to try and survive. The blue zone chunking them down. And the crowd
मार दिया विस्कॉट. एक आधे को.
chanting. I can hear the S2G chants already. They know this looks really good, but can they finish it out?
Oh, this east side concluding, and we didn't really catch it.
टियान बा का एक बंदा अभी भी मिर्जा के पास
Went
है.
up towards Digma Galaxy to take that fight on the northern side. They were able to take a player down and not lose any themselves. But again, that leaves no challengers from the east.
मानिया नॉक. उसके बंदे से मानिया नॉक फिर अपन ब्रिज क्रॉस कर लिए क्या?
Everybody from the east side is going to be coming into this zone ragged.
पूरा अपन ब्रिज क्रॉस किए क्या? हाँ कर लिए रे अपन ब्रिज क्रॉस.
Get across the bridge, but
कर लिए ब्रिज क्रॉस कर लिए डब्ल्यू. बट मानिया का लॉस हो गया.
The Schweppes and a whole bunch of utility as well. They're going to be going through almost all their meds here just to try and survive. And then they're going to have to get lucky into this circle. They're going to have to hope to catch a third party. Something. If they do get that
तो में भी
third
नॉक
party
हो गए रे.
though, and win that fight, this could be dangerous. Let's see how this works
यार
out.
मिलिट्री जोन का ऐसे ही है भाई. लेट निकलते ना तो सेटल होने मिलता नहीं क्रॉस करने के बाद. हुआ जब अपन निकले थे ना टाइमिंग पकड़ के ब्रिज क्रॉस करके मिलिट्री जोन में अंदर जाके जगह ही नहीं मिली बिल्कुल भी.
he's going to manage complete ease, but it's a good start.
अरे यार
Back bows for team.
बिना मार तक गया तो अरोरा चैंपियन बनेगी. मनीष भाई देखते तरह 40 अरोरा को निकालने 5
Now they might try and turn their attention.
5 पॉइंट निकालने और अरोरा को
Tabletop
स्मैश पॉइंट पहुंचने.
in their bunker spot.
बट अगले मैच तक तो अगर अरोरा मार दी 5 पॉइंट 4 टीम रहेगी स्मैश पे, बाप रे।
For everybody on the east
मेरे को तो
side.
ये मैच ही खत्म लग रहा है। S2G पे जो जगह है ना,
Difficult, impregnable position.
4-man strong है S2G,
He found a spot though, right?
और जो जगह पे है,
A little bit of space here and possibly some elimination. Wizgod is trying to drive by. He thought this was open.
I would just say that.
Wizgod almost on fire somehow.
Bro, S2G की जगह,
And now getting taken out.
Chad, I feel like खत्म हो रहा है bro. S2G की जगह देखो यार, मेरे को लग रहा है खत्म हो रहा है। S2G के पास golden chance है चिकन मारने का।
A team that we haven't talked about in a while is Aurora.
Waddle 2-man जिंदा है, zone के अंदर।
And remember, they are team chasing towards that.
OG अच्छा try था bro, I would just say unlucky हो भाई आप लोग। 4 kill लिए, W।
Odoe Arena, and they are now down another.
बुरा लग रहा है भाई, ये zone बहुत बीटी दे दिया।
So Aurora denied the point.
Zone बहुत बीटी दिया
Be
भाई।
pretty crucial if they do not make it into the smash zone here.
Zone बहुत बीटी दे दिया
on the south side of this zone as it pushes, by the way, away from Nongshim. Yeah, that could be devastating for Aurora.
भाई peak level पे zone बीटी दे दिया।
Aurora looking dangerous, though. They're actually going to be fighting out with E-Arena. That's a big one, a big fight about to take off as they're waiting for this next circle. This is still stage 5, but military zones are just so dangerous. Aurora are going to have this beautiful compound for now, so they don't have to move. Right now, they're just keeping eyes on Alula, trying to get a few more eliminations. They know they're that close. Only 5 points away now from that smash zone.
Goodness me, I feel like the most important decision here.
Silas वाली lineup S2G की champion थी, ये वाली lineup नहीं।
The question is when. What do you need to have in place before you go for it? And I feel like this is one of them. Clearing out the back, Team Flash, as soon as they roll out, they're going to get hounded down. So the ability to clear that out is brilliant. But
NS भी 4-man है, but NS को zone में जाने के लिए लड़ना है। इनको मार के भी आगे फिर लड़ना है इनको।
They roll up for a second rundown. So easy goes low, but he's still got a little bit more.
आखिरी बचा है फिर का clean sweep पे। Clean sweep दिया, but इनको भी zone जाना है अभी। ओह ये कहाँ से आ गई? ये लोग कहाँ से आ गए?
There they go.
What?
Was that Nick with the targeted?
ये लोग कहाँ से आए भाई?
Precision strike, take down the
ये लोग कहाँ से आए? रे अचानक से?
Denied.
Out of here! Nick McGalaxy
STG
heard
champion
that fight.
boys.
They knew who was on top of the hill, and they say, you know what? We want a piece of that, baby.
S2G champion I feel like. Zone दिखाता हूँ, map देखो, तुमको समझ में आएगा क्या बोल रहा हूँ। S2G की जगह देखो।
E-Arena still alive.
S2G की जगह देखो, 4-man strong.
In just one
Waddle अच्छी जगह पे, but Waddle उसके पास जा रही है।
this tournament, and we could see another match.
S2G has a golden chance. Golden chance. Golden chance.
SUG with that opportunity now on the southwest side of the circle. Have to
Peak
get a
level
little
golden
closer
chance.
to it. They've still got the madman Salak to deal with.
They can't choke, bro. They can't choke. If they want to win, this is the moment.
Rolling up to it as a name.
ये moment वापस नहीं मिलेगा. ऐसी जगह, ऐसा zone.
They should know this.
4-man alive. ये आपको मिलेगा नहीं वापस.
As the nades are flying, Godlike and launching forward. Kamikaze will certainly know about it now. Godlike wants to challenge on this hillside, the southwest side, getting on for an otter. Oh, okay, it's the Lone Ranger. On horseback, charging into battle.
Malak on the move. 1 horsepower, man. He's on the move. Can he survive? He hops. Jumps out for a little bit longer and survives.
He's got a big iron on his hip. He's ready for the fight. Godlike trying to take a shot. Have to do better than that. Oh, under the belt for Falak, but he goes down to a long-range third party.
Power वही जगह पे खेल ले, गाड़ी का cover लगा के.
Over to S2G. For Turkey,
खत्म हो रहा.
they have
खत्म हो रहा, खत्म हो रहा.
shots. They have the
इससे better chance मिलेगा ही नहीं.
It is about
ईडा वाइटलिटी पे स्लैम करेगी. अरोरा की फाइट होगी ईए से. ईडिया वहाँ पे जोन के एज पे उल्ट से लड़ रही. एसयूजी का पूरा बैक क्लियर है. 4-man स्ट्रॉन्ग है. ज्यादा ओवर कमिट करे बगैर ढंग से खेलेंगे 4-man एज अ टीम तो इजी है. चिकन है. इजी चिकन है उन लोगों के लिए. पोजीशन वाइज, जगह वाइज, सब कुछ.
On the other side of things, though, and that's going to be chaotic on the side that SUG is starting to spread their wings. They're taking so much real estate in this circle, looking to get the chicken.
They could make it up to first place. And down go Arena, so
Aurora 4-man
the early team.
Aurora को भी move करना है ऊपर की तरफ जाना.
To be in with a chance, with a smash.
Aurora के हाथ नहीं है.
On this final angle is SUG.
Aurora भी पहुंच गई.
But Aurora could change that tune.
Aurora जा रही है SUG की तरफ.
One more.
Aurora जा रही है SUG की तरफ.
They are in and on the north
Wolf versus
side.
Ida.
It makes it happen. Aurora.
अगर SUG defend करती Aurora को.
In the smash zone, if we go to another match.
Oh, and you can see Joel. He knows it. He knows exactly where this S2G squad is. He spotted him. Did he spot S2G though in the grass, waiting to make a play? Y'all getting mighty close here. Oh, S2G does stand up. The fight waiting to happen. This could be the fight to decide this tournament.
पावर टॉप 5 लेके आ गए बट अपने पास स्किल नहीं है रे
They're going to control this entire side of the map.
SUG 4-man, Aurora 4-man, Vitality 4-man. अगर Vitality Aurora आपस में लड़ लिए तो ब्रो बहुत सीन हो जाएगा. Vitality Aurora आपस में लड़ लिए तो सीन हो जाएगा. SUG के लिए गेम रहेगा.
Is to take down S2G, who sit atop the mountain, presiding over the military finish. Nongshim Red Force swept aside with a targeted strike from Enigma Galaxy. The arena struggling, clawing their way towards the circle, finally fell apart at the seams and could not go the distance, but S2G have their chance.
They've got it. You can see Kamikaze.
अरे डॉग ने पावर को मार दिया. टॉप 5 लेके आया पावर टीम आउट निकाले. और वही है 0 प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट. तो ये तो है सीन. अगर वाइटैलिटी वर्सेस अरोरा हो गया तो चैट खत्म हो रहा है क्या?
That's a perfect opportunity for S2G to third party this and take this tournament.
But I mean, where do Vitality go? Where do they go to try and make the most of this match, right? It is towards
खत्म हो रहा है क्या ब्रो टूर्नामेंट?
Can't sweep West. Furious still have some snakes in the grass and Kamikaze's reinforcing that position. I feel like Vitality might just be giving this
bro खत्म हो रहा है टूर्नामेंट. अरोरा के पास ही जा रहे
You
लोग.
gotta realize, Vitality, it's either go anywhere else or go home right now. If they battle this out, it's gonna give S2G a massive
फ्यूरिया वैसे भी 2-man है. S2G फ्यूरिया को मार देगी 2-man. ये दोनों आपस में लड़के कैजुअलिटी ले लिए तो S2G का चिकन है.
in this tournament.
We need to put the aura in Aurora right now. They need to look big, play big, score big, get into the smash zone because they are the only team really in the
Oh my god bro. Oh my god. अब तो 100% Vitality Aurora से लड़ेगी. 100%. अब Aurora, no, the problem is Aurora, even if they want to push S2G, they can't, cause Vitality नीचे के साइड आएगी. अगर अरोरा ऊपर चढ़ेगी वाइटैलिटी के लिए अरोरा वाले सारे ओपन में. S2G के पास हाई ग्राउंड प्लस जोन है. S2G को सिर्फ फ्यूरिया के 2 पुट्टे मारना है. फ्री चिकन है S2G के लिए. इफ दे चोक they'll choke the championship.
This position, this is all about fight timing. If Aurora and Vitality battle each other out, S2G should have this one in the bag. And top is looking in Vitality's direction.
Okay. We'll see if this oppressive force can go. I mean, Vitality's approach is not easy, even if S2G aren't peeking all the way down. There is still angles that they can take over towards Vitality. And they may actually opt to stay on the top of this ridge.
You can feel the tension.
Man, I feel like it's over.
Cut it with the knife. This could be the end of the tournament. We're watching the last game. If S2G take this one, Furia. Don't count them out either. They have 2 players up, but they could definitely disrupt this entire fight.
Down the line.
Here we go. One more zone shift. One more zone shift to decide who's going to have the advantage. And if S2G are going to be able to take it. He's driving up. He gets knocked out. Now it's only Ayala left for Furia.
There was also a knockover towards the Vitality player.
Vitality guys knocked.
Who are pushing up to the ridge, but leaving top out to deal with Vitality's position. It's so suppressed. Oh, the link. Oh, coming into play. And there's a knockover towards top. S2G find the backline. That's not going to be reservable. 3 players now for Aurora, with their chance to take it all away. But S2G, with only 2 limbs, they don't need any more than that. All they need is the win. And with 3 teams beneath them.
Golden chance है रे. इससे better chicken मिल ही नहीं सकता.
Aurora think
तो loss तो पता नहीं है right में बंदा है.
Desperately calling for assistance.
Lost.
Trying to suppress it, but no. Lost back behind the tree.
Y'all with the critical shot at the off angle from Doc is able to knock a player from S2G. And here
क्या कर रही है?
Aurora.
S2G ने क्या किया? Oh my god!
Doc, baby, shutting them down.
Bro, what the fuck did you guys do?
For S2G, it's still doable.
What did you do?
But it would need a miracle.
How could you choke this, bro?
Backline, so Vitality still sits living. 4 players alive.
Bro, how could you choke this?
They might be the ones to take it all.
It's Kamikaze versus the world. If he somehow takes this, it's
how
game
could
over.
You choke this, man?
By itself, Reefus dominating this lobby, and by Vitality's in trouble.
Kamikaze in the center of the circle with the assistance from Ayala could suppress that position from Aurora. If they get Seoul back up, that does change the tune. Kamikaze has the broadside. Reaper goes low, but
let's go. We're going one more match. But STG भाई, आप लोग जिंदगी भर ये गेम नहीं भूलोगे.
Aurora, keep it going. We're going to.
भाई जिंदगी भर कोई ये गेम नहीं भूलेगा STG का प्लेयर. S2G वाले गेम नहीं भूल सकते. ब्रो क्या चोक किए, माँ कसम क्या चोक किए. Why would they move downwards? Why didn't they wait for Vitality and Aurora to fight? Why didn't they wait? Why did they make the first move? खुद ओरियो बिस्किट का बीच का क्रीम बनने क्यों गए? Why did they do that? They had the zone. अपर रिश्ता धीरे धीरे जोन क्लोजिंग होता, स्मोक वॉल बना के वहीं पे गाड़ी के पास लेटते, कवर बना लेते, गाड़ी के कवर में खेलते. Should have waited for Aurora versus Vitality. Bro, what did they do? भाई गंदा रिग्रेट करेंगे. अब सीन कैसा है, 4 टीम क्वालिफाई कर गई. अरोरा, S2G, EA और NS, 4 टीम के पास स्मैश पॉइंट है. अगला 2 गेम बचे हैं, दोनों मेरा मार, ये चारों में से कोई भी चिकन मारा खत्म हो जाएगा. S2G had the golden chance bro. मतलब पीक लेवल पे गोल्डन चांस था, कैसा आगे नहीं मालूम भाई. बहुत गंदा था भाई. बट अपने को और 2 मौके मिल रहे, वो अच्छी चीज है ज्यादा क्लाइम अप करने के लिए. बट भाई याद रखेंगे प्लेयर्स ये मैच. All good भाई, all good. I got match. This tournament's not over. We still have 2 more races. जगह तरीबन जगह है खेलने के लिए यहाँ पे. ऊपर जगह है यहाँ पे खेलने के लिए. गाड़ी का
Kamikaze easily getting this elimination as well. You see how the Reaper's gone. Yeah, those nades got clean in them up as well. Aurora, fantastic play coming through from them. They drop military, they stay with military. That is how you want to close down Jericho. And what a sigh of relief for Nongshim and for E-Arena to have another crack at this smash victory.
Yeah, and let's go man. मजा आ गया. Genuinely मजा आ गया. क्या लग रहा है, अरोरा मारेगी? मेरे को भी लग रहा है मिरामार में वो लोग और स्ट्रांग है. हाँ, अब तो निकाल लिए भाई अरोरा, मेरे को लग रहा है. चलो वो गिम्बल कितना हेवी रहेगा बाप रे. बाप रे. भाई अभी वाला मैच जो तुम लोग देखे हो S2G का, ये जो हुआ है सीन पब्लिक, मेरे को तो लग रहा था जिस हिसाब से जोन था, जिस हिसाब से 4 मैन अलाइव थे, आई थॉट खत्म है टूर्नामेंट. अंदर ये भी सोच रहा था कि ना कि अपने 2 गेम खेलने का मौका मिले और अपन क्लाइंब अप करे. यार गॉडल ने जो रोंडो में मोमेंट उसके बाद आई वाज लाइक आज खतरनाक देखने मिलेगा. बट 3 एंगल खराब गए. ये वाला तो दोनों टीम के लिए खराब गया. ये ओजी ने जितना भी बेटर करने का ट्राई किया इस जोन के हिसाब से 4 किल फिनिश पॉइंट लेके गए. दैट वाज द बेस्ट दे कैन डू. क्योंकि जिस हिसाब से नोवो साइड 4 टीम क्रॉस करने के लिए जा रही थी, तो उन लोग अनलकी हो गए. बट खराब लगा यार, मतलब यप यस.
और सबसे बड़ी बात है ना कि इंडिया में जितने भी फैंस हैं, जितने भी प्लेयर्स जो भी खेलना सीख रहे हैं, वो जो भी टीम्स हैं, उनके लिए रास्ता खुला.
100% ये प्लेयर्स को देख के लोग मोटिवेट हुए हैं. एंड एक चीज बता दूं, ये इस लॉबी में आप जो टीम्स देख रहे हो, ये वर्ल्ड की टॉप 16 टीम्स है. इसमें से 2 इंडियन टीम है, 8 लड़के रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. जिस तरीके से खेले, जिस तरीके से स्टैंडर्ड सेट किए, आज भी मैं अभी इसके पहले रेवो से बात कर रहा था, उससे मैंने पूछा इंडियन टीम्स के बारे में आपका क्या कहना है. वो क्लियरली बोल रहा है दे आर लुकिंग स्ट्रॉन्ग, दे आर लुकिंग एग्रेसिव, और 1-2 बार खेल के दे विल बी डोमिनेटिंग इन दिस लॉबी. एंड जब वर्ल्ड के लोग, ये जो यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग हैं वो भी रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे हैं, वो बहुत बड़ी बात है इंडिया के.